8 times. People say Faker is not the GOAT anymore, but can you tell me any other player that's been to Worlds 8 times and has never in his life finished below top 4?
Pog, let's go, man.
9 times and he's never finished below top 4. Never. That's actually kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Barrel's done it 3 times. Okay. T1. Alright, it's KT versus JDG today. We're not gonna watch the teaser. We're gonna watch it on the broadcast. Don't use Chrome. I think it's fine. We're 1080p Andes today. We're 1080p today. It should be fine. Wait, if I'm streaming in 1080p and I'm watching in 1440p, does that mean that I'm watching in 1440p but you're watching in 1080p, so it doesn't matter that I increase the quality? Ah. So this is the best quality stream you can get. And this is the exact same quality as the Twitch stream, right? You're streaming in 30 FPS? No, I'm not. I'm streaming in 60 FPS. Wait, let me check.
Oh, let's go, man.
9 months, wow. All I can say is I'm thankful to you.
Wait. It's because I'm in Korea, wait. You're not watching on 660p. 1080p, 60 FPS! Nutsack, suck on it. What browser is best to watch YouTube in? What's the best browser to watch YouTube on? Edge. This shit. But I don't have edge block. Edge is the same as Chrome. Let's do a test here. Bro, Edge is the same. It's still fucking me.
Welcome everyone to the World's 2023 quarterfinals live from the Sajik Indoor Gymnasium in Busan, South Korea. Yesterday, the LPL took first blood over the LCK, and today, tournament favorites JDG are aiming to make it 2 for 2 against the underdogs of KT Rolfster. Here we see the men on the road to the Golden Road. I said road twice, but you know what I mean. Ready for the job at hand.
And they're looking incredibly good thus far. Heavy favorites coming into today. The expectations are high, but that didn't work out for Gen G yesterday.
So maybe? KT?
Are you trying to get me to say anything?
Come on, KT.
positive?
No.
This is actually.
I want KT to
So
win
I'll say
just for the
this
memes.
is going to be a really interesting experience because this is the first time I've ever been on a live broadcast desk where I've been a fan of a team, right? Like, I became a KT Rolster fan in 2013. It's actually like why I am standing here today.
Are you saying you're not cheering for the LCS teams at Worlds, Emily?
What's going on?
No, it's just a different vibe.
Well, they're not
Okay.
here anymore. Same goes
Okay.
for Lore. She can't support the European teams
I mean,
anymore.
that's the thing. I already lost 5 team. I'm ready to lose a 6-1. I'm ready for
Wait, 1
anything
second.
today.
Here we go. Talk about being ready for anything. was Gen G yesterday? Kinda, but it wasn't enough. BLG versus Gen G, with Gen G as the favorites going in, but we saw a repeat of MSI, albeit 5
I think I'm gonna
games
edge myself
And
real
that
quick.
was
1 sec.
interesting because we came into yesterday thinking that Gen G, they're a different team now. They had such an amazing summer that all the players are going to come online.
Let's try it.
Shelby felt confident.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Should we try it? Let's try Microsoft Edge. But we'll try... Okay, I need to ask you guys a question. Okay. Let's try it. Let's do a question. Okay. This is 1440p, okay? Watch this for 30 seconds. Watch the quality, okay? Look at the quality of the stream.
We're gonna see the same history, but then they woke up just different approach of the draft and of the gameplay itself, but they could not just bring it.
And now look at this.
I think the most heartbreaking part about this is, as a
Is there a difference?
You know, for a Gen G, you come in and you know you played horrible in those first 2 games. You know you didn't draft the way you wanted to play. You didn't prepare you wanted. And then you come back and you show how you can play in the last 3 games, but you don't get the first 2 back. You want to restart, you want to try it again, but you just can't, and it's so heartbreaking.
And then for the BLG side, this was a really monumental game for them as well, I think, because as you see,
I'm just curious. I know we haven't started yet, so let's just test it.
For us. The fact that they were, you saw stuff like the bin rumble.
I want to see if there's any quality difference.
It seems a lot of the LPL teams have really decided, like, okay, either R5 counts,
I want to see if there's a quality difference.
or we're just going back to these 2v2 super lane.
Okay, look at his face.
And that's been a really interesting
now look at his face.
that we've kind of seen all of the LPL teams go for. So I'm curious to see.
Is there a difference?
Today with the JDG, as we see Tabe. I know people are doing the Giga Tabe.
Left is slightly better. Okay, let's do
what
left
we
then.
see at Worlds usually. Like there's 2 times in the meta.
Edge is a little bit crisper. Okay, let's do Edge then.
Adapting the first on this one, and LCK can be a bit slow on that end, which is why
some people say they don't say a difference. Some people say Edge is a little bit better. So there's no. Sometimes in life, if there's no negative and there could possibly be a positive, you should take the possibility of a positive rather than being lazy.
Already, when I talked
That's
to
my
him
life
last
advice
week,
to
I
you.
was asking him, is this the strongest
That's
the
my life
LPL
advice to
has
you.
been ever at an international tournament? We're going to see at the end of today if it continues like this, but so far LPL absolutely dominant.
Yes, and we brought up a graphic, I think, on the first day of the quarterfinals in terms of the history between
Let's
the
see
LPL
how my
and
Edge
the
is
LCK,
edging.
and the fact that if one region gets rolling in a bracket stage of Worlds, it usually is very unilaterally that region that then becomes the world champion, and it's either LPL beats all of the LCK or either all of the LCK beats LPL. So does that mean it's very bad news for the LCK?
Watch the teaser
Yeah,
of
I don't think
JDG
so, but I
KT.
think this is a
Yeah, we
really
will watch the
interesting
teaser of
look at
JDG
how,
KT
because
when
we were
it's
talking
played
about how important
on the
this is
broadcast.
with no region team
Wait, am I not
kills in
live?
these matchups on the final 3 days of quarterfinals. I think between these
Now we're good.
regions, it really is meta dependent.
Now we're good, now
Who
we're good.
adjusts to the world's meta the best.
All right, we're gonna
We
mute
even saw that
alerts.
with GRX last year,
And we're gonna
the most
remove alerts.
unexpected team to win Worlds.
I
think, in
appreciate the
history, so
subscriptions.
it's really
By the way,
going to
I
depend
saw
on which of
yesterday
these
like
teams
10
adjusts
people
meta.
donate for TTS while we were streaming. Guys, don't dono. I mean, you can dono if you want to dono, but don't dono for TTS. It's disabled.
Maybe the others are closer matchups, but now we could have 4 LPL in semis.
And that's why everyone here was so shell-shocked after that match concluded, and we have one last true favorite left at the World Championship.
Me.
It's JDG.
I'm the favorite.
And why are they such big
No, that's been
favorites?
messaged.
They are just the most impressive team, and they have been all year.
I mean, they have been absolutely incredible. It started with the roster changes. You bring in Knight, you bring in Ruler.
Where is
two
my
of the
pen?
best players in the entire world, not just for their role, but point blank,
Chat.
period. These guys are incredible. It reshaped how the team could play. 369 took that more defensive role, and this team really focused on 5v5, really focused on enabling Ruler, and has allowed him to shine in such an incredible way. And with the meta staying stable and staying towards 5v5 through spring, through summer, through MSI, and now into Worlds, they're looking really good.
And,
I got it.
I know we're going to mention
I wonder if we get
Ruler, 'cause
FPS drop
obviously
when I
we've
swap.
highlighted He is, if not,
No, we
like,
don't. Wait,
the
Chrome is
best AD
trash.
carry, the best player here. I do want to talk about Knight and how good
Damn.
he was at MSI and how great it was to see all of these people have been doubting him at international
Doubters.
events to get that MSI title.
There's doubters.
Was so important to him, and he is, in my opinion, still the best LPL mid laner right now.
And that's
Bro,
the thing,
Chrome
it meant
is
so much
outdated
for him
and washed.
to grab this MSI title, to prove himself internationally, but it's so hard to stay consistent.
The only reason
playing at
people people use Chrome is because it's easy to add extensions to it. True and based. Everyone goes back to Chrome because they have all their extensions and they're easy to add when you go to a new PC, and they're lazy as fuck. It's the only way.
Difficult thing to do. Why do we have more faith in JDG than we did in the others?
I mean, I think one of the reasons is because the meta has stayed more stable than it has in the previous years. You know, that's one of the things. But I will say it's so hard to accomplish it because when you're that #1 team, everyone is creating their plan to take you down. Everyone knows JDG is going to be a massive
Bro, this heroic music is the way you curse JDG. The best team in the world. The two best players. The team fight. KT. What'd you say, bitches? Bro, KT's about a headshot JDG's golden road. I can feel it. He's asleep. Who's that?
And I feel like fighting against these minimal issues over the year is usually something they take aside. But when it comes to the World Championship and it's like the year has been long.
Yo, cameraman, leave him alone.
He's been winning everything. Teams are really tired, and this is usually when this issue resurfaces. But you can't take care of them now because you're supposed to win everything.
And it's all about, can you live up to those expectations and can you withstand the pressure? They look pretty relaxed to me,
someone
but
says
when it doesn't go your way
that he's
anymore,
made a game.
How do you react? Now, someone who's
he's made the watermelon game with my faces.
Ashley Kang from Horizon, she tweeted, I think a couple of hours ago, about how it was actually day on day 6 years ago where Ruler won the World Championship in 2017 in Beijing with Samsung. And yeah, he's been chasing it ever since, and this feels like his year. Emily.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's a reason.
What are you doing?
Saying Ruler is not just the best AD carry
what are
in
you
the world,
doing?
But potentially the best player here at the World Championship. He's been so consistently good throughout his career. Like, I remember watching him in his rookie year with Samsung. I actually remember before that when he was named Bung in the LCK Challengers. So it's amazing to see not only how well he's performed, but how
can we
well
take a second
JDG
and
play
honor
around
Emily
him, right?
Rand
This
again?
is a 5v5
Everyone, Emily Rand on the desk.
team, and he has so many good pieces around him that he just looks like even better than the high expectations we've set for him his entire career.
And I just think it's absurd
I
that
think
a player that
she's
we were talking
probably
about World
one of the
6 years
best,
ago,
maybe not, maybe if not the best analyst desk person
one really who's
in
able
league.
to stay at
She's
the top
crazy
that
good.
long and still be considered the absolute best in
She's
the world.
Crazy good.
And I think that is what makes his career so unparalleled.
And
she's got it all: storyteller, game knowledge, history,
but also a crowning
base
achievement
takes.
for the golden road of JDG. They have their fundamentals down to a T, and one
And
of
she
their
doesn't swear
greatest
on
strengths is
broadcast.
their Baron setups.
So what?
And Vedius is here to run you through why
Bro,
they're
imagine
so
she dropped an
impressive.
F word on broadcast. How cool would that be?
When watching JDG, you'll often find yourself thinking this game was even until it's not, because of how ruthless JDG are at converting small mistakes into game-ending plays. Let's look at how they do it.
Vedius.
BDS in round 1 of the Swiss stage, JDG were down in gold at the 20-minute mark. With this
Mark,
slight
he said
lead,
Mark.
it's BDS that pressures the Baron to create a pincer onto JDG, but it doesn't quite go to plan.
There's the silence, he killer instincts to get himself out of the way, and he will survive.
Adam, you're griefing us.
After BDS back off, JDG see this as an opportunity to start the Baron themselves. They make a deliberate effort to clear out every speck of vision that BDS might have, even zoning Lebrov away from Baron to prevent any wards from being dropped. After plunging BDS into darkness, they lay their trap. Sheo needs to gain access to the Baron, so takes a route he believes to be safer by going over the wall. Unfortunately for him, JDG spotted him isolated and pounced, securing the kill, the Baron, and the subsequent teamfight.
Stopping this Baron is going to be a heck of a tall order. 369 taking a bit of damage, but he's just buying space. Adam's spinning, but I don't think he's winning. Is now Ruler's on the board.
He's spinning, but I don't think he's winning.
Lebrov goes down as well, and Adam's just going to have to get out of there. Petrifying Gaze, not named quite well enough at this point in time, is now Ruler's looking for a little bit more. Noxious Blast not
Crazy that Ari has a spell that like kisses you, and then you get charmed. Bro. I want to play Earth against Ari.
A single decision to start the Baron by BDS was flipped on them by a well-controlled JDG, and with this Baron they wasted no time. Pushing both mid and bot and knowing they are stronger, they force their way into BDS's base. Their incredible team fighting secures them the victory and an advancement in the Swiss.
Silence is down onto Kanavi, but he just turns it immediately. The Jarvan going to be the first one to go down. Sheo trying to get himself out of there. Lebrov is going to be the sacrifice, and Nuke's going to go down as well. And now Ruler kind of taking matters into his own hands alongside Knight, who collects a
If your stream lags on another fight, I'm gonna refund. No, it's not gonna lag. The stream is never gonna lag again. Never. Two things are fixed. One, you'll never get ads during the game, and two, you will never
in their third game,
see the FPS drops.
At 20 minutes, the game is practically dead even. The teams traded kills and objectives throughout the early game. Ironically, at a similar time frame, 20.
Are you gonna finish Song of Nunu today? Yeah, we're gonna finish Song of Nunu.
With Dragon on the horizon and both teams trading for control over the mid-wave, Kanavi makes his way back out onto the map and looks for an opportunity.
But we're gonna play.
I
don't know what we're gonna play today, actually.
He pops his sweeper to navigate through the darkness to find something for his team. After realizing that LNG has no information, pressure from the rest of JDG funnels Scout into this unsuspecting trap.
Can you actually get out of this one? The answer's no.
A
No
single
Megalo.
pick is all it takes. Kanavi zones Tarzan out of the mid lane while the rest begin their siege. Knowing they have the numbers advantage, they put Lambs to the slaughter and find 3 kills.
As the quickness comes in and they are just torn apart. Goal is taken out. The turret was still up and it doesn't matter because Ruler is there to take it down and JDG, they should get it back.
Is there hope for KT today, or are we watching an execution?
With Baron, they do what they did
There
with
is hope.
BDS. They put
I
pressure
believe.
on 2 lanes, with bot and mid being their focus. LNG, being the resilient team they are, find a
I
pick
believe in
onto the
KT.
isolated Kanavi,
Actually, no, I
but it
don't.
isn't
I'm not
enough to
excited.
stop the
They will get
team-fighting
3-0'd.
prowess of JDG.
This one, Kanavi's gonna go golden, keeps himself alive, buys the time, is hung. He's gonna be the target here from JDG. They managed to get the 1-for-1 trade, but it's a little bit better.
I think the beauty of JDG is they make you take fights you think you should take. Like in the BDS game, they took the mid fight because 369 was clearing top. This fight, they take the fight because they traded support for jungle. So they're like, yeah, we can fight that. And JDG like teases them. They're like, yeah, come on in. Come on.
He's gonna take the triple kill and JDG, I think they've done it again.
JDG will
show
tease
no
you into
restraint
fights.
once they have the lead. Whether it be finding opportunities or carving one out for themselves, this team will always find a way to get that Baron.
Because you see, it's not always them engaging. They get engaged on because they look vulnerable, but they're actually not.
Thank you for that, Vedius. And Atlas is also casting this JDG match, by the way, if you're looking forward to more of those screeches. I know I am. But maybe it will be for the side of KT, because we've been talking
I've
so
already
much
lost
about,
the first 2
honestly,
quarterfinals on the
big
pick'ems.
favorites in this
You
matchup,
picked
but they are
NRG
up
over
versus
Weibo?
LCK's KT roster.
Europe just
Now,
banned from the stream.
there is a lot of storytelling around KT, and maybe for people that have only joined following this scene a little later, can you two break it down?
So, KT are cursed.
Yeah. It all started.
It was a rainy day in Chomsil in 2013. So I became a KT fan in 2013. It actually starts with this reverse sweep that SK Telecom.
What did you just say?
A reverse
It
sweep.
starts
It
with?
starts with a reverse sweep.
It starts with? You just
It was
I'm just saying
Emily,
you said
she
it.
did
I'm
it.
just saying you
She's
said it.
responsible.
KT's already cursed.
Go ahead.
But yeah,
Who are
so
you cheering for
SK
today?
Telecom then went on to win that world championship. That's where a lot of the memes come from, like the Ryu, Faker, Zed 1v1. There's a
Yeah.
meme in the
I'm not cheering
Korean
for anyone.
community that Ryu is still
I'm just here
dying
for a
to
banger
this day
series.
because of how
I
many
just don't want
people have
KT to
watched
get
that play
fucked.
over and over.
I wanna see them
And
fucked
for
back a bit.
KT, I think their MO, the reason why
How
I'm
iconic
like,
would it
oh,
be
are you a masochist to be a
if
KT
Cuz
fan? Is
stops
because
the
they
golden road?
always look like they're going to do it, and then they just
love him.
they break your heart in the most painful way possible.
That's the thing. Being ahead, 1 game away from qualifying to the World Championship, 1 game away from qualifying to semifinals, to finals, and it's been going on for years, and I think we have a lot of examples as to... I don't know why we're still fans, Emily, but
No,
still,
I
like,
don't know.
they keep us hooked. They keep us hooked.
Yeah,
My
bear
glasses are
with me.
dirty.
Is it like it's a dish, and you're really excited about the dish because it looks really good? It's like an insane milkshake. Maybe it has a splash of liquor. It has a donut on top. It has icing. It has everything. But then you start to drink it, eat it, and just falls apart. It's crumbling. It's all over your mouth. It actually doesn't taste that good because it's too sweet. Like the idea of it is better than the actual dish.
That's the thing, but once in a blue moon,
I'm gonna
when
run
it's
ads
actually
now,
well-made, it tastes
and then you're done
amazing.
with
But
ads.
you have to
Twitch
wait for this,
chatters.
yeah.
Well, and Emily has been telling us nonstop about how to be a
You can
KT
sub
fan,
to
you have
avoid
be a
them, but
masochist,
yeah,
so I
it's
thought,
14
being the
minutes,
nice guy that
last
I am,
ads run,
I'll
and we're
serve you
done.
guys up a little bit of pain. We've designed
you
a special
didn't.
tier list here. So this is going to be a tier list, and we're going to rank things from most heartbreaking to least heartbreaking.
Okay.
And we're going to be starting out with
KT
some of the
tier list?
oldest plays and working our way up towards modern era. So we can roll the first clip. This one back to 2013. This is the Ryu versus Faker most famous play in league history. Game 5. They lose to SKT1 with the Zed versus
Bro,
Zed.
this was where
And
the
then
Aware started.
They go on to lose in the regional qualifier as
That's
well.
where Aware
Yeah,
started.
This hurts so much for me. As
I
like
think
a
that's
new fan
heartbreaking.
Of KT, right? Also because then
Or please don't remind me.
Najin's, Black
Because
Sword
they
was
lost the game
needed
anyway. They're
from their
13K
spring,
down.
Like championship points. This is why they changed championship.
But it was a crazy
points, by the
play.
way.
It's funny how
actually
at the
did
start of
the
League,
best against
the
SK
first
Telecom
3
at
years
that
of that
tournament.
play,
So as a
everyone
KT
was
fan,
like,
you're just watching,
holy
you're like,
fuck, Faker.
"Oh, if only KT
And then like
would be able to
7
make it
years
here, like,
later,
maybe
in like
they would have been
2019,
able to be
2020,
world champions."
everyone was like,
But it's-
why didn't Shen ult him?
Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Shen had ult, it's not even that cool. Why didn't Shen ult him?
For
Bro,
me,
shut up.
it all comes down to this, and it all
Yeah.
comes down to this one. So for me, I would put it a bit high.
That's
on
how
the
it's
tier
so
list.
annoying
Is
how
it-
that
is it, like,
narrative
heartbreaking?
changed.
Can you still
That's
not
what
sleep
na-
over it, or just
That's
start?
what
I think
modern day
heartbreaking.
League plays are. Instead of looking at the play, people are like, why didn't this guy just do that instead? Then that wouldn't have happened. It's not even that cool. I fucking hate people who do that.
KT Arrows take down SKT, Samsung White, and Samsung Blue to get first
Yeah.
in summer. But only the top 2 teams, because of circuit points, qualified straight through. They didn't have enough circuit points, so they had to go into the regional qualifiers along with KT Bullet. So both the teams there, both of them lose 3-0 to Najin White Shield, and neither make Worlds.
We had a couple of these as well.
Yeah.
Losing into the qualifiers,
So this one of the qualifiers is the least.
Yeah.
Like I would put this as not too bad actually, because that KT Arrows team, they were so like their ceiling was so high.
Yeah.
but
Ruler
then
is
they would
trending
also
on
make a lot of
Twitter.
mistakes. So when they won that summer, I was
Ruler.
like, whoa.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they exceeded expectation, and I feel like you have a couple more of these to show us.
Yeah,
This one-
I
this
can
one-
think of
Okay,
some
okay.
regional
this-
qualifiers that were worse.
So in hindsight, this one was not too
Okay,
bad
not so
actually.
bad. This one I think should really
Oh
twist
my
the knife.
god.
This is
Oh, the
2016
GP Baron
Summer
steal.
Playoffs, Rocks versus KT in the finals. Peanut gets caught and killed. They go to the Baron, but an early smite from Score brings the Baron. I think it was 2
Why
HP.
Are you making me watch
2
this
HP.
again?
The GP takes it, and they end up losing and missing Worlds.
See, that one I still can't sleep over.
Yeah,
Like,
this one is so.
this one hurts.
Oh god,
The
that's the
SMEP
worst.
ult into
Yeah.
all of us getting killed afterwards, into like losing qualification. Yeah, no, this one is high
No
on the list.
jungler
for sure.
alive. You
Yeah.
still
Fucking
lose it to
Score.
the GPLT.
The thing is, we kept the same. I say we, like they kept the same team after the year after, won the championship, but still, this one I would say, yeah, still can't
Yeah.
sleep over. for
Zale,
sure.
you were enjoying
I
this
see
too
that
much.
play.
Yeah, Zale's having fun.
You brought me here to suffer, man.
This is
Wait,
what
I didn't
you're
run the
supposed
ads.
to like. You're a
They didn't
KT
run.
fan.
Oh, there we
All
go.
right, let's give you a.
All right, 2017, KT finished second in the regular season, then lose a painful 5-game series against T1 in
Bro,
playoffs,
KT
before
always
getting
lose 5-game
3-0
series. God is
in
not on
the
that. God
regional
abandoned
finals
KT,
by
not
Samsung
Piosik.
Galaxy. Again, one of those seasons
How
where you
cursed
thought,
is this
is going to
team?
be the one. They're going to make it to Worlds for sure this year.
I don't know if I have history bias here, but I know that 2018 was such a good year after that it. I don't know. I don't
What?
have 2018
Was it?
This one,
ish.
yeah. So
We made it 2 Worlds. So
this
at
one
least they were
was like I remember watching this,
Yeah.
and I was like shocked more than anything else.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Average KT fan experience.
Yeah.
Core JJ.
All right, we're gonna fast forward then. We're now going ahead to 2023. There was about 1,000 of these moments, so we had to pare it down a little
What
bit.
about KT versus IG?
2023,
Show that one.
First moment here. KT goes 17-1 in summer. They get 5 players in first team All-Pro, and then here's your reward. You can choose who you're gonna play in playoffs, and lo and behold,
KT
they
chose
choose
T1.
T1 as their opponent. Not only does T1 swiftly beat them, but they then go through the lower bracket, get T1 again, and lose to T1 again.
They brought this upon themselves,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
for this one. But yeah,
I feel like this is
KT
also
chose
an average
T1.
Because when this happened, I'm just like, yeah, of course.
it makes sense. At least they
Bro,
made it
it's
to
like,
Worlds
you know
this
the
year.
domino
It's an
meme?
educator
All right.
experience.
Them making it to Worlds makes this a little
KT
less
chose
painful.
T1.
Okay,
For
so
now.
the last one here. So we're at Worlds now. KT made it here.
JDG's
You're happy,
golden
you're a
road
KT
ends.
fan, but then they get the most cursed possible draws the whole way through. They get BLG, then D plus Kia, then Weibo, then LNG.
Who
then
did they
D
choose
plus
T1
Kia again,
over?
And now you have to play
Over
JDG
Hanwha
today.
Please don't remind me.
Yeah, please don't
Yeah,
remind me.
please don't remind me.
They could have chose Hanwha
Happy
and
that
had a
we got
free
to
win.
stage, but we did not all get the same draw. Look at this. But honestly, thinking about everything,
They
I
got
can't help but
BLG,
think
then
about
Damwon,
Jirax
then
last year.
Weibo, then
If they make
LNG,
it
then
today, it would
Damwon,
be
then
the best year
JDG.
they've ever had. And they got the training for it, at least.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the 2018 Worlds situation isn't in there.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one I was expecting.
There was
'cause
too many to choose from. I'm sorry. Maybe I chose ones that weren't heartbreaking.
Where would it be? The
I remember,
KTIG?
yeah, being in the crowd for that, like with
Yeah.
the KT fans in Busan. It was such an amazing experience because we were like all
Scared.
depressed together, and then I had to like dry my tears and go interview Ning.
This one would be top one.
I just want to say,
Top
Chad,
one,
thanks for
yeah.
coming out.
There's
Thanks
too
for
many,
being
and
here
I
on the
think
World's
that's
Coach
the key
streams.
takeaway.
I
The
hope you're
KT
having
fans
fun.
have been put
Pop
through
to
the
you.
ringer, but maybe they can turn it all around today, and maybe it will be in the bot lane. Let's see where Aiming's performance today will rank in the tier list, as
no.
he's facing none other than the superstar bot laner Ruler in our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Aiming kind of good though. Aiming kind of good.
Today, Ruler will pass 100 international games in our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz. The legendary LCK AD carry is determined to crown this milestone by beating an old rival from the LCK and reinforcing who the best Korean AD carry of all time is. It will not be easy against Aiming, who along with his team has been stepping up this entire tournament. Is clearly hungry to step out of the long shadow.
Aiming versus missing bot lane
for years. JDG are on their way towards a historic golden road, but we have seen enough upsets already this competition to know that no team is secure. And this battle between LCK and LPL could easily flip the status quo sideways.
Oh yeah, baby! Cuz about to end the golden road, you know it.
Well, we've talked a lot about Ruler already, so it's only fair. We also talk about the other side, and that's to someone who has been incredibly important to KT's success this year, Emily, in Aiming.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for Aiming is that for KT to be successful, he really needs to be on a mobile AD carry. As we look at some of his stronger moments on specifically Kai'Sa, as you see his most played and his win rates on them, I think Kai'Sa and Zeri have been so important for him to KT's success.
And that's what we saw during the this series, actually, where they played the Jinx during the first game. We saw that it backfired hard with Gala taking agency in the team fights especially, and then they reverted to putting him on AD carries such as Kai'Sa. He had so much success on this champion throughout summer, Zeri as well. But for me, it may be coming to the bot lane, but not specifically to the ADC matchup per se, maybe on the side of Lehens rather.
Yeah, I think that's the other interesting thing, right? Because when I think of Lehens, not only do I think of wacky picks, but I do think of him as a primarily engaged, like support focus, and that has also worked well with Aiming. Again, having his own mobility.
I'm scared that Lehens is going to get absolutely slapped this series.
Whereas with LPL, they have started this meta in a 2v2 bot lane where they're heavily prioritizing either, if they're on red side, R5ing support counterpick for something like Melio. They've had a super strong Renata focus, which we heard
That's what I'm
Genji
scared
talk
of.
about yesterday.
Didn't expect
it. So like the switch up in supports, I am very curious to see what KT and specifically Lehens
we need Lehens shrine meeting.
With that.
I mean, KT has to be prepared for this. We've seen it in back-to-back series now. The LPL is prioritizing incredibly highly. We saw it yesterday from BLG, but also Weibo in 9 straight games now has either picked or had Renata banned against them. Clearly, the priority on Enchanters is really, really high, and KT's got to be ready for it.
They do.
That's what I'm wondering, actually, because when you look at KT throughout summer, even when Melio was really meta, they were not defaulting to this kind of champion, sticking to the Nautilus, the engaged support rather. So are they going to be able to fight JDG on that soil, or are they going to adapt today? To me is what I'm going to be looking at least, because...
You're not giving me confidence, Laura.
No, I don't have any, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let me check
but
if
it's
the
going to be
FPS
so
drops.
important
Let's
because
see.
we've seen it like with the Melio, and then in terms of the team fights specifically, and I think this is what we started to set up earlier. The team fights from JDG, they are more than just Ruler. They are that machine that is working in tandem
Edge
with
is
each other
10 times better.
Yeah, obviously Ruler is, again, the best AD carry in the world, if not the best player in the world right now. But the team around him and the fact that so many people are like, oh, he is amazing. I think it has so much to do with the talent that's surrounding him. You have Kanavi, you have Knight, who is the best LPL mid laner in my opinion. I'm sorry, Scout. Like, I think Knight is phenomenal. He's having a great year. You have 369 in the top lane, who's absolutely willing to default to these matchups where he just kind of sits there.
Why are you all writing based?
Doesn't get much attention.
If she said Scout was better, you'd all write based as well.
Ruler in these team fights.
And I just think it is terrifying when you watch JDG team fight, because it is like one mind controlling 5 players, right? How they're actually working in tandem to create space for Ruler, how they're holding cooldowns for the perfect moments, how they're making these opportunities and then capitalizing on them is just endlessly impressive to me.
I heard Dylan Falco say before Worlds.
What is that?
I know, don't laugh because it's about scrims as well, but he said when they were scrimming them, they are the only team that they scrimmed that they felt it was so difficult to win the game. It was a struggle at every hurdle because of their ability to just turn little percentages into huge advantages even when they are from behind, and that is so impressive. You said it already, it is not just Ruler, it is in every lane and not in the least in the top lane, and JDG was the first team to lock their spot in the quarterfinals, and we talked to 369 how he feels about their chances going forward.
Okay, there has to be one more set of ads, otherwise we're on the edge, and then we're done. 40 minutes plus 15, 55 minutes, 5 minutes the game starts, 50 minutes draft, 43 minutes.
For the opportunity, another quickness is incredible as Ruler dives on top of Tarzan, but he doesn't exactly.
Yeah, the front end of the stream is more loaded. The front half of the stream is more loaded with ads, so we can buffer it for all the games.
369 is a monster.
我觉得大家首先都是各个位置上的顶级选手。然后我们化学反应好，也是因为我们的风格打法从建队的时候就已经确定了。被大家都觉得是最强的一支队伍的话，我们都是非常兴奋的，因为这样会让我们更有动力。大家都想着只要一起努力就会有好的结果。我觉得我们就是最强的队伍，就没有人可以打败我们。
Listen. You can avoid the ads, you know how.
369 is a top laner I've been watching since his debut in the Demacia Cup, and he's someone who caught my eye.
I'll describe it to you. Look, the ads I can delay for 15 minutes with 3 5-minute stops. They're gonna run in 39. And the game's not gonna start for another 10. So that means that they might run in about 43 minutes. If I run them now, then they're not gonna run ever. So I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm trying to be honest.
He can be such a phenomenal player, and like Azale was talking about, this is
so listen, if you're getting listen, if you want to close the stream, if you want to sub, if you want to do what you gotta do in 2023 to avoid the ads, do it. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm just doing this so you're never getting in the game, because that happened once already.
Another hard carry style top laner on this, I think it would be too many people wanting too many resources. The fact that he takes that back seat allows Knight and Ruler to have those resources to shine.
It does. 369 has been playing lights out as well, and we'll see how he steps up today. We all agree that it's going to be hard for KT, but where would we be if we had no belief in KT at all? We saw the impossible happen just yesterday. So I want to hear from you, Lore. KT has looked very, very good throughout points in this year when they look their best.
I'm sorry.
What does JDG have to look out for?
I think they have to look out for bot lane, especially. I think it's going to be, on the side of KT, difficult when you think of the support matchup and maybe top lane, but we saw Keen being innovative, especially in this hard top lane matchup such as Rumble, for instance, bringing in the
look
Rise.
at Ruler's match history, or like his history,
JDG
the last 2 years.
Maybe activate in the early game, which is something LPL teams have been doing so far, and on the side of KT, being able to hold on that pressure in the early game that JDG is going to throw at them.
Don't let them run away with it. Don't give them even an inch. It's going to be difficult. Let's see what our fans voted, who they predicted.
Is it a JDG fan prediction?
Predictions each day. You can head over to @MasterCardGG on
I put KT in my pick'ems.
And
Fuck
it's quite lopsided in favor of JDG, but that is to be expected.
This is way closer than yesterday was, though. BLG got like 5%, so KT 5 times more likely. There you have it. It's math.
That was the pick'ems, actually, wasn't it? But same thing.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
You're right.
Same thing. But we have to believe in a miracle because it happens very, very often here. But yeah, now it comes down for JDG to be that team that holds on, Emily, to kind of what they've laid out their whole year.
I hope the crowd fills up.
Lies, I think, exactly the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I am predicting
it's a Saturday, guys. Let's fill it up.
3-1 in this matchup. I do think KT have the ability to take a game. I actually think if you told me
tomorrow
KT,
will be full,
actually won this, it's not going to be the biggest upset in the world. However, JDG are just looking like such a stronger team when they are able to get like Vedi
tomorrow will be
out,
fun,
Baron,
but full. But today, I don't know.
So quickly, and I don't think KT will be able to deal with that.
I think it would be a huge upset, personally. Quickly, what are your predictions if you want to say? You don't have to.
I mean, my prediction was on the Korean desk earlier. I said 3-2 KT. I'm hoping really hard here, but someone has to cheer for them.
I want 3-0 JDG. I think they're the best team in the world. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Azale is just going to say the real.
But we've got some different flavors
Azale's being real.
In terms of the predictions, we'll have to see. But it has been LPL domination so far here at Worlds 2023. And tonight,
here we go, chat.
Anything other than a JDG victory would be a massive upset. Will KT Rolster pounce from their underdog role, or will it be smooth sailing for the favorites? Let's kick off this quarterfinal.
Ooh, Shox nailed that timer. Holy fuck. Well played, Shox. Bro, she always nails the timers.
준결승을 향한 마지막 2자리만 남았습니다.
Holy. Come on, BDD, you got this, baby.
스위스 스테이지 동안 이겨도 약간 이긴 기분이 안 들었었는데 8강에 올라오니까 드디어 좀 이겼다라는 생각이 좀 드는 것 같습니다.
험난한 여정이었습니다. 이렇게 더더욱 단단해졌습니다.
이제 사실 그때 데뷔하고 나서 1년 정도 지나고 난 뒤에 이제 롤드컵 월즈에 참가했었기 때문에 지금 떨어져도 다음에 다시 더 잘해서 오면 되지 약간 이런 마인드가 있었는데 지금에는 월즈에 워낙 오래 못 왔다 보니까 지금이 훨씬 간절하고 열심히 하게 되는 것 같습니다.
룰러라는 이제 거대한 벽을 뛰어넘기 위해서는 제가 더 노력해야 된다고 생각합니다.
늘 경기를 하려고 무대 위에 올라설 때는 되게 긴장을 많이 하는데 헤드셋을 쓰면은 좀 긴장이 사라지게 됩니다.
2年前的我太佛系了，加入京东的话，成长了很多。
被大家都觉得是最强的一支队伍的话，我们都是非常兴奋的。如果我面对京东这支队伍的话，我也会非常惧怕。
저를 과소평가하지 마세요.
오케이.
저희가 어떤 대진을 꺾고 올라왔는지 잊지 마세요.
이번 롤드컵에 있어서는 골든로드를 끊어내기보다 저희 KT 롤스터의 새로운 길을 만들어내는 게 목표입니다.
离冠军更进一步了.
운명은 막지 못합니다.
진동대 KT.
오케이.
한 팀의 여정은 오늘 끝나게 됩니다.
Woo! Bro, the teasers have been going hard. The teasers have been going. Bro, we've come a long way from that shitty fucking garage they were in with Fire doing shadow boxing. Now we're talking. Prepare yourselves.
전 세계 팬 여러분 환영합니다. 현재까지 두 팀이 4강 진출을 확정한 가운데 오늘 드디어 세 번째 4강 진출팀이 탄생합니다. 큰 박수로 맞아주십시오.
Hello everyone, both here in Korea and around the world. Two semi-finalists have been decided and today we'll meet the next team to join them in the top 4. Please welcome from the LPL MSI champions looking to complete the Golden Road, JDG!
JDG. Holy fuck.
이에 맞서는 상대는 바로 5년 만에 부산에서 월드 8강 무대를 밟는 LCK의
Oh, Caedrel!
And I'm not going to be able to do Caedrel justice there. Their opponents from the LCK, they're back at quarters and back in Busan after 5 years. It is KT Rolster.
Bro, Caedrel, he's there for it.
골든 로드를 달성할지 아니면 KT가 막강한 징동을 꺾고 4강에 오를 수 있을지 징동과 KT와 징동의 대결 지금부터 시작하겠습니다.
Can JDG get one step closer to greatness, or will KT stop the Goliath? Let's let the quarterfinals continue. And welcome to the caster desk, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Atlas. I'm joined by Chronicler, a very new partnership
Get me in the draft.
for me, and Dagda
Get
as
me in the
well.
draft.
The last time the three of us were on a desk, it was in a moment very similar
Get me in
to
the
this
draft.
one. However, this time around, we're not guaranteed an LCK team through, Dagda.
I know, it's going to be a very different story. I mean, I've got goosebumps after that introduction from Caster Jun.
Isn't he just the best?
It's insane.
It's been Sunke the last couple of days, and he's a little bit more reserved. But coming in after Caster Jun is something I want to request to never have to do again. I'm not
Atlas suit kind of fire.
No, there's no
Damn.
way you can live up to him. Nope.
Damn.
Legend. I've been trying for a while, and I've just realized giving up's the way, I think. That's just how it's going to have to go. And
bring
what
out
needs
Kellen.
to not happen is any giving
What's
up.
Kellen
I'm
gonna
allowed
do?
To, right? Because comparing to Caster Jun, I'm just going to go for a different skill set. However, KT needs to kill 3 Nexuses today to keep the hopes of the LCK alive. Otherwise, it is all down
Who has
to
side
T1
selection?
And LNG
Who has side selection?
I hear that scout guy is pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I think it's very straightforward. Just never
Oh,
make
JDG chose
any
blue side.
mistake and play your team fights perfectly.
All right, let's get it.
And play out your
Zaya
early
ban,
game impeccably.
Kalista ban.
And ban all the right champions.
Yes.
Speaking
They're
of which,
targeting
we are
AD.
into the draft here for the
Wait.
first game of this best of 5.
The reality is, I think KT has had even
They're the
considering
3-0 team.
ending an incredible
Are you
year.
gonna ban Azir
JDG
versus
is
PDD?
better
Are you
than
gonna ban
any
Azir? I
team
think
that
this
have
ban
had
is really good, but you have to ban Azir too.
Up until this
If you're against
year,
PDD.
Up until this point. And we'll see what they have here
Azir
on
ban,
red side in
good.
game number 1.
Yeah, and it seems like KT thinks the
Ban
ruler is
ruler.
better than anything on JDG right now. Zaya gone, Kalista gone. They really want to make sure that they're putting the herd on
I wonder what
the
KT has been practicing.
They leave things like the Maokai still up and available though if they want to try.
And I wonder if they ban Maokai or Jarvan. Because Maokai first pick on red side has been good, but Jarvan has been really broken. So if they first pick, if they ban,
curious to see if they will let that
if they ban,
Well, they're not
okay,
gonna
ban
let the
Jarvan.
Jarvan
Okay,
through.
I mean,
That
I
is
think
the first bit of
JDG will
homework
first
that
pick
they have
Orianna
done. Very
easily.
happy to
That's
see
easy.
J4 removed,
Then
especially
KT will
after
probably get what
yesterday, but we
they can do
won't dwell on
Maokai
that
Aphelios
for
if
too
they
much
want.
longer. First pick available. I think the
Not
Meta
bad.
Ballerina sounds like a good idea.
Depends on their
Orianna
jungle
gonna be
prio.
locked in. And now KT to answer back. You know, Jace Maokai is something that is available.
I do really appreciate the Nico ban. I think that one of the big things that consistently teams have been able to do is
Cuz Sejuani. I feel like Cuz plays a lot of Sejuani. Now, a very ruler thing to do here because it's Zeri. They do like fucking Zeri Maokai or something, or Zeri Cassante. I don't know. Yeah, bro. It's JDG will just make sure ruler has a hyper carry. They will. They'll just do it. They could do Zeri Rakan too, but I don't know if it's a very good idea.
This is also one of the things that
Because Aphelios North might be a bit annoying. They have to pick Nautilus on 3, no matter what. Even if they don't blind support, I think you need something to lock down this area. And Nautilus is the only champ you can pick. So if they pick Rakan blind, they have to go North. 1,000 times out of 10.
Jungler here for Maokai or for Kanavi, or are they more willing to let the Maokai slip through, go back towards something like the Wukong, which is
I mean,
something that's
missing
been a
is the
big
best
pick for
Rakan in the
Kanavi,
world.
one of the few junglers that's actually still
So I'm not
playable,
surprised
or
they're
they
early
just go
rotating
for it buy
Rakan.
as well.
But they have to pick
It is gonna
Nautilus
be
now, or they're
Rakan locked
griefing
away
the whole
here
game.
for the Rakan. Zeri, something that we've
I
seen
swear to God,
many,
if they
many
pick
times
anything
before.
else,
Zeri pretty
they
happy
might do
to have
Talia,
late
because
game
BDD
defense
loves
tech on
Talia,
to be
and he's
there.
already tanked
And
two
of
mid
course,
bans.
appeal
And if he has to go
available
4-5,
as the Rakan. Certainly fitting
the
into
light,
JDG
I mean, the light's
style
insane too.
team composition.
They could
Now,
do
KT
Talia, but I
can
hope
round
to
this one
God they
out.
don't do Talia.
Can look for some sort of pseudo counter pick into the Orianna if they would like to, or get a strong top laner.
Jax.
And Jax Sejuani.
Why? Why go Jax?
And it
I
is
think they
a
should have gone
really
North.
strong top side.
Oh
think
my God!
something
I think they're gonna
that
ban. They're
has
gonna
to
ban
be
North
mentioned
now.
is that King this
I don't like that. I
has
think if
not
you're
been
against
able
KT
to
and they
hit
pick
his
Jax like
regular
this, they should do Nautilus
right?
Talia bans.
I do think that with the
1,000%.
Jax, especially
They
when
should
you
ban
have
junglers
something
so
like
they can
Sejuani
ban like Vi
combination to play
Maokai would be
very
good.
aggressively in the
Or
early
actually
game.
double
We'll
AD.
have to
They don't ban
what they're
Maokai. They
gonna
should
play,
ban Vi
because we
Lee Sin.
don't know what the top side 2v2 is
Vi Lee
going
Sin
to
better
be, because
bans.
those two picks
Because they're playing
still
Orianna,
not
Jarvan's
taken
down, they
from
need AD
JDG.
jungle.
That's the thing, you can still go
Because
for someone like
369's gonna play a tank.
I mean, yes, you do get
I
beat
think
by the Jax at the late stage,
1,000%
but
they're
you
gonna
have to
ban
have that
Nautilus
tank.
Talia.
We've even seen teams trying to contest in the early stages,
1,000%.
go for something like the Renekton Aatrox.
Then on
play
4,
first Rift Herald and try and beat Jax
they have to
punch
pick
when it comes to
Alistar.
scaling, but we'll have to see what the answer is at the moment.
Unless they're playing
KT
Renata.
trying to focus down that jungle. I
They
imagine
could play
it'll be
Renata
about
on
that to
4.
follow here.
And
But
something that KT, I think, have looked the best at.
I think
out of any
JDG have
team
too much
is the way
range for
that they
Renata.
play around side
Ah,
lanes.
Wukong is
1-3-1,
good ban actually
1-4
against Kanavi. That's
is
true.
something that they
I mean, I think he will
were
play
really
Lee
good
Sin
at
then. They will do like Lee Sin Ornn.
They're the only team that
It's
could do it,
it's
basically.
JDG. They will just play Lee Sin Ornn.
And it
They don't
relies
give a
on two
fuck.
things. One, what is BDD going to play here? Because if it's something like a Talia, or even though we haven't seen it, things like his Twisted Fate, something that allows him to have big ability to access the rest of the map. But
I don't think those champions are necessarily that strong right now. We did see that was what
good
LNG tried to do as well, and that's why I love this Taliyah ban, because that's exactly what I was looking towards.
Yeah, the Taliyah is going to be banned away. They're looking at a LeBlanc. I was expecting Lehens to actually...
Do they do Renata? I don't think it's good. I don't know what you pick here. You pick support, but I don't know what... Braum is trash.
That is what the consideration is looking
Lulu's
like
not
right
bad.
now, although, you know, these are just flashing some Lehens champions because the Silas angle is amazing.
I was about to say, I'd much rather see them go for something for BDD here and like try and find something then that you can kind of look at what the rest of the composition from JDG is going to be.
Now, they could do Lee Sin Ornn.
But I think at the moment, Lulu is a great
I don't know what else they can play.
As well with the Aphelios, has the opportunity to polymorph the Rakan every time he goes in.
They could play Maokai. Renekton? Oh, I don't like Renekton. I don't like Renekton. It's bad matchup versus Jax after one item. They have Aphelios Lulu as well, so it's really hard to play. I think they should go Ornn. They should go Ornn Lee Sin, but they're going to go Renekton. With Renekton, they're probably going to go something like Viego, I guess, or some carry jungler.
Depending on what will be picked up here.
I don't know what they're
going to pick.
I think Lee Sin is good here, but I don't know. Without Ornn, I think Lee Sin is kind of mid.
We'll see what Kanavi obviously has a complete champion Ocean, so a million things that he can.
I don't think it's good. With Renekton, I don't think they should play Lee Sin.
Actually ends up locking in, but I do think that trying to contest KT towards
Rel is fine.
is a good idea.
I mean, they have frontline engaged. They have 2 hyper carries. It's fine.
Gonna allow JDG
now, what does BDD play?
I think as well,
there's no way he picks TF. It would be such a BDD thing to play TF in game 1, but I think the best pick here is Akali or Sylas. You have Sejuani jungle, they have Orianna mid, you need a melee champ mid that's AP and can... Yeah, Akali good. I was waiting a bit to see if they would pick TF. It was close. I mean, Akali Orianna is a classic. Alright, you know the drill. You can drop a Twitch Prime to avoid ads throughout the whole tournament, or to avoid ads, or you can click follow on the stream for big pace too. I'm not going to run ads now. The ads are done. We ran out all the ads earlier on. The viewers tanked them earlier, but you know, in the breaks and shit, you can use it to tank it.
That permafrost synergy, actually a really cool idea here from KT Rolls.
And it is actually KT going for a more 1v1 style, which I do think
Who
is
won the draft?
I
don't know. I feel like these kind of drafts are even to the point where it's just team dependent. And if you tell me the team context as well as the draft, I think JDG wins. But personally, I think the Renekton pick doesn't work very well. I think Aphelios Lulu is good against their champs, and they don't have very good peel for Akali. So in isolation, I don't mind KT's draft. I like it. KT's draft: Jax, Sejuani, Akali with Lulu into Rakan and Renekton. I like KT's draft. So in isolation, I would favor KT here, but it's JDG. So it's like, is JDG just gonna fist him anyway?
To make sure Kuz has an okay jungle clean.
Yeah, it feels like, in theory, this could work against the JDG style of play.
Who scales better?
We've seen this attempted, even at this tournament, and it has
I don't know. You're trading. So Akali scaling is obviously worse than Orianna at 5 to 6, but they have Lulu. So yeah, and they have Jax. So I think KT outscales as well.
In this game, given the early game reputation of a Renekton, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Onto the Rift for Game 1.
Is this volume good?
Quarterfinal here at Worlds 2023. We're in Busan. The weather was a little bit rainy this morning. However, see what is actually going to come to pass here on this map. Remember, ladies and gentlemen,
all right, we fixed all the problems. There shouldn't be any teamfight lags or anything.
To grab the exclusive Braum W emote, the best emote created. Almost in the history of League of Legends.
It does feel like getting to cast this series with you lads is also a big W, though. Because for JDG, it's a case of, right, we're going to see another block on the road towards that golden road, which has been, I think, what a lot of
where's the champions?
JDG, especially after yesterday losing their biggest answer, our biggest rival in that, which is Gen G. But on the opposite side, if not, like, KT taking down the behemoth that is JDG, getting into quarterfinals, the first quarterfinals since 2018, potentially pushing even further than that for the first time.
All right, let's be really game focused. Let's have some fun. This is going to be a really fun series, I hope. This could either be a 3-0 or one of the biggest upsets ever.
With his former mid
so I'm here for it.
BDD and his former bottom lane teammate in Lehens. I mean, for Ruler, I think that this is a very important one. The rest of JDG, it's just another matchup. And then there's a couple more to go before they finally can potentially claim that title See how it does go as Keen already.
So, Jax Renekton, I spoke to so many top laners about this matchup. And the conclusion kinda is Renekton wins early. Renekton can win early and get push early if he wants it. But after the first item, Jax wins.
And get control of the wave early, shove them in, get a really
They're saying Jax shoves in Renekton, but every top laner I spoke to, most say Renekton can win early versus Jax.
The later stages, you know, level 5, 6, it's a lot harder.
Wait, what did Ruler do? He took E second and went into river and then dashed over?
Is gonna be enough, and you can understand it completely.
Yeah, but look at where Kanavi
Holy fuck, BDD is getting blasted in this lane. I remember seeing Yagao versus Chovy in this matchup earlier. Yesterday, and it was not this one-sided. The reason Renekton has to give up push right now is because of Rel's pathing, right? Renekton was winning trades, but now he has to give up because his junglers. He's playing weak side now. So he had to give up the push, give up level 2, give up level 3.
Definitely, you can hear.
Just depends how much they can get off this. KT, you're gonna have to dive top.
A little bit, but a lot of KT fans here, so still very reserved.
Or look for something, maybe?
I don't think there is a window here because Cuz
looks like KT bot lane is safe.
They seem to be aware that Kanavi's probably taking their bot side, so Cuz wants to just ensure that he can actually keep up and farm, clear the jungle.
He never asked me.
And as long as
Odo, what do you think of this top matchup?
Too much damage in trading, they should be all right, even with the flash being down. Especially because Lahen still has his heal available.
I will say though something that we saw.
Oh, BDD is getting blasted in
this
lane.
Coming through from the likes of MSI, but I think when you've got the Lulu there, it's like, hey, you've got a Rakan who, the second he goes in, gets polymorphs, regrets his life choices, and then one of them on JDG is probably going to die. So I think at the moment you're just happy to have the split map.
Oh, Keen's doing really well in this lane.
And Ruler actually crashed this wave successfully, rather than it
being stalled out
for aiming in Lahen's. As you look at Cuz going for this reset towards the bot end of the map.
You do actually see
maybe he needs to help out mid a little bit here, Cuz after crab. But it's obviously really hard because Orianna can lean to bot.
So really putting a lot of importance on maintaining early combat power and priority here.
So bot's even, top's good for KT, mid is getting a bit blasted. Knight's destroying that lane.
Being put here as missing.
Purple,
as long
red.
As you keep hitting those feathers, you're going to be feeling amazing as the JDG bot lane.
This lane not going super well here for BDD, who's been under his turret and very low health for a very long time. Once again, trying to win out on these trades, but now that 369 is level 4, that's when the Renekton starts to feel a whole lot better.
Okay, now the map is unsplit.
Down towards his bottom side, we'll see whether he can help
Sejuani's back bot side.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to try and get in here.
Rel based and ran back bot.
Cuz wasn't quite spotted there, so we'll be just ships passing the night.
Midwave is pushing out. Oh, they always do this kind of ward. They love this ward. JDG love that ward. If you watch their games closely, they love that ward.
Extendo beam onto aiming here. KT not going to bite off more than they can chew. Happy just to scale things up by the looks. As Kanavi moves down towards his bottom side. BDD in trouble though as he goes into the shroud. I think it might be time to go.
He wants that melee. He wants that melee. But you ain't getting that melee, buddy.
Fine. He'll reset. He'll get back.
He doesn't want to.
Almost out of mana. Not going to get too
I don't know if the base timer is that good.
That we're going to see is going to be
oh, that ward is already doing so much work.
When you look at like the top side of the map here for JDG, you want to try and play with this Renekton towards that Rift Herald. Try and beat the Jax at when he's got that power in the Renekton for 369. But honestly, Keen's been doing a great job of trading effectively. So I think at this stage, as long as JDG are able to play for that objective.
Is it melee? Should I say melee?
Start to snowball, like bot lane, mid lane. That's how they want to try and open up this game.
We're also seeing that thus far, I think both
JDG stayed. He's still there.
Well tracked. Seems like both
he needs to
teams
base now
aware,
after that wave.
Although this one might be
This is not good for KT.
Not going to be ready for this. They're trying to set up the dive angle as well. 369. I don't know how close he is to 6. Dominus would be huge.
Can Cuz gap close in time? Oh, they're scared of the level up. They're scared of jungle. Holy Keen.
Right now. Looks like Kanavi's not really
I think it's fine, maybe. Nah, he has no mana.
Yep, E. The Dominus comes out. There's the crash down. And Cuz is
going
to turn up. He flashes forward.
Oh!
First blood picked up by JDG.
1 for 1. Not too bad. If Cuz can get top wave in, it's just a fight of junglers. Who can crash the wave? Can Cuz crash the wave?
The kill going across the 369.
Or is Kanavi going to freeze it? I think he might be able to crash it. If he can, then it's really good for KT, even though they got first blood.
At this stage,
Kanavi does. Oh, he missed Q. Yeah, he crashed it easy.
When 369 gets back, but you can see Cuz is not going to let him get there.
Nice. Okay, it's good for KT.
The crash is big, means that Keen at least will be able to maintain the CS lead, but thanks to the kill
-1
going over
too.
to 369, it means that at the very least, that gold
is
going to get equalized.
They have bot push as well. I mean, Lulu's good into Rakan, but they just blundered early, so Aphelios lost his summoners, but now they're back. Maybe he can start pushing.
Is just a second later, Cuz is a second earlier. That could have been a disaster, right?
Well, this team's just going for these deep wards. They also found the pink, which is big. Oh, get him aiming! Lahen's versus Ruler.
A lot of aggression here. You invested as well.
Actually quite like this from KT. You could see that they were getting a little bit bullied by the positioning of Ruler earlier on. We're going to have a look at this one once again as the cavalry arrives from both sides.
And you can see here 369 was playing for that level 6. The second he hits it, Kanavi's in lane, but doesn't actually have access to Q right until that moment.
Clean by Cuz. Clean. Bro, Cuz Lightyear is about to stop that golden road, I'm telling you.
By JDG.
He's about to stop it.
They thought they were safe because Cuz got into the jungle and didn't spot Kanavi there.
There's also
let's go, Cuz.
touching yet is the fact that 369 still has his flash.
I actually thought I was not cheering for anyone in this game, but actually JDG has been they're too good. I'm gonna cheer for everyone they're against. Fuck it. Oh, BDD, nice trade.
We do know post 6 this lane becomes a whole less fun for the Orianna.
Certainly does. Let's see. Just walking in.
Bro, Rel stealing Dragon is so easy. Your Q does like 400, 500 damage.
He could do nothing.
Yeah, can't outplay. Yeah, you need to make sure that he doesn't get there. The moment that Rel actually shows up, there's nothing you can do. Really well done by Kanavi. And just stand there and watch him do it.
And I was about to praise KT for, they invest the heal on that like last trade. So Lehens gets the early reset, they get back, they get into a position where they have to wave push, they can go for Dragon. And then it all comes to naught. Kanavi with the steal right in front of their noses. And now as well, we're just highlighting, hey, look, well, Kanavi hasn't invested anything, so he's going to get
got excited, they immediately lost the Dragon.
And now you've still got control up there for 369. Push is going to happen in mid, and you'll be able to look for Rift Herald. Cuz needs to find some way to disrupt JDG right now.
Yeah, I'm not excited, I'm not excited.
Getting a bit frisky here towards his bottom side. You can see our observers
I'm chilling.
ready to
you know, I hope it's a good series.
Forward. Decides to hold back just a little.
I was here for a good series.
As LCK fans, when aiming holds back just a little. Let's not elaborate on that one too much. And here on the top side, Kane continuing to have a slight gold advantage.
Better
like
late game is KT.
369 stacking this wave
KT has some really nice wards right now. 1, 2, 3.
Could start going over. Things like this is missing.
Dives
in, but he will get slowed down by the Glitterlands, buying some space here by Lehens. Really
Bro, aiming Zeri. Ruler Zeri, sorry. Probably, I don't know, like, Ruler Zeri, I don't care how far ahead KT gets this game, even if they win this, Ruler Zeri might just carry the whole game.
I have a feeling I know who's favored as far as the smite, but let's see whether the fight does actually happen.
3v3, I think KT can win.
Flip landing as now Keen will turn up. Knight in a bit of trouble as there's the ult forward from BDD. He's into the shot now. Can actually get this one to work. Kanavi gets himself out. Perfect execution, shuts him down.
Their champs are really good, but where's the shockwave?
Very low, and Knight is there to support the Crocodile. The flash forward. 369's gigantic. And BDD just has to get over that wall.
They tunnel vision into the Rel Aftershock a bit too much there.
It's going to be a favorable kill trade
but the Jax also is not that strong yet.
If KT can find a counterpunch on the other end, and it's that flash from 369 that ends up being a difference maker.
Yeah, and you called it out.
He needs to be careful, but he has red buff. Oh, he has red buff. This red buff on Akali in this matchup is great. You just regen so much with Doran Shield, second win, red buff fleet, you're full HP. They used a lot into Rel Aftershock, but I guess it's fine. It was first target.
But the fact that Kanavi extends the blade, I think, is really big. It forces BDD to go over the wall, meaning they don't have the damage.
I'm not jinxing anything. Shut up. Bro, you guys are superstitious Stevens, man. Shut up.
Levels, right? Like if you're somewhere between level 6 and 9, Renekton, he just wants to fight. He just wants to scrap because it's so hard to deal with.
It can now become an issue, though, for JDG on the opposite side. Like, KT, all their summoner spells, the flashes in particular, are back up now on your top side of the map. Because of the push you had on bot side, well, that opens up Lehens to move across.
369 could die here.
And that's where maybe 369's in trouble.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a flash. That is going
they have no damage. Where's the damage at? Holy fuck.
They realize they're not going to be able to win this 2v2. Crashes over the wall. KT not going to be able to grab the kill, but they send a message.
A lot of restraint being shown there by KT.
Second Herald fight inbound, round 2.
Missing is here, but so is Lehens, and with 369 being sent back and not completing his back
yet.
Knight
wants to reset, but he cancelled his base. They're giving it.
Go over to KT. Round 1, unsuccessful. Round 2, they'll be able to pick it up.
Great read from KT.
Very nice early game so far from KT. Very nice. Like mid is even, bot is even when Aphelios catches this wave. Top is fine state. Oh, this might be bad for KT though. I don't know if they win this 2v2. Oh, nice flash by Keen. Oh, they need the auto attacker. Oh, it's again 1 for 1.
In the last gank play, and once again the tanks just walk away.
It's exactly the same play. 369 gets the kill. Keen goes down.
Really nice flash by Keen.
And it's a 1-for-1.
Really nice flash by Keen.
It's a bit heartbreaking for Keen. The fact he's 0-3 off of what have been KT trying to execute some of these plays in the top side.
It's fine though. The Jax being in this state, he's not that far behind in levels. All he needs is Divine Sunder.
Taking some damage from BDD.
All he needs is Sunder. If this was the flip side of the matchup, like the Jax was two kills and the Renekton was 0-3, it's over.
Going a little bit aggressive on his former teammate here. But he's just happily farming up these minions. Bit of a CS check. Culls have been completed. Aiming has sold his. We're going to also check out our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz. It is, in fact, this bottom lane Aiming versus Ruler. Stats in favor of Aiming this tournament.
Is BDD good? BDD is having the year of his life. BDD is doing really good.
Games late enough for Ruler to really shine, I don't think. Dagda, that's kind of my opinion.
They also win in like one fight.
Yeah.
So like, how are you going to pump the numbers?
But that's the thing, right? Like we've even seen it in this game where it's like JDG
BDD is in like
on their top side of the map.
King Zone BDD form, you know?
Played through 369, played through Knight, and on this one again, 369 just barely getting the heals that he needs. Kanavi just getting the interrupts in time to
Shut
keep
up.
369 up. And now you've got this Croc that is very far ahead.
What does BDD stand for?
And going to be able
Big
to
Dick Daddy.
putting that pressure down. And
Because he don't give a fuck.
That now as JDG.
And that's even with Cuz like going for the double permafrost Croc, right? Like really looking to get maximum damage there. And also with Keen flashing
the
from
Dragon
Kanavi's
starts.
crash down, so
they have blue gun, which is good. Kanavi, they're gonna flash on Aphelios.
Here towards the bottom half of the map.
There's the knock up onto Aiming.
Oh,
He's
is he
trying to
dead?
get out, does
No, he's
use
not dead.
everything, but does manage to escape. Lands there to help out.
Nice ult there to heal up a bit.
Here as well. Moonlight Vigil, decent amount of damage.
I don't think they can fight this though, KT. Or maybe they can now. TP's coming in. No TP on Knight. Kanavi, no flash. They can take down the Rel. Whoa, KT. They can get Rakan flash maybe. They can look for Dragon. Ruler is still frying, yeah. Nah, they can't do Drake. Just reset. Look at top, look at top. Jax is getting plates. How? Renekton went where? To mid? To cover? Jax just got a plate. Oi, Knight! Too deep, maybe too deep. Can he kill BDD? Oi! They traded flashes. Orianna for Lulu. Damn, Lehens. Playing an aggressive Lulu there, isn't he?
Going to be Lehens trading his flash for Knights. I think that's a trade you'll take any time of the day.
Is Lulu maxing W?
With that Akali in a side.
Does she max W in these matchups?
Coming out, KT the one to pull out ahead.
It's also just a case of accelerating this Akali to a position where she can threaten these backlines. I mean, great ult coming through, but the follow-up from Lehens, making sure they keep Aiming topped up. The Moonlight Vigil with the heal to make sure that Aiming can then follow up. And Cuz,
wow, really well played skirmish by KT.
Even though Kanavi tries to
nicely played.
With that TP
You see Ruler Captain Jacking the Sejuani ults? Like the mechanics in these fights are crazy.
But it's just not enough. And Knight doing a bit of window shopping by the time he gets down as well, and only ends up burning his flash later on to try and follow up on the play.
Do see that JDG was able to.
They're losing Drake, so they're dropping Drake for tempo because Keen's TPing top. They're not going to play for Herald mid or what? I think that's a mistake by Keen. He should stay on this Herald mid. They must be heralding mid, right? Yeah, he should have stayed. Actually, maybe it's good because Renekton has no TP. He can maybe get top tower actually. The Herald's going to die though. So can Keen get top tower for this? That's the question. Because if he stayed, maybe they could have forced him back. I'm not sure.
One you've ever thrown down there, cuz it's all right. We'll see whether he can get the Rift Scuttler.
What's top HP?
At least that.
I think Keen
he gets it. He gets it. Okay, not bad by Keen. Not bad. First tower to Keen.
Like with Cuz kind of spotting out exactly where JDG is.
Jax has a gold lead now.
Successful Herald gets the turret.
I like your optimism.
Two.
It's actually really cool to see because for KT, whoa, that's a Mascot lane economy snapshot. I was gonna say KT, what they kind of answered.
There's the 2 in the mid lane.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
2 what? Just 2?
Shouldn't there just be
2 of them?
Just 2. 2 of what?
2 of them.
KT's comp is really good for side lanes.
Yes, 2 of gold.
Jax Akali,
Yeah. It's
like
they're very mobile, hard to catch. Orianna on the side lane
Yeah, it's all fine. But
can die easily, especially if she loses a tier 1.
Fans that might be somewhat enthused by the current situation in the game. We don't count chickens.
Yeah, KT is very good at throwing games, by the way.
How often do they fall behind early?
KT is very good at being ahead and losing.
How often do they not pull the trigger?
Now, JDG's comp.
I will say though, Knight might be in trouble here as BDD is there, but I want to highlight, like, I think KT have really prepped for JDG as
Yeah, you mad?
That's going to work out. Missing is here though.
Maybe he's dead actually.
And we'll see where
oh, BDD! Oh! Whoa! You're mad!
He's an actual ninja. It's happened.
What a play from BDD.
They can hold this. No, they can't hold this. Can they hold this? Sejuani is here, but Akali's useless.
Get down to the bot lane to protect him. You've got push in mid. You're losing your
they need to hit mid tower ASAP.
As you can see with the Jax,
they can't get it. What guns does Aphelios have? Can they murder this mid tower?
The cannon. Yeah. Kind of. Don't even Jonas Strong would be happy about that one.
Team took blue.
In the enemy jungle, I can see your face right now, Chronicler. He is not ready for this game to be a little bit.
Man, BDD playing really good so far.
He can't handle it. He doesn't know how to analyze this whole situation. I'm gonna have to commentate him because he's incapable.
I don't have as much experience as you.
Okay. Herald's fight is coming in soon, but BDD has.
This is not a familiar
he can catch bot wave. They didn't lose bot tier 1. I mean, they will lose the tower eventually, but time is great.
Ended up getting them the turret. Ended up getting the flash. Or actually, turret is still standing. Sorry, that's on BDD. But outside of that, as you were saying,
they're getting Herald while pushing bot.
Counterpunch from KT on the other end of the map.
Map is good for them.
But more importantly, gains them control of the tempo on top side, lets them take over the enemy jungle and set up for second Herald. Maybe this one will actually hit something.
It also buys them time to scale. Like, Jax wants to try and get towards 2 items. Thumbs up, he's in a great spot.
He's gonna lose bot tower now, I think.
BDD.
Bot tower's dead. He shouldn't
TP. He's gonna be in a
TP.
great spot when he gets to 3 items. Like, KT.
I think BDD should run out mid here, and they should Herald mid on this play. But Aphelios needs to base. The reason they should do that is because they should know that bot tower is gonna die, and then he can catch bot tier 2 afterwards. But they're just gonna lose bot tier 1 for free here. I think if KT was a bit quicker, they could Herald mid now. I think they're realizing they can make a play, but they're a bit too late.
And it's also the way that KT dispatched
Aphelios is farming Raptors. Yeah, I can Herald top tier 2.
Exactly
That's also fine.
Type of style as
I don't know if they can kill this Renekton though.
Are they going to try and make a play?
Yeah, in goes Cuz. 369's pretty tanky, but Permafrost has
they got the Orianna TP. Can they get out there?
KT say no. Not biting off more
this gets the bot tier 1. What could happen here is Renekton could base and TP bot.
This is a bit of a problem.
And
Amy's going to flash, but they have their eyes
and they get double tape TP here, KT.
will be able to take him down comfortably. It should be this turret.
So now Jax can TP mid. They can double TP mid. They have to fight. They have to go, Oh no, they just lost their double TP advantage.
He doesn't even have to here. The KT now bearing down on this outer turret mid.
Oh, they're going to try and get something.
They'll get the tower, but I feel like they should have get more. They got Zeri sums though for Drake in 40 seconds. Herald's kind of wasted though.
Should be able to defensively posture. They lose their turret, but they manage to take the other. Oh, they're very close to manage to take the other. They'll need to breathe on it a little bit later.
I mean, this is a good moment for KT, though. You get your reset. You're looking at Dragon in 30 seconds time.
He needs to get the Drake quick.
A bunch of gold into
The big news is that Zeri has no sums, so the JDG can't fight this Drake, I think.
So
whoa, BDD.
JDG
How did he know? Oh, there's a ward on entrance on the blue. Grump.
They have a ward. So he walked, I think Knight walked over.
So JDG's, like, if they're dropping here, they can cross map. But they're not dropping this. They're running to Drake. It's risky to fight Drake, you know? They have no ult on, no sums on Zeri. They could trunk out the Renekton. No. Wow, JDG is crazy if they're taking this fight.
JDG, they don't have control right now, but I think they're going to be looking to contest nonetheless. Maybe Kanavi.
This is interesting because JDG, are they fighting this? They have to be, right? Look at the tops. They're going to drop. They're going to lose top waves.
As KT, 4 members here already.
Oh, 369 position. Could look for aiming. No flash, but he has cleanse. Oh, aiming reaction. Nice. Lehens is out too. Oh, Knight no flash. Big ult! Aiming! Look at BDD on the side. They're all going to wipe. They're going to wipe them. They're going to wipe them. They're gonna wipe them! They're gonna wipe them! Whoa! Aiming and Lehens played that so good! Aiming and Lehens, holy fuck! They're quick!
KT are able to absorb the initial blow of JDG. 369 goes in on aiming.
Ruler didn't have ult or sums. What is JDG doing? They're so cocky. That's massive. Because not only do they win the fight and get bot tier 1, but top wave is bouncing. Look at aiming, reaction, cleanse, Gale Force to flash W. Lehens flashes the rel engage. Aiming holds it. He chills, he waits. Knight flashes over. Aiming then re-engage. Big ult. And now they have nothing left. That's perfect for Akali. That is perfect for Akali.
And the AoE from this Aphelios in the close quarter combat fight.
That's why you don't go Stormrazer on Aphelios.
An absolute game of inches in that team fight though, because if missing is actually able to get the quickness over, especially aiming, but the rest of KT as well, that could just be a wipe straight up, and the game could just be
holy
done.
shit.
That's sole point for JDG.
Okay, KT, don't fuck it up.
But not going to be the case here. Still, 5,000 gold is the lead here for
Look
KT.
at Akali. She went
JDG
Rabbit
still
on
a few
second.
team
Are you
fights left
kidding?
in him before this
you
Nexus of theirs
crazy?
is going to potentially fall.
And one of the biggest pieces of
I
criticism...
mean, I said in draft, they don't have much peel for Akali. If Rakan is going forwards, what's their peel?
When you were still allowed to build... He's got Death Gap second. He has one job, and that's to blow up whoever of
Jax is going to base here. He's going to get Shojin. He's going to win side.
Wait, so he's wearing a hat, a belt, and some shoes.
Holy fuck, they're spiking hard now, KT. They should wait for Aphelios flash and start forcing a bit, I think.
Finished off his cool green sword
Because they have no flash on Orianna.
alongside the Divine Sundering.
Cuz, don't do your cuss things. Cuz, don't do cuss things. Cuz, don't do the cuss thing. Don't do that. Don't throw the game. You're a fucking bro. Get back.
Is pretty tanky as this bear.
I think the biggest thing this buys for you
Don't
as
choke
KT
it.
is time on the map in side lanes. Like you can see at the moment, right? BDD with this stylish hat is now just pushing in completely on that top side.
They get Jack's bot push.
Also,
They should play for
he's
Jack's
got a
bot
sword
push
on
because
each back, or
Renekton's going to
he's
show
got
mid
hammer
here
on the
because
other
they
one.
need to
So
get
he's gonna be
vision.
able to push in on bot.
But
I like this game.
Rakan only has
It's
one
really
ward
hard
left.
if you're
Okay?
369 to
So,
actually try
Lulu
and
can take a
contest
quick
that.
base here
So
maybe,
at the moment,
or
as long as
they can
KT
try and
are
stop
able to keep
JDG getting in.
control over the 3v3
There's the
mid,
last
which
ward.
they
That's it.
might actually catch
They should see
JDG
Rakan has
here,
no wards now.
They should be okay.
Yeah, missing able to get himself
They
out
should know
before
Rakan has
exit.
to base. Maybe KT can force Nash after this top push. They can go Nash and force now, and they can get Renekton TP because Jax can move up. They have a good sequence here.
Moves away, just clearing out vision, and of course, this is the homework that you have to do when you're playing the 1-3-1.
Okay,
you
Jax
need
is
to
hiding
be
out
the
of vision.
team
They're not
that
going to
has
do
the
it.
vision around the Baron. Otherwise,
He wants to catch
very, very
Renekton?
difficult to stop JDG from just taking that one.
No.
As Keen moving down towards his bottom side, and if this Jax wins in a side lane, that is part of your win condition complete. And so far, that is working out here for KT.
No, KT's playing a bit slow. Oh, they got Ardent though. Maybe that's what they were waiting for. That two item Lulu, Ardent.
The top side, which is why JDG at the
They also closed the Dominic's, I guess. I mean, they do outscale. They're not in a rush.
Shifted into River, separate the likes of BDD from the rest of his team, so he has to back away, opening up the opportunity for Knight to clear these waves. And I think that's your biggest vulnerability. Like Orianna into the likes of an Akali. I mean, we saw for T1 and Gen G, right? Like, how good was Chovy at catching Faker out on the likes of this Orianna? If you allow this matchup to actually go head-to-head, BDD's going to smash Knight every single time.
Big thing as well going in is that as we get deeper into the game, KT right now obviously looking really good in items, but we did see against Weibo that they
Where
were
is Chovy? Shut
not
up.
really able to find a very clean way to
So BDD's gonna get level
take
15
full
and he has
control of the
stopwatch.
game, right? They had one misplay on
That's
top
big.
side, and then that kind of slowed the game down. The one thing I'd be worried
Stopwatch
about
really
for
good against
KT,
Orianna.
if they are forced into a 5v5, is that Ruler, as we get deeper into the game, is going to
The sequences have gone now. Now the sequence is more like about Drake.
If you're looking at this, you need to try and get
See that wave?
over this
Look at that top wave. Is
The second
BDD
you
just
get
letting it
pushed there,
push?
you can lean into top
That's a
side,
fatty
clear
top
the
wave.
vision that's already been set up here,
Knight is
and
bleeding
back here,
gold.
and then you're in a position where you can allow BDD to
He's gonna
extend
push it
far.
now.
You can get control over the Baron, and at the moment, Keen is totally fine. I mean, he's incredibly slippery.
don't care
You're not
about
gonna be able to
freezing.
catch him. So
He
that's
don't
why I think
care
you
about
have
freezing.
to try and focus on controlling this 3v3 in the mid lane, and at the moment, they just haven't
Oh, he's
quite been
ulting
able
Keen.
to keep Ruler from pushing out the
Oi,
waves.
Keen.
Well, 369 losing out in this trade at the moment. The 0-3 Jax here from Keen, certainly feeling pretty scaled at this point in time. Extendo beam not going to
Be careful, KT. Be careful.
JDG desperate to get
I
themselves
think
into this
KT are
river to
really
try and get
horny
some
for pushing these
semblance of
sides.
control.
They shouldn't be afraid to bring a solo laner mid to
North,
just
though,
force
it's a bit
JDG
scary
back.
for
Otherwise, the
JDG.
game is just going to stay like this.
Trying to gather themselves at this point in time.
Like having
I do
Jax
think
run
that
mid
KT,
here or
like,
something.
When they see, for example, someone on red buff with the ward, they need to try and pull the trigger. Keen did
Drake in
invest his
20,
ultimate,
easy
so
objective.
should be waiting for that to come up as
You see how
are
JDG
looking for an engager, and
they pull their
you
solo
see
lanes
as
mid a
well,
lot.
JDG actually hold
KT's
on
not doing
pretty
that.
decently to the vision that they have, which means that KT can't use the fact that BDD and Keen both are hard winning inside.
Yeah, and I think the problem is as well as BDD is just hard pushing this wave a little bit too much. I think you need to sync up your waves so you can actually try and get that with mid and top and the same timer to
Oi,
evade on
nice
top
damage.
side. We haven't got that.
Oh
now
my
we
God.
got a dragon, and now we got an
Here comes the
opportunity
dragon
for
start.
JDG.
No
Maybe
way
look for
JDG
something
fights this
from
Drake,
Missing's
right?
tagged out.
Free items for
Surely not.
aiming.
Keen also lurking here as 369 takes down the chickens. Still feeling like it's on a knife's edge.
Nah, they're pinging top.
It's going to be second Drake for KT. Soul point opportunity, but of course JDG not a lot of control of the river right now. I think giving it up is
King
probably
clears.
the right move. Live to fight another day. Or look to try
Holy
and set
fuck.
up around this Baron.
Bro, these
Could be
Aphelios
an
items are
opportunity as well.
scary.
I think KT have played this incredibly well. It's like, hey, look, 369 isn't actually contesting
Here
bot
comes
wave.
the blue.
Right, let's just go and take Dragon. As long as we can keep the 4v4 or at least 3v3 and mid in our favor, they can't really.
When does KT do Baron?
Go for Baron. You can see it at the moment.
Yo, chat,
Now
reset.
that
Everyone
we know,
spam 6.
Dragon's
Chat, reset
gone,
quick.
we can
Everyone spam
try
6.
and get some vision, but not having control over mid or top
Stop
has
being
made it
degenerates.
impossible
Take a
for
second
JDG
to reflect on what you're
contest Baron.
spamming and don't do that. You're weird. Don't do that. Stop being weird.
BDD grabbing himself a stopwatch here, going to be very useful in the next team fight. Having a look at Knight does
Some
have
people in
Ludens
chat are really
and
funny. They're like,
Shadowflame,
oh, streamer
a
said
lot of
spam 6.
damage
I'm going to write
availability.
3.
We were having a discussion about Orianna runes around the place yesterday. Did see some different options, but with the Shadowflame, really like the Ludens choice here to make sure that these shockwaves pack as much punch as possible.
And Knight he's going to be looking for aiming, right? If he hits a shockwave, if they're able to actually lock down aiming, even with how strong Keen and BDD are, you got to imagine that at least one of 369, Knight or Ruler
When
will
is
be
EU
able
playing?
to survive the fight
Next year.
and go from there. Do
The
know
chat.
also
Next year's the year,
Knight's
trust
vow
me.
on Cuz, which I assume has been put on aiming. Try and keep him alive throughout the initial burst that might come through from JDG.
Well, they're bearing down on this very, very
See, they bring solo lanes mid a lot.
injured turret.
KT's not really doing it. I mean, I guess Akali doesn't have much threat on mid wave, but I think they can push them back and look for a Baron start soon. I don't know, KT is... I feel like if this was flipped, JDG would have started Nash about 4 times now.
Where he can. Control ward goes down. BDD, I think, knows that there are a few too many bad guys over that wall. He's going to go away. JDG gets some control of their topside jungle. Maybe just for a moment, though, as Cuz looking to clear it out immediately. Vision coming through here as Mystic's
Looking for a pick on
always
Akali?
looking for these angles. BDD might be the target. You can really feel it. JDG just trying to find someone
Here we go.
that's caught out of position.
This isn't the best setup, but we'll allow
Get
it.
that one pick to try and find
Where is
an
Jax
angle.
TPing?
KT have already started off the Baron, though. It's down
It's
to
gone.
50% health.
JDG don't think they're on it. They're on it. JDG, they're on it.
The teleport's going to come in. Can Cuz manage to lock this down? He just
Okay, thank God, Cuz.
This time Cuz gets the smite. The Magnus Storm comes
Go on.
through as well, but KT
Get him,
is
BDD.
holding their ground. Kanavi ripped to shreds. BDD
Yes!
has won.
Yes! No flash Orianna!
JDG are just running for the hills. BDD
BDD!
pushing forward. Knight. 5 point
Yes!
strike after 5 point strike, and the shred
That's it.
is gonna land. BDD
Now this
grabs
game's
a
done.
double, and KT get the Baron and the kills.
KT are smurfing on JDG in this
Holy
game.
fuck.
Slowing down the pace, keeping control of the map, and picking up the Baron in the face of Kanavi. They may actually look to end it here.
I feel nothing. This is nothing happening as they push on forward.
Yeah,
They're
facing
for the end.
inside Ruler, the last man.
I don't know if they can end. Maybe they can. 20 seconds on Orianna. Wait, hold up. They're going for it. It's over. Is it over?
And they're looking for Nexus turrets now. Kanavi thrown around like a ragdoll. Good double knockup, but the follow-up's not there from mid.
Ruler's dead.
Ruler is executed.
Oh, aiming. Oh, aiming. Holy fuck, what a game.
Exemplary performance will take game number 1 over JDG.
Holy
We're only
shit.
just getting started now, though.
And KT leads the series.
Red side win,
1-0.
game 1.
The clear underdog coming in. It's just a
Red
single
side
game.
win, game 1.
It does mean that the series might not be
This
going
is not gonna happen,
the way
right?
that
Is this gonna
Some
happen?
people expect the KT
Is this
team
gonna
that
happen?
thrives when the expectations are low, and coming in to today, they definitely are. Still should be. I want to stress that.
I will say though, I mean, a win on
Is
red
this gonna
side,
happen?
A win that came through off of being able to manage Kanavi with Cuz tracking him incredibly well.
Are my
being able
pick'ems
to
gonna be
find
blessed?
Success in that top side and matching a lot of those plays, giving the kills across. Like this is KT came to play and JDG were caught off guard.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit gobsmacked, but ladies and gentlemen, throughout Worlds, we're teaming up with Amazon Web Services for a new campaign called Take the Drake for Water's Sake. For every ocean drake taken, AWS will make a donation to water.org. Our goal is
Okay,
to
it's
help
one game.
Water.org bring
There's 2
cleaner
more.
water to more than
We need to slowly get
17,000
there.
plus people. Currently, 34 ocean
How
drakes
much?
have
I
been
bet
slain
you
since
5
Worlds
gifted subs.
2023.
JDG
Swiss
chooses
stage
red side.
began, and it
Thoughts?
was an ocean sold today. Absolutely fantastic. And now it is time to head it over to the post-match to see what the KT fans are managing to do with themselves at this point in time. So I'm not sure.
They have calmed down a little bit, but I have to say, just mere moments ago, this platform was shaking a lot, wasn't it?
From nerves.
From nerves?
That was me shaking my leg.
I'm not saying anything. nothing. It's just a visceral reaction to what happened. But I mean, for the underdogs, what a great start, Laura.
Yeah, intriguing approach, both in
It's just game
and
one.
in game.
Just game
I
one.
didn't expect them to be that explosive, and I
You're
really
also
like the
going
way
to
they
the five
approach JDG because
Much
for me
love.
they play specifically
I'm going to the bathroom real
into
quick and grab a
JDG's
drink from
weaknesses,
upstairs.
But also onto what made them strong
So I'll be back
this
in,
summer
like,
in the LCK, Emily.
Yeah,
3
and
minutes.
as we pull up the draft, I think the big thing here was definitely Cuz's early game. Like, we didn't really mention it at
Why are you
the
writing
top of
07?
show, but I actually think Cuz has been the best performing jungler here thus far.
Cuz
and the way,
smurfed that game.
like how
Here, I'll be 1
instrumental
sec.
he is to KT's early
Here, I'll be 1
game
sec.
on something like the Sedge. We saw him going top over and over again, and even when those like skirmishes and fights didn't necessarily work out the way that they wanted, it did set up Keen for success later on in the game, and combining that Sedge Jax combo was really, really good for KT.
And that's not something that I expected, right? Because we've been talking about how they should set up aiming, especially in the bot lane. I love the Aphelios approach here. I had doubts as to Lehens would be able to match up into this kind of scenario against JDG's bot lane. But you know that when you're going to play this Jax Sejuani, you're going to have to pass top lane. I had some doubts at first because they set up one dive, don't go for it. JDG get the upper hand here, but they kept on coming again. And even though Cuz was the one getting the resources, they managed to fuel onto Keen in the end. And I think this is when things change, Emily, because they have to play in reaction when they should have the upper hand. And in the end, yeah, Keen doesn't end up having the kills, but he was not too left far behind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think what JDG would have wanted from this top side, despite the fact that it was split map and JDG had the bot side while KT had top, was the fact that they were still able to get some things out of this trade. So the Renekton never felt like he was super far ahead. And when it got to mid and late game, no one could stand up to this Jax in side lanes. And also no one could stand up to BDD's Akali once he got going.
Yeah, exactly. They had side lane prio in both lanes. But this game, I just love the confidence coming out from KT because they scrapped with JDG at every single turn. They did not back away from a team that is considered the best in the world at this kind of game. They just went at him again and again and again.
Yeah, and I think the important thing for me is that it comes in these small skirmishes, right? And not the 5v5 fights. They didn't really contest JDG in massive 5v5s until they were set ahead from these skirmishes.
And I think what is important then is that when it did come to bigger fights, KT was still ready, even though everyone was going for aiming. They wanted to kind of stop the fight from KT before it even started, but that was not successful.
Exactly. It all came down to this third dragon fight here. JDG, we're losing out on some skirmishes, but they had grabbed the first two dragons, and to set this up, it was going to be all about aiming. You look at the summoners, he's missing his flash. He was over on this side. He does actually have the cleanse available, but we're going to roll this, and you can see where 369 is coming. 369 had his flash available. Missing also had his flash available. I'm sorry it doesn't actually show that, but it's all about the plan to actually burst down the AD carry here, and we're going to see how JDG try to execute on this, on how KT are going to be able to handle it. So 369 on the flank, he has it swept out. Flash stun right there immediately, and then watch as Missing is going to pile in. They're all going to be going for the backline here to try to take down Aiming, but look at the Gale Force, creates the space, the knock up from the Lulu as well. Aiming pulls back, and they can only really knock down Lehens. And you see on the other side, look at BDD, look at Keen, crushing Knight, who's trying to follow up on this play. He's trying to stay connected with his Recon to get back there so he can land a shockwave on this AD carry. They full send it on him, but they can't actually connect. And then once Aiming finds this moment to reset, JDG try to pull back into this area up here, but look at this ulti that's coming through from the Aphelios. Look at BDD that's flanking him from the other side. Keen coming up as well. Lehens has escaped. And JDG gets straight up out team fought by KT. They win the fight. They get the dragon. They stop the march to Seoul. And to me, this was the game defining moment. And this is the moment that I sat up in my chair and I'm like, they can take JDG in a series if they can keep playing like this.
Oof. And that's really what I like compared to the games that they played previously in the Swiss stage, where this was specific around objective setup, that they were playing sloppy. They were like, okay, they got the early game, they got the mid game, but they can turn everything onto a sloppy fight. But here, they take care of the vision. They're really clean in the way they approach the fights and the flanks, and more than anything, they play to their comp strength, which is something they haven't been doing all the time.
They played very well throughout the entire game. Emily, we were looking at the post-game breakdown as we relay that JDG has selected the blue side going forward.
Yeah, and I think the big thing here, you can also see it, is that Jax for Keen, right? We saw it, you pointed it out in the fight, Azale. One of the big difference makers in that was not only that they were able to keep aiming alive with the Lulu ult, but also the fact that Jax just jumped onto Knight, chunks him below half health, I believe, and that essentially separates the fight in a really bad way for JDG. So they were using that advantage they did get topside from the split map pressure to be able to win that 5v5.
Even though KT were the underdogs and we were keeping the fans from getting a certain E-word, maybe we are a little. It's KT that draw first blood in this best of 5 over JDG. We'll take a quick break. I'm also excited, and we'll be right back.
Stop.
The song of Nunu. La la la. That's the song. Spoiler. You don't have to.
A team against a king. Seeing against believing. A moment against a moment for the ages.
La la la.
Countless battles. One arena.
I went to the T1 cafeteria upstairs just to get a drink, but they had some fried chicken there. So I got to get me some fried chickens when it's available. So I took a few bites. And it's delicious. It's crazy. I didn't want to eat longer though, but that was delicious. That was some tasty ass shit. JDG picked blue side, 5 subs. Really? There you go. There you go. There's your 5 gifted rats. Alright, holy heckers, I'm hyped now.
Gives you wings.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Say hi to Glenn from work.
I didn't say I would give 500. That is a lie. That is just a lie.
It is a good plan. Glenn.
Get my plan starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Plus, save when you add perks like the Disney Bundle. It's your Verizon.
That is literally a lie. Oh, it's a banger song. Is there new merch out? Are you asking me to plug? There is a website called Caedrelstore.com where you can get 3 exclusive t-shirts during Worlds only, and there are some cool mugs as well, which are very high quality. Caedrelstore.com if you want to check it out. Only available during Worlds. I'm gonna do a proper, like a bigger one later next year, but that's only the Worlds one, small one. La 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 la! Shut the fuck up! Yeah, it's global. Why does my chat want to sell me out? Let me sell out. Explain to me how they're high quality. Well, everyone who bought one said the material was really cool. Now what, idiot? Can someone make me a meme and put it on the Reddit? The meme is the guy with the domino, and it's KT picking T1, and then the big domino is something about JDG losing in the Golden Road. Yo, Stoffel, thanks for 10 gifted subs. There you go. There's a big kiss for you. There's a big kiss for you. Check this out. What is this? Vulcan has reached agreement to Cloud9. Damn, PogChamp. I wonder who they'll get top lane. I wonder, because they have an import slot available now for top lane. So I really wonder who they'll get. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. What's wrong? Yeah, I'm wondering. So what? Okay, KT, listen up. Here's the plan. We're not gonna get 3-0'd now. We're not gonna get 3-1'd. We're gonna win another game. We're gonna win another game. Pepperoni crisps, let's try it. Korean pepperoni crisps, let's try it. I'm excited for this snack, let's try it. Ready? Yeah, they're disgusting. Yow! Did they just ad break me?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for game number 2. KT versus JDG. 1-0.
I got a few more packets.
as it stands. But of course, this is the best of 5. Anything.
These are some honey crisps.
We move further on, and now
are we in draft?
Jump into picks and bans, gentlemen. The adaptations. What are we looking
JDG
for?
Blue-Eyed.
I actually was gonna wonder.
Stop eating
is
crisps.
JDG going to
Sejuani ban.
They
should keep Kalista Jarvan. They should keep it.
That even given how good 369 is on more facilitative top laners, Rumble to me is such an insanely strong pick that you can easily first pick here on the blue side. Sejuani
Like, these people can't be real. This guy writes, why are you such a jerk to anti-LPL teams? Your Weibo Gaming will lose to BLG. Like, this has to be like an NPC. That guy has to be a robot. Like, he can't be a real human being with what he's writing. Are you okay? Like, are you hello? These people, you can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up. Like, what is that guy writing? Nico first pick. Interesting. JDG want more power in teamfights. I like it. I think Aphelios won too, 100%.
A lot of team fight.
They're gonna do Aphelios Orianna. I don't like Orianna. I mean, I do like Orianna, but also... Okay, fine. I don't like it though, but okay. Maokai? Aphelios Maokai, just do it. Just do Aphelios. Do Aphelios Maokai.
Once again, we'll see what KT do.
I would love to see Ruler on Kai'Sa as well, okay.
And then could just be that mid lane lock-in.
And this is KT, if they do go for the Orianna, opting in for a more teamfight-oriented style. Obviously, they were able to win teamfights, but it was after they were really...
Okay, I mean, I don't think Zeri again. I don't think they should do Zeri. I like Rel. I like Vi here.
Good 1-3-1 moves, right? Being able to trade very
yeah, Vi very good.
And
Vi
this
what?
time around might not be as easy. I really like the Vi. I think Vi Nico
Vi
is
Renekton.
really good at punishing Orianna. We have seen
Vi
Orianna
Kai'Sa.
really struggle when
Vi
they are
Rakan.
very far behind, set far behind in lane.
I'm curious if we now get the Rakan follow-up as well, just to add to that, hey, we're going in hard, and we're going to try and catch many of yous with this combo. The only downside to that is kind of what we saw in the last game, where more of these AD carry bans come through.
Very good, very good. I really think Nautilus here, guys, or Alistar.
And I'm
Please.
wondering if
I don't know if Jax is good here.
It was actually Kanavi that picked
Oh yeah, that's a very good call by Chronicle. Yeah, Wukong could be good here.
Could be a dangerous combo here on R3.
Or do they prioritize the Lulu, which has been
Renata.
Or the Lehens Renata angle? This could certainly feel a little bit like flavor of the tournament, especially at this end of it. Renata, something that Lehens has been fantastic on many times, mostly with Ruler, to be perfectly honest.
Also allows you to keep alive.
I like it.
Target Vice go for, right?
Now,
so
I think Wukong, Jaxban could cover off a lot here from JDG. KT, yeah, Kai'Sa no shocker there.
What we saw yesterday by BLG
what could be another good ban?
It makes it very hard even for the Rakan to operate in the lane.
I think Zeriban is also not bad.
It's such a smart pickup, and we're starting to see it creep through more and more. We were talking about the LPL counter
or you could do Jinx, but
that has definitely been in a great spot
Poppy.
with the Lulu. Now
yeah, Poppy's a really good ban actually. Holy fuck.
Have some good control over mid as well.
Yeah, Poppy Wukong then. Don't ban Jax.
Try and see if they can find the same team fight prowess they had in game 1 coming into game 2.
Well, Kai'Sa and Zeri both taken away. Ruler going to have to go to something different here as we move.
LCK Cast says that KT should pick Maokai. I think they should pick Wukong. Fuck Maokai.
The Rel that Kanavi piloted.
They should 1000% go Wukong.
And Viego is open, but it doesn't really feel like a Viego draft. With the Orianna, we'll see what Kaz actually ends up picking up.
I thought
Maokai, I think Maokai is playable, but it's not going to fit the draft very well. I don't like it. Maokai is playable, but I don't think it's going to fit the draft. Viego, okay.
Yeah, just going to
I think Wukong better.
I kind of agree with what Chronicler was saying, though.
Come, pick your Ornn. 369, we lost game 1, go pick Ornn.
You have a huge amount of setup on your fight at the moment. It's a lot more like, hey, we're going to absorb pressure. Whereas Viego wants to try and have these split skirmishes where he can actually start to get rolling, which I don't think is what KT are going for.
Well, the Jinx certainly fits into Ruler's wheelhouse. They are going to lock that one away. Alongside Rakan, a little bit more aggressively flavored than what we've seen in other Jinx lanes
blind
compared to the Tahm Kench this tournament. Aatrox
Keen just locked your W pussy.
369, feeling very 369.
Lock
especially this
Camille actually. Camille, go Camille, go Camille. Go Camille, go Camille, go Camille, go Camille.
We haven't actually seen the Cassandre really be contested, and
go
I feel
Camille.
like the Aatrox coming up
go
has been
Camille.
such a big
No, don't be a pussy.
It's such a good matchup into it.
Go Camille.
Also, I mean, great matchup, Karsten or Nectin.
Don't be a
This
pussy,
used
go
to be a
Camille.
matchup where you'd look and go, hey, whoever gets that first blood or gets the advantage starts to snowball.
Alright, chat, you know the drill. You can avoid ads if you use your tier 1 or your Twitch Prime. You can also press follow on the stream if you want to get big pace injected in your veins.
Regardless of kind of what state we're at.
You don't have to do it though, because ads won't run now, because ads run before.
Kind of shows what we've been starting to see more and more in quarterfinals is that this Aatrox just starts to take over games.
Very interesting situation because KT a
Mods
very
drop the
different
Gamba.
draft to what we saw in game
Can KT keep
#1.
the pace?
You're gonna have to go toe to toe with these team fights.
Or will KT fumble the bag?
They have once again a very similar bridging mechanism from the early game into the mid and late with that Renekton paired with the Viego.
And to me, the main difference is specifically BDD's role in this draft, because you actually do have, again,
my main question mark is
I
you.
do think that JDG this time around is a lot scarier, and I think that
What
Nico
is
really
he gonna do
changes
this
how
game?
a lot of those early
Let's see.
skirmishes will play out.
He can either
But it
pop
is,
the fuck
again,
off or
you
be
know,
absolutely
Viego
useless.
can set up for the stun for each other, get the early resets, and then a strong bot
Why are you
lane that
question
should have
marking?
priority. Even though in the last game we saw it did kind of go back and forth depending on jungle attention. Very different look though for KT. Was there 1-3-1/1-4 in the first game? The way they played the map, that was able to get them the leads. This time around though, looks a lot more like a straightforward teamfight composition.
I agree with everything the Chronicle is saying, though. I think.
Oh, thanks.
I think looking at this, it is 100% the main jungle matchup. I think it's just a case of Kanavi having that control with the Nico, and then when you look at an Orianna Viego, it's not exactly screaming, we're gonna take
Who won the
your
draft?
fight, we're gonna absolutely destroy it.
I think JDG won
that's
it.
where a huge amount of that JDG focus is gonna be.
And it's also going to have to really be a change when it comes to what
I think it's gonna be
BDD
1-1.
is going to be playing like. In this game, he's not on Assassin this time around, but he is on Summoner's Rift. Here we are for game number 2. JDG looking to fight back once again on the blue
I think it's going to be 1-1,
here.
but let's see.
They're looking for that golden road, looking for that Summoner's Cup. And remember, you can log in to your Riot account on lolesports.com. You can watch Worlds live to earn exclusive Worlds
Gamba there,
votes.
Gamba's there.
So on a highlight, Ruler actually there in the fountain flexing the Samsung Galaxy icon.
I know. Shout outs to his current coach, right? Like Homie was on
Homie.
Samsung White and Blue, helping those teams when they won Worlds back in Korea a long time ago, 2014.
It's also one of my favorite parts, like seeing these little moments. We had it yesterday as well via
This game might be a bit slower than the first
Chovy's
game.
own emote at him as Chovy was getting run
flashing
over.
top esports as well. It's
I love those little moments. Shout outs to former teams or former rivals. Peanut, I think, also showcased the LGD one.
Yep, he loves the LGD one. He uses that all the time.
Wait, I have a question. If you're
not
Nico
quite as much as his Penguin one.
and you turn into Jinx, do you always get the minigun? Even if Jinx has rockets out? Do you not get the rockets?
Let's just move on from that because I think forgetting sounds like a good idea. As KT is going to try and get this lane in order towards the bottom side. Bit of a treat, to be honest. The Renata piloted by Lehens here. But Lehens has had some ups and downs, most definitely, throughout this season and especially throughout this this tournament as well, and especially the playoffs back in the LCK.
Yeah, it was Lehens dying like multiple times level 1 in that series that I think gave a lot of the early momentum over towards T1. Ended up being the downfall of KT, even with how close that series was.
Where's the overlay at?
Actually able to get some early pressure going. And I do agree with you. I think this is still a very volatile top lane where whoever gets an early lead should be able to run with it. The main thing that I think is really interesting,
okay, Keen getting on top push, very good.
Able to do this the best within the
his jungler's pathing top this time, so it's much easier to trade for it.
If you look at this, you're like, there is no real front line. But Aatrox has basically
it's just a split screen, split game.
Line, right? We've seen the teleport plays from 369 specifically.
369 himself.
The moment that Sterix is done,
very even.
Really being able to be aware of how much damage you can.
I just want to see how this Orianna and Nico matchup goes, because yesterday was it Chovy versus Yagao that did this matchup, and the Orianna was blasting the Nico.
And it was Ruler back in, you know, some of the 200 years meta that we did see with Aphelios really making the Jinx.
Someone was
like
blasting in this matchup,
Orianna
versus Nico.
His Jinx has been a treat for many, many years. We're looking forward to seeing how he's going to be able to utilize it.
All right, full clear L9 from both sides. Cuz is backtracking. I mean, he has got a range support bot.
More difficult for KT.
He doesn't do the owner, that's good. Go back to bot.
Was, hey, we want to try and kite back, absorb the pressure with Lehens, with BDD, so you're running into the Orianna ball, and then we can pounce, right?
Not much mid push, but he has range support, like I said, so need to play around it.
You've now got this long range.
We could wait here for Kanavi.
It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for you.
Ooh, he snuck past Kanavi. Oh my god, Cuz.
Managed to sneak in.
Cuz lights here.
Cuz now looking for that opportunity. Knight, can he actually find it? Shape Splitter comes through to
Cuz lights here.
Them, but they will not be
Cuz lights here. Bro, best jungler in the tournament. The GOAT.
There is able to clear full towards top and then just sneak by. A second later, he gets spotted and Knight doesn't go down.
And Cuz has had an exceptional Worlds. Like every single time,
what a beast.
Focus on smart pathing from him. The picks that he gets in the early stages. The fact he's able to get just barely
what a beast
after clearing out his jungle. It's great opportunities from Cuz that are being exploited here, and KT get first on the board.
What happened to Cuz? He's just fucking blasting everyone.
He did have his teleport, so he makes it back to lane. BDD also fresh off a reset, and it was Cuz that picked up the kill. Sometimes you'll say that a jungler getting killed, not a great thing. When it's Viego, I think you're pretty psyched about it. The ability to get resets in these fights, the fact that bailout can also help try and turn those tides even easier. Looking forward to seeing what Cuz can make of this slight advantage.
It's also just trying to get into that mid lane before JDG do, right? Because you can see here, Cuz he's cleared out his entire jungle and wraps back around to this bottom side to sneak in just ahead of the vision. It's so well played. And here you can see BDD struggling against Knight. Knight using the range read really well, getting those tangle barbs, but with the flash here from Cuz, they're able to secure that kill. And strike first in a lane that JDG want to be playing around.
Well, Knight saved his flash.
Success for BDD means he can get the no magic mantle on reset.
Yeah, because particularly in the early game, Nico is so oppressive.
They need to find a Drake here, I think, KT. Because Aphelios is coming out of base.
And it's there where you really want to try and maintain as big of a
I think KT needs to look for a little dragon angle now.
Just wants to get
after these Raptors.
Right? The moment you get out of laning phase, even
if they can do that, the game is in a great state.
System on his team. Now, Renekton will do in a pinch. But as soon as you are able to get through the laning phase, particularly against the Vi and Nico, you can
Kanavi trying to sneak it.
We'll see though.
This is int by Kanavi. If he gets spotted, it's tempo murder.
This Drake being started up.
They're fighting super hard for bot lane prio. I think Cuz wants to try and commit to this. Kanavi has to hop out of the pick because you can see with the Infernum on bot side, they can't really go for Dragon. So Cuz now
he dodged it.
Nice, but just able to back away.
What is going on around this Dragon?
Connect, but doesn't get the snare. And KT, the Dragon, very angry, has actually given a lot of attention to a lot of different players as they've traipsed up.
So Knight saved his flash, obviously, so that actually makes it so this 4v4 is a bit tough for KT. That Nico is going to be strong.
Be able to find it there, aiming just playing respectfully here on this bottom side. As once again, Kanavi going to start up this Drake is missing.
They don't have bot push. I think they're going to have to give this KT.
Oh, this time around though.
Yeah, BDV's too low. It's gone.
Knight actually getting the prio.
Why isn't Keen proxying? He's moving down. He wants to fight, but he's not going to get here in time.
They are still moving up, though.
Unless they can slow fight here, KT, and they can.
Hostile takeover is now. They're looking for the fight.
I don't know what's happening. Cuz
you're. There's the pop blossom.
There's Cuz. There's classic Cuz.
Not going to connect. And aiming has to flash to get out. Lands gonna do the same thing. The zap is gonna be blocked.
there's Cuz. Oh, there he is.
Still just a pickup for JDG, and they get the dragon.
You called it, Atlas. They knew their target the second they went in there. They turn on Cuz because he'd already burnt that flash. They pick off the Viego, and they're trying desperately to kill Missing on the way out. But with Shockwave going wide, there's no one to follow up.
Yeah,
Nah,
really,
they should never be fighting this.
I don't know who flashed out of the Shockwave, but that might have denied the kill. And here, if Cuz is level 6 and he has his ultimate, this play doesn't work. But JDG identify that's not the case. And as we look here, yeah, Kanavi flashing out, Missing not being hit.
Missed.
And even if Kanavi gets hit, I don't think they have the damage.
Just
BDD,
missed.
This is
Just.
very early on, as you were saying. No Magic Mantle, great to get early Merc Treads. Not great if you want to try and burst down a target.
Keen.
And KT gets a little bit overeager.
Well, Keen is also
Holy
very eager here.
Renekton
Aatrox.
Aatrox.
In trade for the dominance. And both top laners are going to back away.
Keen's been controlling this matchup, though. I mean, look at the CS lead. He's been doing a great job of shoving in waves, trying to see if he can get a couple of chips on this plate damage. And with both ultimates being burnt there, the next question becomes,
369's playing so... He missed cannon for that.
Effectively, so you can look towards things like the Rift Herald. BDD already in position, trying to get vision down, trying to spot out exactly where Kanavi is on the map.
And with all this action towards the mid and bottom side of the map, it's actually been Keen that's really been reaping the rewards. He's up almost like 600 gold that's towards the top side in the isolated 1v1.
Keen is smurfing?
Definitely
Yeah,
going
he
to
is.
struggle a little bit early.
I mean, this matchup is Renekton favored early,
say,
but he's doing really well.
Pleasantly surprised by Keen. I think that he was one of the weakest parts of KT thus far, as Kanavi meets yet again.
Yeah, lurking in the mist is Cuz, is Kanavi. But that opportunity, of course, never in too much trouble. Actually, just going to say thanks for the
bot lane.
And
Yeah, it's crazy that they have Jinx, Rakan, and they're actually getting bot push. KT must be... I mean, they don't have flash on Aphelios Renata, right? But the fact that they lost early... Or they didn't get a big lead. I think KT will be asking themselves, how is enemy bot getting bot push with Rakan into Renata?
Pick up some of this CS.
Missing, because of the fight at Dragon and they picked up the wave, had the level 6 advantage. So Hens just picked it up off this wave that they pushed in, but JDG knew that with the push advantage and the level advantage on the support, they would have been able to contest. So KT back away, Ruler catches a wave, and we'll have to see now if this Rift Child is going to make its way to the bottom side, because I think you kind of need to accelerate this Jinx into a position where she can get 2-3 items, start to take over in that bot side and pick up more and more of these plates and get ahead.
So also, we haven't talked about it yet, but Aiming did end up starting, of course, the Shockwave.
In this mid lane, Knight taking a lot of damage.
Nice poke, nice poke.
Lurking around the side,
That gets Nico TP.
Knight will just be able to walk his way out, no flash needed.
She was going to TP anyway, but it's nice to...
But the fact that Aiming does have the call, whereas Ruda doesn't, does mean that even with the CS lead, I think the gold will be pretty even between the two.
He's going to get mid-wave out, Cuz is going to back away, BDD's going to reset, JDG's going to get bot side vision, and they can look for something bot side. Need to cover this Aphelios now, I think.
Available. It means Ruda doesn't actually end up missing anything. KT don't even get a plate for giving up the Herald.
Keen's going to get a plate as well.
Win on both sides. Although Keen, still very happy.
Big old Crocodile here towards his top side. Grabs his second plate.
This Aphelios needs to be really careful.
Very, very nice. So, some good news, but things still extraordinarily even as this game chugs on. And when I'm looking at this in an even game state, I'm thinking that the team with Jinx is feeling pretty good about just moving further forward. Range so good.
He's on vision.
Team fights later on, and they have so much peel available. Pop Blossoms, cease and desist, things like that. As Cuz on a ward here towards this bottom side. JDG just wasting a lot of his time here. Kanavi moving in as well.
Knight's on the way.
Oh, no flash. Where's Renata ult?
But it doesn't actually stop it. Teleports to come in.
It's out, but they're not going to get a kill.
Trying to bail himself out, but it does not work.
BDD's dead.
And now Knight's looking for the opportunity. Cease and desist on the BDD. And he
Oh, he flashed out.
by the Pop Blossom, has to flash.
The ult missed! Oh, it's a horror for KT. Oh, they could have got one back.
Running for the hills. He needs a dissonance if he wants to get out of this one. Dodges the
Oh my god, KT blundered everything.
It's a disaster for KT. In game one, they managed to turn around the bot lane play, but JDG
They blundered
were ready
everything.
This time. Knight has first
Oh,
move.
it's a shame.
They collapse onto bot, and that's a bunch of gold that's gone into the hands of the LPL #1 seed.
And really big there is that...
He's dead.
Oh, BDD.
Oh, he dodged that. What?
Not going to land. BDD's
Oh,
continue
BDD.
his work. Double
Clean.
shot.
Bro, BDD's playing really well.
Decent as well, but he still has to get out.
Yeah, BDD
Okay,
was
Ming.
able to get out of there as the traps will keep Ruler safe. And teleporting into the middle of that if you're a Kali, great. Definitely gonna work out. But you see here, as Orianna, it just doesn't have the same early impact.
369?
369?
What?
Feeling confident here. Is not doing too hot when it comes to the items, but maybe hoping Keen overinvest, still gonna catch the wave. These early skirmishes, though, going the way of JDG. is a really big difference from the previous.
They have summoners on
games.
Aphelios
Kanavi
Renata now, but
standing here,
I think the Renata flash being down lost
KT
him that whole
start
fight,
this up,
because if she
trying
could
to
flash the
equalize
Rakan engage,
Dragon
then
score.
Should mean with the man advantage
would be a bit better.
Oh, never mind. Missing is still just
Kanavi?
into the back of this pit.
Can he see it?
Ball breaker is being charged.
Oh, Renata got it. What? They can root the Aphelios. This could be good for KT. Can they? The Rakan get out? Keen TP. They have to go here.
It's a hex soul. This is going to be a big one, but the fight is still going. Keen turns up. Missing's trying to get
No
out.
way is that Rakan getting out. He's out. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad.
And the entire time, 369 is pushing the top side. He's going to
I
be able
feel
to get some of the plates
Aatrox just
around
one
this
top by
lane
that
tower
play.
and even up that matchup. Dragon goes the way of KT, but they just couldn't quite get the kill on Missing.
Yeah, I don't
And
know if
they need to
that's the
punish
investment.
Jinx. Can they do
Really,
anything to
it's worth
Jinx?
the investment, right? You spend the teleport,
No.
spend the flash on Renekton, which we know is a really big cooldown.
Flash ult?
BDD, Kanavi trying to
He's
get
not
on top
doing
of
it.
him, but
BDD is
not gonna
playing
catch
so
him,
cocky.
Speed up enough.
They pushed him
to
enough
get
to
him
out though.
out. But it will still be a win for JDG, right? They still zone away the Orianna. We'll be able to get the plates over the night.
Who got
and
excited? Who was
pick
it?
up some jungle camps. Good counter swing from JDG.
And now the question is, how do they want to try and use the fact that you have this teleport for 369? But we're going to get back into this bot lane fight, because immediately with Knight having that roam from mid, Missing feels confident to go in, gets the charm on the two, sends it up to Amy to blow that initial cleanse.
Oh, if Aphelios
And then
ult
this
hits
TP
here.
is Chronicle
Man,
saying,
BDD, look at him. He doesn't flash,
way
look.
too far forward for BDD. Knight's just able
He
to
flashes
walk
the
in
Jinx
between
W, but he doesn't
everyone,
flash.
and with Amy not
Oh,
having the
maybe it
opportunity
kills
to try to
Rakan
save
too, you know?
away, the just
I don't know.
missing on
Nah,
that
no,
Moonlight Vigil sets up beautifully then for JDG to turn that fight.
I'm wondering if that's a blessing in disguise, though, because if that
Oh,
hits
cousin.
and Cuz like baits in BDD to go in, I think Ruler could have ended up picking up a bunch of kills.
Oh,
Still
cuz.
gonna not feel great for KT though. JDG this time around,
He's not
they're
aiming.
surviving the
It's
early
weird that
onslaught
KT's only down 400
of
gold though.
KT. And with the
I guess
early
it's the
game
CS
dead even, you
versus
gotta
plates.
imagine, as you were saying,
But they
I
lost
think
3
KT
plates
still
mid,
does
2
scaling
bot,
elements
and 1
with
top.
The Orianna and
And
the
they only got
Aphelios,
2
but the
themselves.
range advantage of Jinx can
Crazy.
be so hard to play into.
I mean, but game one, we would have said JDG had the better team fight composition, but KT
Aiming went
outplayed it in the
Stormraiser now
moment.
instead of Gale
Now,
Force
it
against
looks like
Rakan
JDG
again.
a little
Why?
bit more angry
Why is he
than
going
the last game,
Stormraiser?
I will say, and been doing a great job of turning around a lot of these early skirmishes, but KT have proven today that there are no pushovers, and JDG will have to throw everything at them to try and find this. Now with Flash coming back up for Knight, and also having
We
that
saw how
control on
effective the
topside,
Gale Force
you can
was
see how
last
much
game.
more active JDG want
Maybe
to
he
be
goes second item
in
Gale.
pushing KT back, starting to get control of these towers and plates, and
Let's
looking
see.
at this Rift Trail in 20 seconds.
Well, Hen's looking for a little bit of that logistics program. Kane taking a bit of damage here.
He's
Full
gonna die
combo
to Vi
from
ult anyway.
369's gonna be good onto the Renekton,
Yeah,
but just wants to get to
maybe
this
yeah.
lane to
I mean, he
pick
has
up the
Renata, I
minions
guess.
where he can. Feels like 369 just feeling better and better in this matchup.
Oi, 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 Lens.
Lehen's taking a lot of damage here as Knight does catch him out.
There's nothing to fight over here other than
Might have been
vision.
a little
Oh,
bit
missing
of a
soul at the bot.
switcheroo maneuver there.
It's
As
Gore Drinker
Kane
advantage
once
top,
again gonna
but
be chained up as he's just wandering through the
Oh,
lane,
these
getting
wards
Skull
in
to
bot
mix up, and
lane.
Good ward is here.
The bot
Yeah,
lane,
JDG giving
Russian
him all of the
lane is
information
just
that they could need.
killing
That's like
Cuz's
the fourth
plans.
time. I really think that the biggest difference between this game and the last is how well JDG is able to keep track of Cuz. On this Viego, they have been able to, I feel like right
Herald's
from
up,
the get-go,
but they're using
lane
Knight
wars
bot with TP, so
consistently.
Aphelios needs to run mid, and
As we take a look
you
at
can
the
see
late
Orianna
conception,
Aphelios
as a
swap now.
result, Kanavi being able to build up a huge lead.
This is a very different one here from MasterCard in comparison to game number 1.
Yeah, and I think it speaks volumes of what Chronicle was just saying. The fact that
Oi,
Cuz
Kanavi,
can't
that's
really beat
super
that front
greedy.
line, but can do damage if he finds Kanavi.
Yeah,
Or is it?
Kanavi's
Missing's
not
here.
taking that much just yet, but Lehen's is in Cuz's back pocket.
Jinx is on the way.
369 has caught out Kane. He's trying to get to
Yeah,
the
they have
teamfight,
pushing
help
lanes.
out
They're
the
gonna
rest
start
of
Herald.
KT.
BDD has
The Rift
TP,
Herald getting involved as
but he
well.
doesn't have a
Missing is
mythic.
gonna get over that wall, should be A-okay.
No mythic on Orianna.
Maybe
She's
it's
basing
not
for it
Shellfish
now.
on the menu, outside of the little one,
Mythic
just
on
outside
Aatrox
the front
finished.
door of Shirley.
Is BDD gonna TP in with Leandris?
For the second Rift Herald.
Something we haven't discussed really yet is
Here he
the-
comes.
is
Alright,
the-
looks like
the
KT's gonna
fact that
take
we
this.
are looking at a Hextech Rift. Both
Knight's
for,
ready.
like, champions
Knight's
like Aatrox
TPing
and
in.
Nico and the Renekton can be a really big boon as KT are looking to
I don't know if
contest.
KT is stealing the objective.
five-man unit
Oh, Lehen's
from
flashed on
KT.
to get
Lehen
Rakan W.
the avenue doesn't get it with the
W gets
handshake.
cleansed.
They're giving up
Oh,
on
Knight.
Fights four into the back line and now missing.
Oh, the Aphelios ult on the Orianna ult's not bad. But it's not good enough. It's Knight.
from JDG.
It's Knight, baby.
Flash, but 369 is still looking for more, and JDG win another
Oh
team
my
fight.
god, Knight.
Knight says, BDD, you had your moment.
Oh wait, hold up. Kanavi might be griefing. Or is he? Who is griefing? That ain't worth it.
That used to be the ruler position. This time he's taking names.
And it's JDG taking down KT. They get the rift.
Nah, Knight's carrying. I like what Lehen did there, but Knight is just... The Nico god. Nico is a problem. They can't give this over. So he Renata flashes to Q the Rakan to force his W so they can't engage. But my fucking god did Knight engage that fight.
And from that point on, missing with the follow-up, ensuring the health bars are already so low. Lens has to bail out himself. That's when you know a fight is a bust.
And this is the thing, JDG
Bust a nut when that Nico ult hits. Jesus Christ, are you kidding?
KT's red buff to contest it, so there's no vision to spot out Knight as he came in. He even teleported to the minion wave, not the mid-wave terror to finish that one off, so he can get that swing in. And then just the end, I mean, KT, they tried to get something back, but they just couldn't do it.
And you can see JDG, they are not ready to fully celebrate just yet. They're not standing up, they're not moving further forward.
It was a solid half squat though.
These are the kind of games where even though it's only a 2-3k gold lead, you look at that Jinx and you look at his name and his items, you're like, yeah, maybe this one is just over.
They're going to have to win 3 of them out of the 5 potential.
Because it's Ruler.
Give up this streak. The first Hex
Ruler on Jinx ahead.
Kanavi getting some free time with it.
And something we haven't really
It's very rare you'll ever see him make a mistake in fights. He has no summoners now though. Looks like JDG are playing for bot tier 1, but they ain't getting shit. Should have banned Jinx. Yeah, but then they would get Zeri.
Outside of picking people to start fights, JDG has really been able, I think, to navigate around. There's been so many occasions already where you see like Keen on his little crocodile legs running after someone's like, I'm gonna start the fight, guys. I'm doing
I
my
think
best.
KT need to go next game, drop Nico, drop a Nico ban, drop the Renekton play. I don't think they need to play Renekton. Jax would have been great this game. Just pick his Jax, go his side lane. I don't know.
Set up your vision on whatever side of the map you want to start taking these towers. We got Knight on bot side, fantastic. Let's play.
It's not like he did amazing on Jax, but at least it makes it so top's a bit more useful. Also, I think BDD needs he needs a Kali or his Sylas or some Chovy champ, you know.
369 and JDG are so good.
They also need to pick Wukong. They need to play for team fights.
It's going to be tough for KT to find those moments to answer back.
Feels like going through the motions here for JDG. That last team fight.
So now here comes a top tier 1 attempt.
Big turning point, that big moment where now the gears just lock into place. KT, they're pretty good at ruining gears. You know, this is a team epitomized by a roller coaster. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do to it. As Kanavi not going to find the ball breaker, but Keen going to have to slice his way out. Grand Entrance not going to find the target, missing. Still, he can lurk around, he can zone them away, and they're still going to grab the turret.
Yeah, it's a flash invested, but they do get a turret because of the fact that the rest of KT needs to respect, so I think you'll take that.
Unlocking Hex Flash.
I like it. Yeah, good point.
Got to make sure you get that value.
Also, just the value that this Jinx has at the moment is absolutely absurd. 2 items now completed. She'll be quickly working up towards that rapid fire cannon. Ruler is poised.
Yeah, KT will get blue side next game, so they can.
See if he can take over against BDD.
Yeah, another shockwave.
He solo kills him, by the way. He solo kills him.
Down. BDD might just be okay with it. Super Mega Death Rocket will be avoided, and now the clockwork wind up. Can he find the?
Whoa, BDD! Here come the Avengers, obviously, but.
He's running as fast as his little legs can
Bro, BDD is having a good tournament. Nice solo kill.
Taking him down. Still,
no TP, no flash Aatrox.
The solo kill there against Knight.
And the summoner spell advantage. JDG had to TP 369 in, so they lost control on this top side, and immediately KT respond. Shoving mid, getting control of this jungle. Cuz will be spotted here.
Aiming Scott IE.
But I think he's gonna
not bad, you know, if KT can take a reset here and just take the fight on the next dragon, I think that's going to be their window. The problem is Aatrox is really fucking strong. How far away from Sterak's is Renekton? If Renekton can have Sterak's, that could swing it a bit.
Even with JDG having
he has a Ruby Crystal. Alright, well.
Towards taking down BDD after he is able to win that 1v1, and KT still doesn't get anything on the other end of the map. They still haven't taken a single turret this game, right? Because JDG have been able to keep them away from those turrets very consistently, as we do see BDD, the one who set it at play,
really
very
nice
aware of his own damage. And Knight just doesn't have the burst to take down, especially with the sidestep.
Oh, and Keen tries.
He didn't have W.
Okay, wasn't actually able to get the W off.
Yeah.
Just not ruthless enough.
I mean, he would have died anyway, it doesn't matter.
Too much
I don't think it would have mattered. I think BDD dies anyway. Actually might end up not feeling too bad about it, but maybe they could have punished 369 if they do get the cancel.
Yeah, would have had to wait and see. Now though, Knight, well, it's not Knight, but at least hovering around for a little bit here. KT will spot out that at least at the moment JDG are on their bot side and trying to push him out.
1 minute on Drake.
Looking for that opportunity.
BDD might get Shadow Flame in time.
Missing, but he is absolutely fine. KT not really looking like they have the same level of poise, level of control that they had in the last game.
I really want to highlight Missing, because to me, he's the one that is the most like, KT, what are you going to do? How are you going to let me down, huh? Like, the amount of disrespect and his continuous presence, moving forward, trying to bait out cooldowns, and maintaining the vision line for JDG is so big, because it doesn't really give KT the opportunity to try and get Keen in
I don't know, man. KT, it's so rough.
That's a ruler spot, but he has the support to
I think JDG are going to set up this Drake, and then they're going to go Nash, obviously. But my question is, does KT fight this Drake? Because if they fight it and lose, the game's over. But they could give it, but they're on Soul Point Hextech. I think they should fight it, personally.
See whether KT can actually get themselves into a position to
just send it.
Set up for a 5v5. Of course, it is Soul Point availability. And
need to fix those Aphelios guns, though.
For JDG, could really set them up to move towards that snowball. And Kanavi looking to get over this wall.
Yeah, looking at the item breakpoints.
There's Sterak's big. Oh, he's going double needless, no Rabadons. Fix those fucking guns, aiming. He's in that blue now, right?
Aiming did actually hit his 2-item power spike.
Or green.
So
No, blue, blue, blue.
Okay. BD doesn't
so you'll have blue-red, not bad.
Would have loved that for this fight. And we'll see.
He's gonna drop the red now.
Finishes his Shadow Flame as well.
Keep your eyes on 369 though. He's got push.
No, wait, what the fuck is this? Am I cooked? He's gonna get green, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aiming's got decent guns.
So not bad.
Move to a Calibrum for some extra range.
Missing?
And now KT.
Oh,
they're in a
missing.
choke point. The charm's too massive from the
BDD's dead.
BDD's not gonna get bailed out of this
BDD
one.
is dead.
369 locks down the first kill, and they are just running them over. Keen is trying to be a blender, but he's just getting blended. Cuz gets out of there, but that is
BDD died instantly.
JDG, and they look unstoppable.
It is a free-pronged approach from JDG. 369
Missing is
from one
crazy.
side, Knight teleporting from the other, and KT try to contest this dragon. It's going to cost them everyone but Cuz and a Baron as well.
They don't even care about the dragon. They know that JDG can immediately turn over towards this Baron. It's such a massive fight from JDG. It's the second time now where KT...
Okay, well, it's not the end of the world for KT. It's 1-1.
Control of the map for JDG. The TP's coming in. I mean, watch this. 369.
But what happened to BDD?
You get the TP to that bot side as well. The lack of control of the wards means
Q
KT
flash.
are way, or sorry, the lanes.
Jinx ult. Oh
KT
my
are
god.
way overextended. And Knight is happy to sit in your escape route and cut you off every single
Jesus,
time.
man. JDG fighting.
And
Holy
it's the
fuck.
fact that BDD is immediately taken down, right? He's taking but not able to actually output any damage, not able to hit a big shockwave.
How fast does JDG end? Get your timers ready.
That was found there by JDG. There's literally nowhere to go for KT.
They just got Nash.
You run into 369.
Does JDG end on this Baron?
And then Knight's coming from the other end. The Red Bull Baron power play for JDG. Generally, they only need one of these.
And this is what we expected to see from JDG coming into the series today. Having control over the lanes, playing around this 6-1
I think they're going to end on this Baron.
on the Vi, setting up for these big team fights and playing the map out well. And now with the control that they have,
Depends where Aatrox
this
TPs.
is where JDG shine.
Okay, he's running top.
Push multiple waves, slowly but surely pick yourself apart. And KT are trying their damnedest to get resources onto Amian as he's going to clear out this top wave tower. But it means that you're going to lose almost everything here on the bottom half of the map.
Yeah. They are just going to be able to take down this inner turret. Inner in the mid lane also falling as Aiming versus 369. Don't like your chances, Aiming, and he's just going to be put in the
flash. He's like, nope.
Yeah, no, I think he knew it. As these inhibitor turrets are going to follow suit. Keen looking for some sort of opportunity to keep himself alive, but he's just getting torn apart.
They're going to end on this. They're going to end on this Baron, bro. I told you.
Not afraid of anything.
Oh, oh my good god.
Triple kill here for Ruler.
Nico is a problem. 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 Nico is a problem.
26 minutes. JDG will fight back, and they'll fight back.
They ended within 1 minute of getting Nash. If you exclude their base.
Performance from JDG.
1 minute they ended the game.
Playing off of lane stage
that
well,
is
playing the
fucked.
map well,
that is
finding
fucked.
the success in the team fights. And KT, anytime they even sideways looked at JDG, we're getting slapped across the face.
And it's
all right, I hope KT bounce back now.
They're able to set to their hand, right? I'm looking at that bot lane fight. KT really opting into
KT should just shake it off and bounce back.
Not really being as strong, and JDG,
take away Knight's agency. Don't let him play
like,
shit like that.
You can't afford a mistake. KT made a couple of early mistakes, and from that point on, they felt like they didn't get to play the game because JDG kept such a tight grip on the game.
Don't be game to endies, yeah. Don't be game to endies.
It's time for us to throw it over to the post-match to break down the JDG victory.
And breaking it down, we will. After KT started off phenomenally in game 1, it was JDG that struck back, and I had to even up the KT.
Don't be game 1, don't be game 2,
just
Andy.
because
Game
they were not
3
able
is where
to
it's
get
at.
ahead
Game
in that
3,
last
Andy, is
game. So
important.
we brought our LCK expert
Ji-sun.
Ji-sun with us as well to talk about this game. But I do want to start with the draft and kind of how Emily and Laura, you were talking about how you actually kind of saw, because of the draft and maybe the limitations,
Let me eat those pepperoni fucking
of
pizza
KT's
crisps
comp,
again.
in terms of how the game could go awry for them.
I mean, that's the thing. When you have a composition like this, I feel like if you fall behind, it's going to be really hard to come back because of the champions you play and the agency that Cuz was leaving and the space that Cuz was leaving for the rest of his teammates later on and how he was setting them up. And when you're going to play a champion
Bro,
like
where's my
and
salt and
Fairland
vinegar at?
kind
What
of
is Korea
composition,
doing?
you
Yo,
fall
wake up,
behind
Korea.
early, it's going to be really hard
Salt
to
and
come back.
vinegar,
Yeah, and then the other thing I do want to call out with this is that Knight was such a massive factor in this game, right? Like, one thing that we unfortunately didn't have time to talk about after the first game was how well VOD performed, right? They picked the Nico, presuming that they're going to go with Ori just because she is such a strong pick. And once again, I think the big difference maker in this draft, which we also saw in the Game 1 draft, was the Recon. Because another thing that they did rightfully call out on broadcast is that KT's comp, especially when they fall behind, you have no engage.
No, it was really hard for them. We saw that, Ji-sun, when you were talking to me during the game. You did say, despite losing this game, you saw some hopeful signs in terms of the choices that KT was willing to make in draft.
I want to talk about BDD especially because game number 1, he had a phenomenal performance. And then game 2, well, yeah, it's just too bad that we lost game 2. I mean, KT lost game 2, but still,
what's your meal deal?
Performance, and Oriana, he even got a solo kill on the side.
It's a plain ham sandwich.
Really telling story
with a bottle of water.
Right now, what we saw
and salt and vinegar
especially
crisps.
up against D plus Kia, we thought KT Roaster, they're not comfortable with the meta pick, so they're going back to top rise for Keen and also Azir for BDD. They're reluctant to take the meta picks, so they're just going for their comfort picks. But today, I think BDD
plain ham
with
sandwich
two
is great.
Styles of gameplay on the mid lane, Akali and then Oriana, he was able to showcase a great performance. So I think this is a really good sign for KT, regardless of the results.
And we had the chance to talk to BDD in the LCK actually when they qualified for playoffs right before we went to the finals weekend, where he was saying, "This is my best year so far, but I still have so much that I want to showcase at Worlds." And for me, that's exactly what he's been doing.
Show
so far,
food. I don't have any food.
JDG woke up.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to order
this
food.
This is where it becomes difficult because you're going up against a mid laner like Knight, who had a fantastic performance. As we get into the replays, let's talk about what transpired in the bot lane. We talked about the Rakan already and how instrumental it was going to be, Emily.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
no
big
food
thing from this game is this missing Rakan, right? Like, this is where it really started going in JDG's favor, despite the fact that both TPs come in. Knight gets this ult
some fried
off
chicken.
Right here.
Yeah, fried chicken
and
goes
this is where
hard.
like you see
I swear I haven't
JDG's
seen a
comp, how
vegetable
well it
in
makes
about
space for
2 weeks.
Ruler to just be firing on the
Actually, I
back
did see a
line, which
vegetable.
is
What
the
vegetable
player
did
that
I
you
see? I
absolutely
saw
have
an
to keep
onion.
alive for longest. And yeah, I mean, I think the big
Bro,
thing for
here
me
it's pizza,
as we're going
fried
to see
chicken,
in
beef,
a next fight
pork,
as well is how
kimchi,
Missing
pizza,
is able to set up with these
beef,
Rakan engages
fried
for
pork,
massive
live
pop
octopus,
blossoms,
chicken.
for massive plays from the rest of JDG.
And it is interesting because in a best of 5, you have to have a deep pool. And to relay to your point, Ji-sun, specifically, that it was a good point for KT
kimchi
that they are
doesn't-
willing
kimchi
to not
fine,
only
kimchi,
go for
but other than
comfort,
kimchi.
but what is good within the meta. How deep do you think their pools are overall with what you've seen when we go into maybe a game 3, a game 4, a game 5?
I want to say they are in a pretty good spot because all 5 players, they have a long experience here in League of Legends esports, which means they have such a deep champion pool because this is not the first time they have been performing on a big
Pickled
stage
radish.
like this. They all been to playoffs, they all been to like finals.
What did I learn about
I'm
pickles?
pretty sure they have something under their sleeve.
Pickles are cucumbers. Did you guys know
talking
that?
about at the beginning of the day, right? The fact that Gen.G, when they came into the series yesterday,
I didn't know that till like last month.
Adapt to
That's
what
crazy.
the LPL had been cooking in these scrims that week, and it feels like KT,
I
they're bringing
thought
the champions that
a
they should be
pickle
bringing,
was
especially
just
on
called
the
a
support
pickle.
lane.
It
We've
was
been talking
a
about
thing.
the fact that Lehans
Okay.
might have
I
an
didn't
issue
realize it
adapting
was a
onto
pickled
what Missing
cucumber.
could be throwing. And I
Because
think
everything
so
that's
far, I feel
pickled
like
is
he's
pickled
bringing the
something.
confidence. Let's
Pickled
see if we can
onion.
translate this to Matt.
It's not
I'm
called
trying
a
to kind
pickle.
of translate what I'm hearing because I feel we came into this day with knowing
Aye,
that
bro,
JDG are
I
huge
was like,
favorites,
what
right?
the
And we're looking to
fuck?
find all the touching
I'll be honest,
points
I've
for
never
KT
eaten a
because
pickle
we
though.
wanna
I've never
see
tried pickles.
5 games, and we wanna
Olives
see
and
KT at
pickles,
their
anything that
best, but we have
swims
to
and
be
it's a
honest as
vegetable,
well,
you don't eat it.
Emily, that JDG,
That's my law.
once they took
You don't
control
eat
of
anything
this
that
game,
swims and is a
their
vegetable.
comp was completely on point. Their engages were on point, and this is more of the JDG that we expected to see. Do you expect this is just what we're going to see for the rest of the day?
I mean, I think that this
What?
is
Olives
what we
float in the water.
were expecting from
They're in the
JDG.
jar
I
with
also
water,
think, like,
and so are
in
pickles.
terms of the way these
I don't eat
compositions
that.
work in this game,
I want
once
it
JDG
dry.
got ahead, I can't
Or
stress enough how
boiled.
difficult it would be for KT just with what they have, because if you have a comp like KT,
Yeah, beans,
you're
yeah,
essentially
disgusting.
relying
They're
on JDG to
disgusting.
come into
Baked
you
beans,
around objectives,
absolute
right?
horse
And so
trash.
if you are behind, you probably don't have
Baked
that
beans,
setup or
absolute
vision
puke
to be able to
emoji.
do that. So.
Speaking of
If I
those
want to eat
engages,
dirt,
every
I
second
would
counts,
lick
and
the
thanks
floor.
to the reliable Cisco network, Knight finds the
You're British?
four-man
Yes, so
Pop
what?
Blossom at the Rift Herald
Bro,
to secure
I'm
JDG
British,
the
but British
ace.
food is
These
trash.
11 wins
The
and
only
2
good
losses
food we
before
have is
this, so
bacon.
12
I don't even know if we
wins and
invented
2
that.
losses on Nico. I remember Game 5 of the LPL Finals where he found that flank. He's just too good on Nico.
Yeah, and the big thing is he is coming around the flank, right? And so he comes in
Guys,
massive.
the most popular... Look at this.
This was really where the game broke open for JDG. They're obviously not able to do anything, and Ruler is just able to clean up from the back line, right? And off of this, I believe it's also, it looks like they're going to get out, and then Ruler flashes forward and gets another kill off of that. So obviously here is Knight versus BDD, who we did point out had a massive game 1 as well. So I am really looking forward to seeing how the series evolves with these mid laners, because I think they've both put up really strong performances.
Bro, look at this.
And
The
again,
top
when
10...
you look at,
Yo.
Knight's story
Why does it change
international, he
website?
was
Are
looking
you
to prove
trash?
himself at MSI. He got this with the title that he got BDD for me.
Yo.
He's looking at the same thing because he's not for both his best moments and worst moments. And with this team and the performance he put on Game 1 and in the Swiss stage, for me, this is about redemption story
It's
for
my-
BDD and proving himself again at Worlds.
For so
Is
many
my
players
VPN
on the Rift
owning me?
today, it is. Thank you so much for your contributions. Don't get too excited. I think it's a little tempered now because JDG has put their best foot
We're chilling till
forward
next game.
in
We're chilling.
Game 2. Let's see what happens in the next one.
Can we appreciate that desk, analyst desk?
Can he actually find it? Shape Splitter comes through to confuse them, but they will not be confused this
Good
time.
analyst
First
desk.
blood goes to Kaz.
Bro.
KT are on the board. And he gets picked up by the Pop Blossom, has to flash. Moonlight Vigil is going to miss.
Holy, nice, All woman desk, PogChamp. Bada 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 bum. Filipino food clears all. No Caedrel on the desk is a good desk. Oh. Oh, yeah. Get Caedrel to catch a stray real quick. Yeah, good one. Bro, why is it in Korea? The two things that piss me off about Korea, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Two things that I think Korea needs to fix, okay? Number one, to order Korean food, you have to have a Korean phone number. How does that help anyone, okay? How does that help anyone? I can't order food because I don't have a Korean phone number. Great. So all foreigners are smoked until they buy a SIM card, okay? Fix that. Fix that. Number two. Why is it that when you're fucking... I'm at the road, yeah? I want to cross the road, but the light is red for the person walking. I can't walk because the cars are driving past. And it takes about 2.5 hours for me to be able to go green and cross the road. I have to stand there like this to cross one small road. And I can't jaywalk because I'll get arrested. And I have to stand there for the guy to go green so I can walk across the road. I shit you not, it takes about 10 minutes. I'm not kidding, it takes forever. Try shuttle for food? What is that? What is shuttle, Odo? It takes... I'll do an IRL stream and show you. It takes forever. Shuttle. Oh shit, this is Leaferendo. This is Just Eat. In Korea. Is that it? Do I need a Korean phone number? Local eats delivered. Damn. Where do you want to eat? I want to eat here. What options we got? We got Asian, Indian, veg and health. Yeah, veg and health. I need to eat vegetarian. poke balls. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like poke balls. I think they're kind of trash. I think food that is cold is overrated. Food should be hot, because you cook it. Cold food is garbage. I don't want to eat cold food. I think when I eat cold food, I don't get full. Listen, everything is better cooked. Everything is better cooked. Beef. What's better, raw beef or cooked beef? Cooked beef. Doesn't take a genius to figure that one out, does it? This is a good recommendation, Odo. Good one. Azael says that if you order food without a Korean phone number, the app and the food is trash. This app looks like a decent app. I mean, they have Domino's Pizza. Perfect. I'll just get a Domino's Pizza. You can't really go wrong with that, can you? It's just cheese, bread, and a piece of fucking tomato sauce. Can't fuck that up. I can't believe I've come to Korea and I've been eating Subway, Starbucks, and Domino's Pizza all day. It's rough out here. Bro, I don't speak the language. I don't know where to get food. Every restaurant just has like a Korean sign outside of it, and I don't know what food it is. Black tiger shrimp. Ask people. Bro, I'm too shy. I am shy as hell. I ain't walking into a restaurant by myself. That ain't happening. Although the food on the app looks terrible. The Domino's doesn't even have pepperoni pizza. The Domino's doesn't even have pepperoni pizza. The pizzas they have at Domino's are tiger shrimp, potato pizza, bulgogi real, sweet potato pizza, bacon cheddar cheese pizza, mac and cheese pizza. Bro, where's the pepperoni at? Pepperoni is the fundamental of a pizza. Bulgogi. I like bulgogi, but I'm gonna be honest, at some restaurants when I eat bulgogi, they put some sugar in it or something, because it's sweet as hell. It's super sweet. In most places it's good, but some places make it really sweet. And I'm like, ugh. Bro. Why ruined?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for game number 3. It is just a best of 3. We're 1-1. We're all tied up. We'll see who's going to be able to reign supreme.
It's supposed to be sweet. Wait, is it?
For the very first time this series, and we'll see.
Run ads. I already ran them.
Gentlemen, what do we think?
I mean, they won on red, so I mean, we'll have to see now if they can
already
try
ran
and
ads.
swing it back to the other direction.
But I've got a counter. They also lost on red.
Oh, okay. So this is new territory for all of us.
There we go.
Oh, we're in draft.
We'll have to try and figure it out. But I also want
Renata
to see how
ban
we,
on
figured this
blue
draft,
side by
because,
KT.
I mean, Nico actually banned away by JDG. I thought we were
Korean
kind of
pizza is not bad, by the way.
before we
Korean
came into
pizza
this
is pretty
that we
good.
thought that would be very high priority
I'm a
for
fan.
KT, but especially
I
with
fuck
the way
with it.
BDD has been piloting.
All right,
that
what are we
champion
doing?
to annoy everyone, to
What are we banning
trigger
last?
and guess what was
Talk to me.
was happening for
Talk to me,
champions, for
Papa.
minions, but Renata taken away as well.
Sejuani. Ooh, it's a Zaya first pick.
High priority on Zaya, yeah.
Zaya first
They
pick.
have to, right? Like, I think KT doesn't really have an option here, because if you
Azir is
give
open though.
over
So they
Zaya
should take
over,
Azir. But Knight doesn't play Azir. He's gonna play Orianna. Knight doesn't play Azir, so it's gonna be Zaya, Azir,
You still have the same problem as
Orianna, Rakan.
Perhaps we're going to try and see what comes around this draft afterwards. Is the Orianna going to be the consideration
No.
here for Knight once again now that Nico has been taken?
I think
It definitely
Wukong.
feels like there's some sort of a response here.
I don't know
mean,
why
you
we're not
don't
doing
leave
Wukong.
the Zaya up unless you're very much aware that the Zaya is going to be taken here. So I think the
Where's
big
my
question
Wukong
mark
at?
is, do we see something like the Caitlyn or the Jinx, and basically you want to get range into that bot side for Ruler, and he hasn't played anything like the Ziggs prior to Worlds, at least
Wukong.
in summer. So I'm curious to see if he's maybe picked that up in his champion.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Ruler to pick
Bro,
up
I know
a-
these teams like the back of my ball sack.
I appreciate your
It's
optimism,
so
but
obvious
after
what
a
they'll
bunch of
pick.
years,
But I do think here
there were
they
a few
could fall into a
matches there
trap
where he was
and pick
supposed
some
to be
trash
playing,
champ.
like,
Please
Vladimir
pick
Ziggs.
Wukong.
No, it wasn't a rule.
This is a classic though. BDD on his favorite bird. could be a good pickup here. We'll
Poppy?
see if it actually gets
They could pick Poppy, they could pick Vi here, but bro, I'm convinced Wukong would win in the series.
Advantages that KT had was how well BDD was able to play proactively, and I think on Azir, even though it is one of his hallmark picks, it is a lot harder to do that consistently.
We do now have to make sure.
I mean, I think they have a few options. They have jungle, which is Wukong, Vi, Rel. They have support, which is Nautilus, Nautilus, and they have top, which is K'Sante, Jax. It's Nautilus, perfect.
This is definitely comfort.
Okay, here they should not pick AD. They should not pick AD because Ruler can drop. He can drop because there is Jinx, Zeri,
It also makes it very difficult to
Aatrox.
go for something like
Whoa,
a Jinx
369 wants the
right now,
Aatrox.
because you
If they pick Aatrox, I would love to see... Yeah, Kai'Sa as well, yeah. I would love to see Jax ban.
From what's going to be a very potent team fight for KT.
Maybe Jax Renekton or
KT
K'Sante, something like that. It's fine.
Pigeonhole JDG a little bit into finding out, like, okay, well, what does Ruler have in his back pocket, especially if you want to
Keen
take
Quinn.
things like the
He's
Zerion
not going to
away.
play Quinn into
And now
Aatrox.
with the Aatrox picked up for 369, I imagine
What do they ban? Here they can ban ADs, I guess. It depends. If they start banning jungle, they'll ban jungle. If they ban top, they'll ban AD. So if they ban like Vi, Wukong, or Viego, they need to ban Kai'Sa, and then they can ban a jungler.
Not necessarily the large side, but
They ban Viego, so they need to ban Kai'Sa. Need to ban Kai'Sa? Good. Now they can ban a jungler. Because they take away the playmaking AD, and they give them a scaling AD no matter what. Like if you ban Jinx, Zeri, it's the same shit. So now here comes the second jungle ban. Depends on their ban. What are they gonna ban? Depends on their ban. Poppy. Alright, they need to ban Vi. Need to ban Vi, they go Wukong. Then they're gonna play Maokai, and... I don't know who wins.
I'm allowed to analyze.
Depends on top laner they play. They need to play Renekton.
Finally get the opportunity to
And then what do they last pick?
But back then it was Pioshi.
I mean, they could pick AD here, but I think if they don't pick Wukong, they take it. Mistake here, I think, is banning AD. Banning AD here is a mistake. 100% is a mistake.
Such a deep history of doing exactly that.
Zeri, why? They have Sivir, they have Jinx. They have Sivir Jinx. Why ban Zeri?
You're always going to
Why?
have at least a way to threaten that Zeri in the back line. And it
Please
is
take
the
Vi away,
Sivir
please,
instead,
please,
so it's
please.
gonna be
Please
a
take Vi.
short range here
Please
for
take
JDG.
Vi, but I don't know if they should play Renekton. I don't know, I think Camille. Why don't we play Camille? Just play Camille or Jax or something into Aatrox, don't play Renekton. Please take Vi, please take Vi, please take Vi. Or Wukong. Okay. Vi or Wukong.
Well, actually, I was going to say if the Vi's going to come through, and maybe Kanavi needs to go for something like the Wukong.
Camille is
on the
too
other
slow.
side.
Camille's good.
Rel
Rel.
being considered here as that final
I mean, now they'll take Vi. I don't know why we did do that. But I think they should take Vi, JDG, but I mean, they should take Wukong actually. But no one wants Wukong in the series for some reason. I'm telling you, Wukong is hidden OP here in this series. I'm convinced, but no, no, I don't want to play Wukong. I want to play Vi. I want to play Vi. Yes! Pick Wukong.
Probably just flexing.
It's so OP. If it's mage engaged supports, mage been engaged supports. Oh my god.
In the end, there is so much AoE team fight.
I'm convinced JDG is winning this game.
I much prefer the Wukong. I think the Vi, you don't really
I
have
think the
a target you wanna
Wukong
go
is a
for.
sexual
Fear
pick in the
ultimate,
series.
Die ultimate makes it very difficult for you to
Alright,
find
you know the
that
drill.
fight.
You can run
But if
ads.
you're able
If
to get in a
you want
Wukong
to avoid
onto
ads,
this
you can use your
backline,
tier
any
1
access
or your
at all
Twitch
for a split
Prime.
second, Orianna
You can
ults
also
across
follow
the
the stream
backline,
for
then you
big
get the
pace.
follow-up ult, you get the AoE coming through from the Sivir. It actually makes these fights incredibly potent from JDG's side, and KT will have to make sure they're getting to the objective first.
You can avoid ads for the entirety of the world's co-streams if you use your Twitch Primer. But you don't have to. But you can. We don't have to. But you can. We know how you can.
I do think that they have combat mechanics, unlike in the previous game.
Alright.
Previous game,
Focus up. Is everyone focused up? So, whose draft do you prefer? I mean, I prefer JDG's draft. I think their team fight is... Their team fight is crazy.
Skirmishes, I think that composition can function. This time around, the Weevil hands on his Nautilus, which is by far his most successful champion, as we have seen domestically. And is it enough lockdown?
If you're a crisp company and you manufacture crisps, do you manufacture different brands of crisps or different flavors?
But like with Sivir Ultimate as well as Wukong, the amount of engage from KT that you can absorb only to then counter engage is a really, really scary thing. And it's we've seen
Both.
JDG.
So you have like
this
Cathedral chips, salt and vinegar, cheese and onion, garlic and sauce, and then you have like Pedro's pickled chips, and you have more flavors.
it could just
So you
be
double
lights
combo
out
business
in
to
an
try and
instant.
juke
The
people into
ricochets,
buying more
the cyclones,
because they don't want to trust your
Shockwave
brand.
over the
You just
top,
debate
and
them
then
into thinking
Aatrox
it's good.
running amok. I mean, there's not a whole lot you
Kind of
can do
smart,
about
no?
that.
I think the one angle for KT is that there are a lot of items.
Do they do that with a lot of products?
on JDG.
They make you think that it's actually better,
And
but it's
if
not.
you
It's
can
just the
get
same
an early
shit
lead
in a
again
different
and
name.
Not allow Ruler to get to his items.
Ah,
Could
bro.
be an angle.
Certainly could, but here we are.
Society goes hard.
For the third game of this best of 5 series. KT, one of the last 2 hopes for the LCK, now up against the tournament favorites.
Where are you gonna be for finals?
Remember,
I'm gonna be right
connect
here,
your League
baby,
of Legends
in my
account
little
with
box.
Prime Gaming to grab the
I'm
exclusive
gonna be in my little
Brawl
wardrobe
WO mode.
underneath
One
the
of the best
stairs with
emotes
Harry
ever
Potter's
created
sauna.
ever.
That's where I am, baby.
It is a banger. It is.
I ain't gonna be in the stadium. There will be some streamers in the stadium, but I didn't get invited, so I'm gonna be in my little basement.
Cannot even attempt to
But we're gonna have so much fun.
back home.
I'm gonna get a
Just to
green
remind you guys,
screen.
BDD is the Azir
I'm gonna get a
guy.
green
He's
screen. I'm
extraordinarily
gonna put a
good at
fucking
this
green
champion.
screen behind me, and we're
He's
gonna get a
played
crowd behind
so
me
many
anyway.
games.
Doesn't matter if I don't get
Him and
invited, bro. We're gonna
two
get a
of the players
crowd.
that are over 100 games on this champion, and in fact, BDD is over 130.
Sometimes
He
you gotta
currently
work
has
with the dice in your hands.
61.3% win rate.
Not bad.
On this Azir.
We will
And
convert this
often just
sauna
call him the Azir
into
guy,
the World's
over
Finals
and over
venue.
again. In the LCK, it's often banned. But this time, we are going to be able to see it. You saw it in this tournament against D+. And KT, they were losing that game, and then they didn't.
One of the big reasons why JDG was able, I think, to get the early game leads that they did was of how well they tracked Cuz. So we already saw the invade, able to set up vision and keep track of where this rel is going. Because I do think that as good as Kanavi's team fighting has been, Cuz's early game.
All right. The good news for KT this game is they have BDD's Azir.
It's just about
BDD's Azir.
how much can he do in the mid to late?
Big
I also
playmaker.
think these more tank-oriented junglers just allow Cuz to face check, which in a lot of situations last game, KT really struggled with, because it's Viego, it's you got a Renata on the bot lane for Lens. It's not these tanky champions that you can kind of do a huge amount with. So I like that now
nice
we're
bot
going
push
to
here.
get to see Cuz go back towards that start.
BDD don't miss creeps on Azir.
Because he's, again, going for this 3-camp start into a potential play in the bottom end.
I like that Keen's on Jax.
For an opportunity, BDD with a big shove in
But
this
yeah, you're
mid
right.
lane.
Missing is in
Kanavi waiting in
Rakan,
the wings,
which is
an opportunity
missing on
perhaps
Rakan
we'll
is a
see.
scary one.
Having a look
T-Tors.
at the state of all of these lanes, in fact, a little bit better than what KT have been dealing with other times so far this series. As you can see,
Who do you think won draft? I mean, I have a boner for Wukong in this series, so I think JDG won.
I actually like this from
I think Wukong Oriana Rakan is so disruptive, but the thing is, KT have really good playmakers. So let's see if they can make plays. I also think this top matchup is really good. They should have done this top matchup last game, KT.
Because he wants to make sure that's going to be secure. So for the moment, Cuz is kind of playing on the heartstrings of JDG, trying to get them to think he's not in positions that he is.
Also see Keen going for something we've seen a lot of Jaxes do, which is very early in the, especially with
Keen
lethal
didn't miss a
tempo,
CS
like their
yet,
first
did he?
couple of levels were
Yeah, he
so
did.
insanely lethal. So 369 has to respect. Gonna get you a free back your S Keen. Probably don't even have to invest your teleport.
And this is one of the ones that I actually maybe didn't pick up for it way there.
Jax was
GB has
banned?
been a
No, it
big
wasn't.
proponent of this and has been screaming about it from the rafters. Is if you go for the 4th wave and you actually go for the farming behind the tower, you can pick up Sheen on this first reset, TP back to lane, and you end up incredibly strong. But Keen actually not going to be going for that. Just happy enough to pick up a longsword and walk his way back to lane for the moment.
Oh, Ruler.
Going to be spell shielded there. The answering knockup is good there from missing. Health trade going to be one out here by JDG as Cuz collects himself a Rift Scutlet Knight. Not a lot of mana. He's going to be going back home here as aiming down to 300 in the bottom lane. JDG kind of taken over down here. Looking pretty good with this Sivir Rakan.
Navi looking for the invade on this top side. We'll spot out that the chickens have respawned. That would also now give information to KT that Wukong is on this bottom half of the map, but I don't think they really want to go for too much. Knight doesn't have control over mid. It's more
Good
about,
bot side
hey,
control for
can we get
JDG.
safety here
Keen should be
for
really
our
chilling in
bottom lane to
isolation.
finally crash this wave and maybe pick up a turret place.
Bit of an opportunity perhaps as aiming, I believe, ghosted to lane. Just
Yeah,
to make sure that
it's
he
good
can
to
get
ghost
back
lane.
after this reset, hopefully get the cannon.
And aiming, there's a reason why I was actually expecting him to continue banning Desire. It's because it's not traditionally one of his best champions, right? It's been the Zeri, the Kai'Sa. There's players really
Look at the
excel.
pings from
BDD might
KT.
be in
They know
trouble
exactly
here,
where
but
Wukong is. They're
will
pinging his Krugs.
respect, not going to get taken out.
So
But
Keen
the
should
fact
know
that
jungle's
he
top, but
already
Jax won't
put
ward,
this
obviously,
behind
because
in
he
the
has his
pure
jump.
2v2 with Kanavi not even doing so much as looking
Needs his
towards the
jump.
bot lane. It's a really big early win for JDG.
Cuz though, trying to see if you can spot out Kanavi here again. A huge amount of this again is the information game to make sure you can actually follow. Knight's in a position here to come across though, so Cuz does need to be careful.
Warrior Trickster now on cooldown. Cuz doesn't have his aftershock though, as he's just trying to fight this one out for the chickens. How's the
Can he
smite
smite it?
fingers,
Q smite?
boys? See how they do lock this one down. Meanwhile, Missing is going to get
nice
hooked.
trade.
Gets taken
Really
down
nice trade by bot lane.
low. Gets a bit of a heal though, as the Gleaming Quill did connect. And KT, they'll have to just accept a decent trade here on this bottom
Very
side.
even game.
Unless Lehens can find a hook. Here in the mid lane, Kanavi and Knight just trying to get Knight a good back timer.
Oh,
trying
BDD's
to
in
get
a base.
this lane in a better position.
Nice base
Trying
timer.
to see if they can spot out PDD before he
Maybe staying is good though. Yeah. Okay.
See the purple bar just underneath the faces of each of the champions. That's what is the XP bar. So you can see Knight there just ticking over to level 6. So keep your eyes on it as Kanavi and Cuz find each other again.
Yeah,
Kuz is just trying to mark Kanavi wherever he goes because he knows top wins in isolation. BDD has push in isolation. I guess managing bot is good, but they don't have much kill pressure, right? Wukong early doesn't have much kill threat, so looks like Cuz just wants to match everyone. He should pink that tri-bush. Okay, swept it, nice. They're gonna lose Drake right now, but Knight just lost his lane for that Drake, basically. Knight just lost his lane for that Drake. Actually, no, he didn't. BDD didn't base. He's fine. Wait, I don't think there's anything to do here.
They do get the spell shield out of Ruler. That's now on cooldown, and now they're looking to chase out Cuz. In the meantime, they are just
BDD is outperforming Knight so far out of the last 2 games, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Pays off, right? The fact that they have a higher health bar, that they have Prio on the wave. Cuz tries to go for something there with both summoners being available for
If BDD can get this mid wave in, he is hard chilling and he will gap Knight. But if he can't get this mid wave in, it might be a problem.
That's like he's flashed multiple
Looks like he's getting it in.
as well. And maybe Lehens caught an eye of that one. Of course, was on Gen G for all of last year. BDD eats a shockwave, but not going to be too bothered. And the Halo Blades, I think really allows the Azir to play pretty consistently.
BDD needs to stay.
And you can see the results. I mean, a 10 CS lead for BDD in that mid lane. He's been doing a great job.
Knight has done one big play, and it was the Herald fight.
And you can see once you get access to that Orianna ult, if there's no objectives up, you might as well toss it out. It does push BDD back. It does give you the opportunity.
They can get Knight's flash here.
Wave, but he doesn't know BDD's healed and doesn't know the Cuz is here.
Yeah, Knight. Not a lot of mana available here,
staying very far back.
See, but he's going to be able
So
to get
BDD,
that last
what's the plan? Catch this wave, push another one, be greedy.
Another wave, BDD catches it, and Cuz slinks back into the fog of war, grabs some more of his camps. As far as gold is concerned, there is nothing to talk about really at all.
Yeah, fuck it, be greedy, just push.
Outside of the fact that one dragon was picked up by JDG.
And it's a pretty
Ruler last
uneventful
hitting.
early
You don't
game.
miss.
I think looking at the champions, you can argue that both really benefit from this, right? I think that the combination of specifically Azir and Xayah has been really tough to deal with in late game. Jax is self-explanatory, and then on the other end, you have
BDD is ahead by quite a hefty amount after this wave crashes on Knight.
How the mid game is set up here.
How much CS is he up?
12? If you do get control,
11?
you start getting ahead, hit those
10?
breakpoints. It can be really
10
hard
CS
to
up.
consistently fight fights on the other end.
The Hens has level 6 here, though. You can see Missing just ticking over. Ruler and Aiming both still don't have theirs available, as Ruler just now gets it. I think a lot of this for JDG is we want to try and slow push out this bot wave, so we can either look towards the Rift Herald or at least get some hurt onto the Hens. Orianna having that quicker reset in mid also gives her the tempo advantage there, so JDG just slowly but surely kind of working their way up towards this Rift Herald to secure that one again.
Oh, the Hens.
Lehens actually going to get spotted here by Missing. Does grand
Can they get there in time, KT? No, they can't.
Looks
It's
like
gone.
JDG will just claim
Free
this
Herald.
No contest here from KT, realizing that they were beaten to the punch on this one. Kanavi will collect the iron. That is some money in waiting. Lehens, will he actually invest? No. Decides to hold on to it.
Wow, very slow game.
Depth charge kept in the back pocket. Missing. Once again rotating over BDD, looking for an opportunity. Level 8.
They gave Drake. They gave Herald. KT needs to start fighting soon.
Missing is trying to hope Knight keep control.
Next objective is Dragon, obviously.
But with Missing now being taken low and having low mana, the Hen's going to be able to move bot. But
I mean, I think KT's comp is really good on first item.
You have an opportunity to really go for much.
Both supports just doing exactly the same thing: invading enemy jungle, setting up a ward, and then immediately recalling.
Who outscales? I don't know. Enemy team has JDG has Orianna Sivir. But then KT has Jax.
They're going up. Kanavi
is not
hiding
a dive.
in the shadows, though.
Yeah, Cuz looking for that opportunity. Well done, it comes down. There's the Magnus.
What?
Oh
Maybe it is. Holy shit, that guy just got one shot. What?
Where'd he go? You blink and 3-6.
Where's that damage?
Had his flash, wasn't expected to be
Who did that damage?
heavily. Even Kanavi invested his flash to try and get there, was too late to the party.
And I think that they knew
Is that Rel?
Cuz was on his way up, but I don't know if they knew about BDD as well. So I think with this play, they were ready to try and fight for the 2v2. But you see, the moment that BDD shows up, the 100-0 is just there. No
Jax
drain tanking
and Rel.
available.
Holy fuck, that
Kanavi
damage
doesn't
was
get to
crazy.
join the play soon enough.
Great ultimate from BDD.
They like JDG knew that was coming 10 seconds before they even pulled the trigger. I think JDG got caught off guard by the Aatrox getting one shot as well.
Kind of slowly but surely we're starting to pick up speed, but disrupting that top side now, getting that kill for the Jax, and using the lane pressure that BDD should be able to get is exactly how KT can try and get this tempo back in their favor.
Not going to be too much of an issue as far as the global objectives are concerned, though. Of course, JDG
Drake in
will
1
be able
minute.
to get back out onto the map, contest for this next dragon. Going to be the mountain here. Will
This
take
Jax is in a
either
really
team
nice spot.
Very long time to take down. Of course, the huge health pool of that particular.
Very winnable
dragon.
game for KT.
They should still be able to contest visually.
I love this Jax pick into Aatrox. JDG went into game 3 thinking KT don't really have a response for Jax if it's Renekton.
If they try to contest
For Aatrox, sorry.
upcoming Drake, which I do think
Now they do.
teams are going to be looking towards. It is something that maybe they get to utilize. Knight, obviously, in mid should still be able to join, but maybe a little bit later, maybe BDD can
Renekton
get
is a
extra
bait,
back.
yeah. Renekton is a shit champ.
I don't think JDG can contest KT here. I mean, even
Renekton is a bad champ.
Ray and Virtue now complete on Cuz, thanks to that assist that he'd had. He's going to be in a great spot. You're going to get a reset coming through first here from BDD.
All right, everyone focus up.
Mythic, but just being in the position to
This next
follow
dragon
up,
is big.
And also Ruler not being able to
Everyone
capitalize
reset
on
the
fact
chat.
that
Everyone
at the start of
spam
the game,
14.
Mid
Everyone
for
spam
himself,
14.
It just feels like KT are
Reset the
too
chat.
powerful for the moment, but maybe JDG are feeling the same
All right.
way, because Missing is very much poking his head in.
Missing is not afraid of anything.
Missing wants to get a little bit of vision. TP ward's expired. Keen's TP isn't up yet. Neither is 369's. Keen doesn't have Sunder yet. Missing might look for a... No. They have mid push. Yeah, I think JDG's giving it. Unless Kanavi passed from Raptors to Drake right now. Oh, Keen. Don't get solo killed by that Aatrox. If you just don't die, you're winning. Sometimes in matchups, as long as you're slightly ahead and you don't make a mistake, you're doing great. Now, KT don't want to start Drake because they don't know where Wukong is. Now, the reason they don't know where Wukong is, they can't get deep vision. And if they start Drake here, Wukong can herald mid, and then they can force tower, and that's bad, annoying. But I think
it's going to be the Herald angle. I thought maybe
they see them on a ward. There's the Herald, and here comes the Dragon Collapse. So now it's awkward. Now KT have to pull off Drake, defend the Herald, but also fight the Drake. So now JDG have a window for 10-15 seconds to do this Drake. Without the Seer.
Spotted on the ward, Missing always knows what's going on here as BDD is trying to deal with this giant.
Oi. Please don't be Hextech Soul. Please don't be Hextech Soul. Please don't be Hextech Soul. Please don't be Hextech. Be Cloud, be Ocean. Oh, thank God for that. I mean, Cloud is still pretty bad for KT, but Hextech would be GG.
We can group tonight, guaranteed.
Oi, Cuz.
Okay, Cuz is just gonna get caught out. The Magnus Storm is gonna be used.
How did they not have any? How did they not have any vision on their entrance?
JDG, they'll grab a red buff as well.
They have no wards anywhere.
Great pick off. You get the dragon. I was about to say, as long as KT are playing this
Wow.
safe, they should be able to slow down the pace of the game. Give his ear time to scale. Look at like aiming, Keen.
I'm telling you, Wukong is OP.
Wukong
Wukong will carry this game.
Kanavi playing off of the wave pressure that he had immediately.
No, you're
going
not dying in
Keen.
this matchup, Keen.
What's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know how we got to this point, but it's not exactly great news. 369 really feeling good about how this one's working. Okay. Yeah, Keen doesn't have a lot of options.
369 is making fun of him.
As well. In comes BDD though. Keen, can he
Oh my God, 369 just embarrassed him. Well played by BDD, but 369 just... You can't be doing those kind of mistakes, Keen.
Pixels away from Missing from 369. Just barely.
What a
catches
play
the
by
Dark
369.
Blade. Now the TP up to top side just to try and keep that CS in favor of JDG.
Yeah, like that. Able to get the blade on mid.
What a play by
BDD
369.
will not be able to pick up the wave.
That was
and
crazy.
Then simultaneously guard the top side plates.
Oh, Lehens.
we've seen Lehens
We have
in this
TP
position
ward as well.
before. Can
They have
win
double
the 2v2
TP.
though? I'm not so sure. Yeah, Lehens is like, no, and gets
He's
cancelled.
gonna get interrupted as well as now Ruler.
Why don't they...
It's all of that extra movements.
They're scared of Aatrox matching? They don't want to TP? There's no Rakanal.
Secured by the Sivir. Getting a little bit scary even with just one item. Of course, the scaling of Sivir is just ridiculous, but not necessarily something that spikes on one.
It means now Lehens is going to be late on the reset. He wants to try and get up towards this Rift Herald. Missing, poking his head in around again, but he knows he's got the advantage when it comes towards moving up towards the top end. Ruler has already disappeared into mid lane to catch that wave, so just a nice opportunity, but we won't get any more information into what happened here. Unfortunately, we're just going to get to see Keen go down.
And here the problem is Keen doesn't actually have any mana available, right? 369 does a really good job of not getting hit by the initial counter.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God, 369, you're crazy.
If you invest that flash and BDD KT still kills you and Keen gets out. Could have been a disaster. Instead, you trade 1 for 1.
369 is crazy.
And you're really happy on the play because of the response.
Ooh, Oriana could try and cancel the base there. But
coming through, aiming.
He's gone real aggressive. Does manage to get the blade call.
they're dropping the next objective. They're losing Herald now as well.
Wow.
KT's unable to fight anything.
Like it from Amy.
It's a counterpunch because on the top side of the map, JDG are picking up the Herald.
That's the problem, though. They're probably going to pick up top tower if they really want to. You can see
they got bot tower, sure, yeah, but
and they could potentially go for the mid lane. Actually,
enemy team has a second Herald now.
I think you'd be able to trade this pretty effectively. So, in the grand scheme of things, I'd rather get this mid lane tower here for JDG.
Let Ulta.
Well, the lane economy snapshot provided by MasterCard is pretty good for Kanavi. On the other side of things, KT doing all right. Rift Herald going to come down though and try and even that score and maybe even a kill onto the Jax also, but they decided not to commit for it.
Mid tower lives. Azir is really annoying sometimes against Herald because your soldier attacks me and you can't hit the eye.
It still
So
forces a response, though,
sometimes it gets really
everyone
wacky.
on KT, and now they're really behind the curve, right? JDG continuously pushing
yeah, JDG will get mid tier 1 soon, and top tier 1 will die.
Down there. Looks like Knight will be able to pick it up. And BDD
misses the Emperor's Divide. Going to be able to get out of there. Knight only needed the dissonance movement speed for that one as well. Holds onto the flash. Kind of huge here. BDD still without his.
Yeah, I think BDD just tried to get the flash there. Even
Alright,
by yourself,
it's not the end of the world. KT's still in a fine spot. It's just
to take down, still going to be a
I don't think these fights are going to get any easier for the next 15-20 minutes. It's not like them dropping these early objectives is going to be like a huge spike difference.
Not having that Emperor's Divide makes it hard to make a play up towards BDD, so you're keeping your eyes on Cuz to see what he can potentially do and finding the pick before this next one starts, because when I look at the items that have been picked up for JDG, they are in such a good spot to try and contend with KT when it comes to this next objective, especially when the resets start to come through for the final little bit for Ruler.
And we just need to see who's going to be able to find the team fight on their terms. JDG, a team incredibly adept at getting that. The wombo combo from this composition, fantastic. I find it a little bit of a worry, though, when there is the Azir from BDD on the other side of things. Because he can always find these angles. We might see an opportunity here, but the Shattering Strike is going to say no.
Drake in 30, BDD needs to move down. They might get Aatrox TP here, which is fine, but he can run down too, he has loads of time.
Pushing in, but if they don't actually catch anyone on JDG,
mid-wave contest, they have Sivir, but she's respecting.
For this dragon, and I think for KT this is a must-get.
JDG are a little bit split up, but it doesn't matter. Is 369 doing Krugs?
Control of the map, absolutely massive. Keen taking a big chunk there, about a third of his health bar from an attack dissonance combo. These commands from the Oriana. KT looking to close in.
Okay, they're moving down now.
It's a familiar area. Opposite sides of the rift, though, for both of these
teams. Oh, KT are out the show.
Looking to try and get out of here. The Q doesn't land. The Infernal Chains don't work.
Oh, BDD pushed them. He has no flash, though. Oh, wait! They overcommitted a lot there. Maybe they can win. Where's Xayah? Wait, did Xayah just flash out?
It's a double for the Sivir, and they are not done yet. In they go once again. The Crashdown tries to get Kuz out, but is King going to survive? He is. Still, KT are done with
what happened that fight? Everyone was on BDD. Where's his team?
Able to take down BDD and Lahens as the people on KT a little bit too far forward. They see the moment of weakness. A lot of investment.
I didn't see what aiming did, but I have a feeling that he flashed out way too early. Maybe I'm wrong.
And it's an absolute disaster for KT. The positioning there on River just wasn't what they wanted.
He should have been hitting like a motherfucker.
Too many angles of attack for JDG, and they just realized it that little bit too late, and that's when the panic starts to set in. And I want to have a look when we get into this replay as to how it actually sets off, because you can see where 369 is coming from. He has an incredible position, but I think the panic goes from KT is what come back to bite.
I'm also wondering what happened to aiming in that fight, right? Because he wasn't able to actually do any damage. BDD obviously bought a little bit of time, but wasn't nearly enough. And you know, this is not taking into account that this is JDG.
Oh, that's a big kill. That's a huge kill for KT. They can't get Nash though. Maybe they can get mid tier 1, but watch Knight, he's gonna sprint mid. Look, he knows that KT are gonna go for mid or top tier 1, and the most valuable tower is always mid, so he's gonna run mid. So they might lose top tier 1.
Really big, because that means that there is no flash on the Sivir.
So, bro, they used everything on BDD. This was so weird.
Here, you've got the flank coming through, but watch these panic ults that come through from BDD and Cuz.
Okay, everything's on BDD. What does aiming do?
Through from BDD, the magnetic storm keeps Kanavi on BDD. It means he doesn't get the separation. BDD's pushed out, and BDD is going down again.
Well, Hens is going to get taken out in this one.
I'm convinced aiming must have briefed it.
But they are some tanky members of JDG. Now Cuz
is dead or what?
3, but does have BDD waiting in the wings. The magnet storm comes through. BDD trying to get the autos across.
They're missing his griefing, no?
Oh,
BDD! Oh, get him, boy! Flashes the shockwave! Flashes the shockwave! He doesn't have TP though.
He's already dead. Keen looking for an opportunity. Infernal chains. Leap strike to the ward, and Keen gets out.
And it starts off
BDD is trying. Please, someone help him.
KT is able to turn it around. It will be a 1-for-1 trade, I think, but the kills going over to aiming is a big win for them.
I mean, the fact you get those kills, but also massively whiffed Shockwave by night.
Someone help BDD. My man wants to win. Aiming got a lot from this, by the way. He is going to be able to get Navori in base. He's going to be even with Sivir now. He's dead even with Sivir.
I think Kanavi was ready to run away with this game, sitting at 1-0 and 3. And it all started with the Hens getting caught.
Very reminiscent of the play the setup towards bot side, right? It's this Rakan Wukong combo that actually is big. And then here, it feels initially like KT overplayed their hand with Cuz getting focused, but this is after Caedrel, so Cuz, very tanky, is able to absorb the initial damage.
And I like Missing trying to get onto BDD here to keep him out of the fight, but great positioning, sets it back up. Now,
wow, aiming could have killed Rakan there. You're fucking kidding. Aiming could have killed Rakan there, 1000%.
Blinking health bar in the back line. 369 and Ruler late to the fight because Ruler got picked off in the early stage.
I was wondering how the fuck Rakan lived.
So KT punishing JDG really
He just needs to weave in one auto.
Yeah, On the Hunt was used there by Ruler to try and get into the fight, but just wasn't there for it. Nice opportunity capitalized on there by KT, but it's going to need more than
maybe
that
BDD dies then. Yeah, but to be honest, I think
needs to win the next Drake fight.
In most cases, you should hit Rakan there, regardless of what the possible outcome is.
Could be an angle missing though.
Okay, Cuz.
Yeah, 80 carries are completely even.
Spotted, I believe. On that trinket. He's the one that thinks that they don't have the information. His grand entrance going to connect, and I don't
so this is an interesting game because JDG normally would be playing around Nash, right? But no point. They just have to play for next Drake. And I don't even think it's that bad for KT if JDG gets this last Drake. Cloud Soul is going to be a horror to play against, but an early Elder, an early 50-50, not bad.
If Eddie did a great job of highlighting it coming into today, is like, hey, we want to look for.
Did I say Genji? I said JDG, no?
These objectives fight start off. We don't want you to actually fight us on an even footing. We want to make sure you're behind coming in with no.
I think they're going.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, KT's rushing Nash, which is maybe gonna be the most in thing all day. But let's see.
Baron pit, Knight moving in. Yeah, gonna have to back away from this.
I said Genji twice, did I? What the hell?
I do like an opportunistic play. I also like backing away when you feel scared.
I think it's just trying to draw JDG out of the turtle that they had on this.
I did not say OMG.
If you can get them to invest these wards, as you can see on that top end of the map,
get a resetting for Drake.
Easier then for KT to get a
what
position on that bottom side. At the moment,
what do we got?
Still heavy vision in that bottom
Where's Jack's
side
space?
of the map for JDG that they'll look to try and use. Push for Ruler in this mid lane as well. Going to make it very difficult.
What if JDG goes for a Nash rush?
To try and contest
nah, no shot, right?
When JDG are looking to take this vision back.
Black Cleaver.
What's really big is that with JDG having the vision control,
wait,
aiming
just go?
only has one ultimate, right? Like
he
can try and get away from either 369 or Kanavi, but if he's not able to position himself immaculately, which has been a really big issue for this player, which is why his Zeri and his Kai'Sa are some of his strongest picks, he won't be able to have a big
have to fight.
team fights, and a lot of the gold is
BDD got a stop clock. Knight got a stop clock. Mid and bot are completely even. Top is even. It's just enemy team has Wukong. And Wukong's ahead. Nah, KT, you're not looking for Baron, right? You fucking psychos.
You're going to see
they're looking for Nash. Can you believe it? Can maybe chunk out.
Just going to go for the Baron area again, try and put pressure onto JDG.
Everyone spam 69.
KT, if they find a moment like that where BDD gets over the wall, punishes JDG for the lack of information, that's where they can come back. Keen sneaking up through bot side. He hasn't been spotted.
Yeah, he's actually looking for a little bit of engage. I thought he might just start the Dragon by himself and try and take that one down, but instead, KT
pulled JDG top to now go Drake, but now JDG can, after being pulled top, go towards Nash. So it's a bit awkward. KT have good vision top side though. Keen's gonna get bot push, mid-wave contest.
Let's settle in, shall we?
The thing though
Aatrox is basing. Does he have Sterex? Does Aatrox have Sterex?
Because they don't have to go for this dragon. This is just an individual Cloud Drake for KT. So if KT overinvests, JDG just goes to Baron, takes
The
that.
fight
There's
is
enough
lost.
vision though, and we see Cuz and Lahan's looking as Keen is in a flank.
Oh, Lahan's flashed in. But why? 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 Oh, that's why. No, why? Keen. What is he doing? What just happened? Their carries were like... Huh? What just happened? Their carries weren't there. What are they doing with that engage?
Miscommunication on KT as Cuz goes in so deep. Keen isn't there. So KT is forced to commit to this play, but there is no
Keen wasn't there. Are they gonna two-man Nash?
He just gets to stand there and
it's a good call.
down.
And you're in the blender at that stage. As soon as you try to move through these choke
Nah,
points,
you can see JDG sniffed it.
Sivir,
What happened?
ricochets
It was Lahan's, I think, not Cuz.
You called it here. As
Man,
you get
Ruler
to
just
go in
spell
on
shield and
Lahan,
outplayed. You
this
can't...
team isn't able to do anything.
He just
Ruler
skill
gets out of
checked
position,
Ruler.
so you don't catch
He
him.
just skill
And you
checked
see
the whole
Cuz
game on
so many
Ruler.
issues on the back line alongside
Of
Konami
course, bro.
that they can actually
What?
get into a position to threaten onto JDG with where they are. They know moving through that choke point is just going to be the demise of you, so they back off. But TP in towards this grab.
Oh, they're keeping up the
Gonna
pace.
try and go for an aggressive play towards the Baron here, KT.
I mean, Sivir, no sums.
Mighty threatened, but everyone on JDG is ready. There's no way this is going to be working out.
No, it's certainly not, as Hook is going to get Lahan's in, but he doesn't really want to. This ward will get turned off for now, as BDD dealing with all of these ricochets flying in. Gonna be able to clear out the wave.
KT are investing everything into this though. Keen TP, BDD TP. They desperately wanted to make sure that they were going to be on the map to contest this, but it does give an opportunity now for 369 to say, hey, we're going to play slow, maybe play for Keen actually.
Yeah, it does get slowed down by the dissonance there. Shockwave is going to pick up Keen.
Man, Keen is getting hard gapped. I'm not gonna lie.
In the meantime, another fight.
Wukong, Wukong, Wukong. Wukong is 2v3ing with Rakan. 2v4ing. Oi, aiming. Right, dead. Yeah, flash though. Nah, it's over. Man, Keen is getting so fisted this series.
And JDG, I think they've just gone to match point.
They find their one opportunity for the pick, and immediately
I don't know, they're robots. They're robots. They have two carries who are robots. How do you beat that?
There is a reason why
How do you beat AI carries? You can't.
JDG with team fight to team fight comp. It's because of plays like that. They invest two people to the top.
They are literally AI.
Kill on Keen, and then
Programmed to perfect position and fight.
And it wasn't like they were massively ahead. They are now, and they're going to take down a Nexus as well as JDG. They are one step away from the semifinals.
An
Crazy.
insane performance from JDG.
Nah.
Cool, calm, collected. The LPL #1 seed know once they get a chokehold on a game, they're not going to let it go.
Just an extraordinary performance, and you could see it from
What are you on
that
about my
first
hair?
team fight from JDG. The
What the
whole
fuck is
game,
that
it
thing?
felt like KT were fighting so far uphill. The early game, extraordinarily even.
Shut
From
up.
that first moment on, when they all got themselves together,
Shut up.
JDG were just too strong. And as they move to match
Bum,
point,
bum,
we are going
bum,
to head to break.
bum,
So
bum,
let's check out
bum,
some
bum.
of the behind-the-scenes footage of yesterday's quarterfinal, thanks to the Oppo cam.
Okay, I really hope KT takes us to 5, man. Please go blue side again. Please put a bit more emphasis on a good jungle pick for fucking Cuz. He looks like a bot on these champs, man. Get that mana Wukong. Get that mana Wukong. What if all 4 LPL teams make the semis? Well, then all 4 LPL teams made the semis. Nah, I don't know. Tomorrow decides it all. Bro, how funny is this? If KT lose, T1 have to take down LNG, then JDG, and then Weibo. Like, it only gets harder. It only gets harder. Bro, this chat is so fucking high. They're all like, Weibo? Weibo? Bro, wait till you see Weibo clear BLG. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait. And this isn't even coming from a cope place. You've said this all year. They won't make Swiss, NRG might win, they won't make Worlds, EDG will win, they won't beat Top Esports, Top Esports is gonna win. La 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 la. Shut your fucking stupid mouth, idiot. Here we go again against BLG. Oh, BLG are the favorites, the Shy is a fraud, la la la. I've heard it, bro, shut up. I'm bored of it, it's honestly getting boring. Listen. Listen, I have one thing to say. Do you really want BLG to make the Grand Finals? Do you really want to see BLG, JDG Grand Finals of Worlds? Or do you want to see the Shy at Worlds Finals? Or do you want to see the Shy? Answer that. Move, bitch, get out the way. That's the Shy at BLG.
여기 라면왕이 있다던데.
Yo, what are these ads? What the fuck was that? Holy shit. Wait, I'm gonna make a meme. I'm gonna make a meme on my phone. Because I'm funny. Right, chat? Right, chat? Am I funny? You can't make memes, Grandpa. Go to bed? Yeah, I can. I can. What is this? I need a good meme. I need a good meme template. Where is it at? Where's my meme template? Is he saying Riz alert? Riz alert? Oh, whistling. Oh.
Though. Yeah, Cuz looking for that opportunity. Well done, it comes down. There's the Magnus Storm. Yeah, King doesn't have a lot of options, and now Counter-Strike is on.
Okay, I got the meme. I got the meme.
Can he actually get the kill? There it is. But 369 Emperor's Divide is going to pick that one up. JDG.
I got the meme.
Is going to connect there. Ruler.
It's for if
okay, Cuz is just going to get caught out. The Magnus Storm is going to be used. And there's the shutdown to come through. Cuz the last man standing. And JDG, I think
if JDG lose. No, win. Nice.
Although they are in KT's house, it is JDG that moves on to match point to put yet another brick in that golden
Will you
road.
do the
We
finals
set it up at
commentary with the
beginning
Shy?
of the day, and we also set up how
yeah, if he wants to
difficult
come.
it is as a favorite to come out on top.
I can't make him
time
come, though.
and time again, and they were in fact put behind in the first game of this series. But then you see why we consider them such favorites in this tournament overall. Azale,
Wait, what the
and
fuck
there
did I
are
just
some
say?
players that are playing out of their minds, and I want to start with Missing in that regard.
But also, he
Yeah,
will make the
absolutely.
finals, so shut up.
Missing and Kanavi, and we can kind of just jump into this Telestrator breakdown that I actually have for you guys, because we wanted to talk about the importance of Missing and Kanavi, their role in this game. So, you know, you just have to really track how Missing and how Kanavi are really going to pressure the backline here. And when we talk about creating space, this is what I'm going to be talking about. It's about target selection, it's about timing. So as they're flashing forward and actually going in, Lehens flashes in, watch Missing here. Missing is going to pop his ult to use that for peel and then immediately flash forward and going to find an angle to go in right on the backline. So there it is, flashing forward, charms up aiming, and then he's going to continue that forward onto a charm, onto BDD. So now what does this do? It creates this situation in the backline where all of a sudden, what's happened to Cuz? Cuz has now been isolated. The carries are getting pushed back. That's creating space for 369, for Knight, for Ruler. Keen hasn't even really had time to arrive yet because they're so explosive with this engage. And then Kanavi follows through, pushes in towards the backline as well to pressure them back. Yes, he dies, but it is that sacrifice, it is that creation of space that allows him to succeed in this. And that is why I thought when Wukong got locked in, it was such an important pick.
Yeah, it was super important. I mean, this is a pick that Kanavi is known for. Like, if you want to win a game against JDG,
Sorry, I was writing about something.
This Wukong, he's 21-6 on it this year, with a 77%
Bro, Wukong, I said it.
win rate, and you're looking at
This
how
champ
much
is so
damage
underrated.
he's actually doing.
What is
in this
Wukong's
game.
win rate at
I also
Worlds?
do want to call out, obviously, Missing's Recon. It's gone
Emily Rand,
through
everybody.
all of these games. KT is going to have to find an answer for it going forward.
I mean, that's the thing. We
It's
came
7-1 at Worlds.
thinking
Bro, this
they're
champ
gonna
is
have to find new
underrated.
champions in the support role because Enchanters came back. But it's not even about this because JDG knows exactly what they want to do, and this is the deadly team that we know. Orianna, Wukong, Rakan. How do you access the backline when you have Zaya?
Please help me out and notice my question.
And the champions that
Do you
keep
ever
pick
get
here because I'm
letters
like,
or
they don't
gifts
have the
sent to
right
you by your
blinds
fans?
to fight JDG's composition
Yeah,
here, and
sometimes.
JDG,
You
they're
can go
always
on the
gonna finish
stream,
the slightest
you can
mistakes.
go
This is what I
down,
was expecting
and
from
there's something here called the PO box, which is an address. And you can send letters or packages or whatever to that address, and then I pick it up every week.
Emily, about your
You can
point
send whatever
that
you want.
were talking to me
Stop saying
about in the
Fraudstrasse.
break, Knight and 369 and the
But there's a
fact
PO box.
that it was hard for them to
You can send whatever you
leave
want,
top esports and take
letters
this
or
step
anything.
into this JDG.
Yeah, I mean, I know for Knight especially, that's why
I haven't
you
picked
see
it up in
him and
ages, though. I don't know what's there.
flashing those TES flares after the game-winning team fight when they're pushing down mid. But it's him versus BDD, and one thing
Can I
do
send you
want to
some
point out
Zaza?
in the
Yeah, you can.
in this previous game,
Wait.
BDD was still performing
Wait,
really well, but
there
there were no ways that he could get the poke down into onto Ruler, right? Like outside of Ruler, getting caught up a little bit, there was no way with this composition, especially with all of the dive that they have with the Rakan and with the Wukong, there was no way for BDD to actually get in and do as much damage before he died.
And that's why I love the answer, right? And I love the play from Kanavi and Missing because they're the ones going for it. They're the ones creating that space. BDD got ultimate comfort. Like, this is his most played champion. This is BDD's famous Azir.
They found my package.
But I also want to talk about the
Yeah.
because I do think the top lane didn't go, necessarily to how people were expecting it to be. 369, I think, came in. A lot of people were expecting him to really kind of handle
Mark
business, but
Lamont.
Keen, I think, has been playing very, very well.
They found me.
And I think he's one of the big factors that is actually keeping KT so competitive in
It's
this
outside.
series. But it did feel like finally for the first time that 369
Bro, Keen
was
is
able to
getting
actually
fucked.
get something going in the laning phase in this third game. Was able to start finally having a little bit more dominance because Cuz wasn't playing as heavily towards topside in this one.
And that's what it was supposed to be
Caedrel,
around.
you're
Like, when you look
underrating
at this top
King.
lane, and
He's one of the
especially
best
way
in the
top lane
world.
has been
Shut
playing
up.
So far, you want to contain the pressure that the other top liner is going to throw at you. When you look at the first game, Kid seemed to have the upper hand on 369, but they passed the new gear, it feels like, in this JDG lineup, and now I don't see Keen,
Okay,
honestly,
two
coming
big
on
problems.
top of
One,
369,
they should play more
especially given the
Wukong,
way
but
he's been
don't
playing
address
for
it
the
in
past 2 games.
bans.
And the
Two,
big thing to me is
missing
that forward percentage, right?
Rakan.
Because this is
Hello.
what we talked about with 369. Like, what is
Look
he
at this.
best at? He's best at absorbing pressure from his opponent and being able to show up in team fights later.
It is, and
La
we said it
la
earlier,
la
JDG, they look
la
absolutely
la
poised to take
la.
the series on a
How
one
is this
account.
guy
KT
still getting this
out
champ?
just yet, but it is
He's
just
a
the class
Rakan
that oozes
merchant.
from this team.
What's going
Once
on,
they get
guys?
into a comfortable
Hello.
position, and once I think is able,
What's going
also
on?
they force
This guy is
themselves
getting
into
it
a comfortable
all tournament or what?
Absolutely, and I think that's
We
the most
just
impressive thing about
just
it.
let him have it.
Everybody's talking about at the start of the day how decisive this team is, and that's one of the things that I think really sets them in a class of their own, is that they find one mistake, one window, they take the team fight, they pounce, and it feels like the game is just over. It never feels like you get that next chance to come back.
KT have to find the opening or they are out of the World Championship, and it would be JDG that moves on. Let's find out what happens in Game 4.
All right, focus up.
Thank you so much, Shocks. And I don't know. I have a feeling that we might be in a situation where JDG are ready to run away with it. KT, can they bring us to a Game 5? It will not
KT
be
will win this game.
something that we often
5 subs.
expect from this
KT
team.
will win this game.
Once they start down the
They have
slippery
all the
slope, it's
information they
difficult
need
for
to
them
win a
turn
draft.
around. But
They have everything.
one thing giving a little hope was their expressions sitting at their PCs
La,
as they came
la,
out of the coach's booth. Looking a little bit in higher spirits. Maybe they got a plan moving into this Game 4.
And I think you need to against the behemoth that is JDG. I mean, everyone was touching on the desk. This is a team that was built to succeed. You've got 369, who has changed his entire play pattern from being a massive carry on top esports to taking a step back to allowing people like Knight and Ruler to take over. You have Kanavi, who's doing so well with being able to play off the advantages that he can pick up from those lanes as well.
Whoa!
There, wow. Wukong immediately gone.
KT rolls for everybody.
That's kind of the perfect champion for
KT
Kanavi,
rolls
he likes to play carries that can team.
Now do something about
I'm not
Rakan.
surprised to see KT
It's about
kind of
fucking
give you
time
that
we think about
unexpected
Wukong.
It does mean that you either
Okay,
have
take
to
Zaya.
give over Rakan.
Fuck it. Give Rakan.
against,
Fuck it.
missing,
Take Zaya.
or
Give
you
it.
have to,
Zaya, Rakan, or
give
Reyna,
up
we get it.
Zaya.
Okay, it sucks. Sucks. They took away the Wukong. It's fine. I personally think it should have been a Rakan ban, but they at least addressed one of them. Okay, they didn't let both of them go through.
Across the night once more as well. I mean, he's been very solid in that mid lane. Yes, DD will probably go back to the Azir, but as you say, the Rakan works very well with that Orianna. You can still go for a lot of these big team fight
Sorry, I had
as well.
to, I had to do like a coffee thing.
I think for this one,
Orianna, perfect. Now we're gonna take away Vi because Wukong is down. We're gonna take away Vi. Yes, and
going to see if they can pick up the Aatrox for 3-6
Azir.
top lane.
Pick Azir.
He's been very happy for that, unless they want to try and separate him from it here.
I really like this though. KT just going to change the game plan completely. A little bit more single target pick, and the Lulu was fantastic from Lehens in game number 1. Go back to what worked, right?
And the biggest problem we've seen is that the bot priority hasn't been going for aiming Lehens. Game 1, it worked fantastic.
Okay,
because you know
I mean,
Kanavi wants
they'll
to
probably
play
pick
through a solo
Kai'Sa
laner.
if I had to guess,
if you can
or
then just in that isolated 2v2
Lee Sin,
get these little advantages,
Kai'Sa,
start
cool.
to contest the dragons. It
All right.
disrupts a lot of the JDG hype
All right.
train. So this is a really good start for KT coming in on this blue side.
And it's actually a
-5. -5.
Completely okay.
This is weird. Okay, they should ban Azir. 2 mids, ban Azir, and
eventually, good luck. You know,
yeah, Kali, good ban. Good ban.
And I think with the Saber performance
Actually, do you ban Azir? Lulu, Azir, Zaya? Lulu, Azir, Zaya.
But this time around, I do think the Zaya Rakan.
I don't know if that wins you the game.
Kai'Sa Rakan's combo we've seen countless times. As long as you can get through the lane
I also don't think
phase,
Sylas bans
mid
that
to
good
late
though.
game is ludicrously strong.
Alright, what are we banning? We could ban Junglers, could ban Maokai, could ban Aatrox. Yeah, very good ban. Aatrox ban is good. I think that 369 Aatrox is getting away with murder, but now you have a problem with Renekton. There's his Azir ban, no shocker. Now you have a problem with Renekton. You could ban Renekton here and then force 369 on a tank, but then what? They're playing Orianna, Rakan, Kai'Sa tank. Oh no, JDG's pinched. Oh no, so don't ban Renekton. It's useless. It's useless. What about Poppy? Yeah, you're right. Nah, Poppy's trash here. Poppy's trash. I don't know what's good here actually, let me think. Kai'Sa, Rakan, they need to engage. It needs some sprinkles on top.
Jax is now up.
Rel ban.
369 could grab that if he would like.
I don't know, I think it's Kanavi Lee Sin. I said they should pick Lee Sin on 3.
Like, when you look at the opportunity to play Vi Sylas into an Orianna,
Lee Sin
you've
time.
got the quickness that's already there, the shockwave you can toss onto yourself.
I think they should have done.
And the fact that everyone's
Actually,
going
I
to be
don't
super
know.
short range, you're going to get a
I like the Rel ban.
fights.
Rel is fine.
I'm curious if BDD
Kanavi
is
Lee
just
Sin
willing
though.
to pull that
I'm
one
surprised
in,
they didn't pick Lee Sin
especially now
here.
with another Lee Sin locked in here as
But
well.
maybe they didn't want Ruler to go 4-5 again.
One for Kanavi.
I saw a rise.
Now I don't know what they do. I honestly don't know what Katie does. Just pick Ornn.
Actually gets to have some fun. Lee.
Yeah, no, they probably say that in like Chinese, and then in Korean, Kanavi's like, Ruler, just lock Lee, just lock Lee, it's fine.
I will say as well for Kanavi, like, in 2021, I considered him one of the
don't
best
pick
leagues in
Syndra, please
the
don't pick
best leagues in
Syndra.
the world. His plays were absolutely insane. He tore apart teams like IG.
Please don't pick
single-handedly on
Syndra.
this pick. It hasn't got quite back to that same level of hype that we saw in 2021, but I'm very excited to see what he can do. Difficult matchup when you're up against things like the Jax and also the Xayah.
Oh, and BDD, he's brought it out. His Syndra was legendary 2 years ago. On the world stage, this was one of the champions that he utilized when he went all the way against EDG. And
I don't
he's
know.
always been
This
so good
Lulu
as
pick
champion.
just
Very,
fucked the
very
whole draft.
fun
I don't
to
get
see
it.
back on it once again.
I don't get it.
It's also him playing it against
This Lulu
Knight,
pick.
which I think is really cool. Knight scatters. I still have nightmares of the scatters that Knight was.
I don't know, man.
Syndra
Syndra Lulu, man. Like, I don't know. This just feels so trash.
Actually, yeah, AP Gragas is one of the best matchups into the
I just
Jax,
think
right?
Lulu
You're able
ruins
to,
this.
as soon as you
I don't know.
pick up a little bit of
All right.
items, consistently outtrade
You can
it,
use your
counter
Twitch Prime
what the
or
Jax
your
are trying
Tier
to do.
1
It's also just the fact that it's
to
369 Gragas.
subscribe to the channel and avoid ads for the entirety of Worlds. And for the entirety of your streaming viewing experience.
Especially after there was a 2020 documentary that was
You don't
released
have
on
to
Top
sub though,
Esports
because there
where
won't be ads now.
Carson was
But you
ripping
can if
him
you want
apart,
to.
being like, you can't play this champion, you can't play now.
All right.
What the hell are you doing?
KT's draft. Lulu Syndra and Xayah, very good self-peel. They have a little bit of engage, but not that much. But Gragas ult, Orianna ult, these are ults that you can use to get Xayah ult.
Also, you're playing into two
Let's see
immobile
how
carries
hard
on the
JDG
both Syndra and
play it.
Xayah.
I mean, they can play really hard and just perma go in, but I think that's actually a mistake. I think they need to play range and relax a bit. If you're committing into Xayah Lulu, you're all gonna die. So,
It
yeah.
opens up for Kanavi to try and make some fun things happen, I will say, on this pick, or even
Fun.
try and set
I
up for
love
people
fun.
like Kaisa to have several different angles of attack. It
The
feels
sign
like
said, hurry
this
up,
could
JDG,
be
I have a date.
The linchpin that JDG
Did
needed.
it?
I already said Top Esports. JDG needed to find the success.
What if they
here.
drop the
At the
Kalista
same
ban?
time, I
Nah,
do
don't
think
drop the
that this
Kalista
draft
ban.
feel more
They will
similar
just
to
get
game
fisted
number
by
1 for
Kalista
KT.
Alistar.
It's very pick-oriented. Try and play aggressively for isolating individual champions. That's what got them to winning game number 1. See if it's enough here, or if JDG gets another step closer to that golden road.
Yeah, paving another brick, as it were. But we are ready, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to jump onto Summoner's Rift for what could be the final time today, unless KT can queue up the silver scrapes. Like you were
Yeah, they
talking
can
about,
queue
going
it up.
back to a similar draft.
Come on,
to
KT.
game number 1. More of a 4-1, not a 1-3-1. Doesn't have the Akali in an inside lane. Syndra is a bit of a sitting duck. But this composition
Kanavi Lee
is
Sin is gonna be fun, yeah.
extraordinarily hard, and their pick potential
When
is
is Fnatic and
immense.
G2
And I also
playing?
think it gives you the control you need here as KT.
Yeah.
Very strong mid-jungle 2v2. You burn an early summoner from Knight. That's a lane you can continuously revisit.
Yeah, KT
You
have to
control
blast
mid,
the game
you
through mid.
control
They have to
bot
get their
by
fucking
default as
shotgun
well,
and
where
run it down
Aiden
mid in
and
game
Lehens
and
can
just pray
continuously
that they can
push
blow
in.
it wide
As
open.
long as you can track, which is what KT are trying to do, you're
I
gonna be
mean,
in a good spot.
Gragas good into Jax in making sure you nullify top. Vi Lee Sin. I mean, they win mid 2v2, that's all that matters.
Well, 369 does have
KT.
the belly bop. Keen is going to leap
And they
on
should
top of him.
have
Grasp
bop push,
stacks,
should.
nailing it.
Just
Another
KT's
leap.
agency is a bit weird. Oh, get him, Keen.
Interrupt the auto attack with the body slam. Nicely done.
Come on, KT. Come on, KT.
Yeah, even with the early cooldown
Come on, KT.
reduction, right, if you hit your
When are you going to do a Nuzlocke stream? I'll probably do Pokemon Nuzlocke after Worlds.
Yeah, Lehens immediately has to use the exhaust.
Maybe
He's been
December.
ignited as well. As Ruler could be in trouble. Mortar's
Sometime in
coming
December.
down and missing is going to be
Maybe.
just
Depends.
coaxed out of the river for now.
That's
They're
the
getting zone.
That's the bot lane priority exactly that you want here for KT, though. Keeping missing at bay, you can see Aiming is going to cut off Ruler from hitting this wave as well. So KT immediately trying to get control on this bottom side. And with Kuz already starting to move down here, this could be where they're just trying to put their base. Say, look, we've invested too much in Keen on the top side. He will be fine to scale. We need to get Aiming and Lehens in a position where they can carry this game.
Whoa, Ruler can't farm right now.
Much
He's going to
better
get one
matchup
melee.
This time around, it feels like, for Aiming as well, especially considering the fact that he has the Lulu. Lehens is on a bully, and he's very good at that style of play. Counter-Strike going to be used nicely here for Keen on this top side. And BDD trying to put pressure on tonight. Feels like BDD has had a lot of priority when he has the matchup to do it. See whether that's going to continue here in this lane.
And we'll see, a really big wave is being stacked up. We're also seeing Kanavi actually pivot here towards the bot side. I'm wondering if KT actually wants to try and go for this, or maybe catch
Blue
Kanavi
wolves red into enemy bot side.
Cuz is making his way over.
Let's see it, Cuz. Lulu's coming.
Going in there, but doesn't actually know exactly where Kanavi is.
Oh, he's gonna
he should know he's on
try
wolves.
and catch him off guard, or he might try to go for Knight.
I think it's Knight in the mid lane. He's looking for Lehens.
Nah, he's gonna fight Lee Sin.
Either way, it's gonna be a mismatch, either mid or in this jungle setup.
He's gonna fight Lee Sin.
Well, Cuz completely unseen. He can blast Cone over, but instead the Vault Breaker is going to be charged. Finds it there onto Kanavi. And now it's a Smite War. Ward is in the brush. There for KT. Is missing moves.
Oh, good reactions by Cuz. Kanavi tried to sneak it.
Secured it. Gonna be able to take that one away from Kanavi. Already a leg up, but they're looking for more.
Good. Oh, Lehens. He doesn't have Ignite. Muxing's gonna W him now. He's dead.
And now the grand
Is he dead?
comes forward.
Shall we Q?
They know that Lehens is vulnerable. Ruler is looking for it. Kanavi finds it. First blood goes to Ruler.
Oh, BDD!
Finds a scatter on that 3. Kanavi goes down, and now Ruler is running. Cuz is going to push him away, and Knight not going to be able to get in on this one. KT answer back.
And it's mayhem here early on. Both AD carries are able to pick up a kill. And a lot of summoners down here as KT, the early invade, will end up. Oh, Keen, careful there.
The thing is, though, Knight actually invested his TP to get into that. They
Sorry
saw
if that was loud.
Potential here.
I thought that was game winning.
Back into lane.
I thought that was game winning.
Actually battle BDD for control over the wave before BDD to come across. 369 will push Keen away, but it means that actually if you look at BDD, he's going to be able to shove this wave in, get a much better opportunity in this mid lane.
Okay, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad.
Open up KT to try and make some more plays off the back of this.
And
I mean, Lehens, I don't know why he's flashing here. Maybe he thinks he has W, but he has EQ and no Ignite, so what is he like?
I think if the rotation is already there, as BDD is in trouble.
BDD's dead on live.
Meanwhile, in live, you can see BDD struggling here. The dissonance connects. There's the slow and the punch.
Oh my god, they're playing
from
Syndra
Kanavi.
Vi and mid.
Locks down the kill on the Syndra without flash. Kind of a sitting duck there in that mid lane. Nicely capitalized on by Kanavi.
Cuz needed to sit there with BDD to make sure he could crash that wave,
man.
then get the TP back in. I mean if you
Keen
had
is
this
getting
sort of
blasted
purchase
actually.
up
He's
against
down.
a literal mana crystal
6
for Knight,
CS?
you would have been in such a good
7?
spot for BDD. But now Knight gets control of the wave. He's able to reset, and this is just those little mistakes from KT now that JDG are punishing.
Also seeing the fact that 369 is winning this matchup early is kind of insane, because you're not really supposed to have this big of a lead early on, right? And it speaks to the mastery of the champion. It's after you get lost chapter that the matchup
Keen.
He baited it!
Kanavi moving over. He was
Show me Q,
pretty
Kanavi.
early, but Keen gonna need to flash that one. Sonic Wave was gonna connect, and he had to invest it.
And you can see there for 369, the whole way you play this matchup is body slam the counter strike. By using the body strike early, he just invites Keen to go for it. And as you say, it ends up being in a position now
They
where
need to get bots rolling. They need to get something rolling, KT.
And now Cuz try and respond to that play on the top side by getting
BDD is still doing well in lane. He can still lean to side.
Grab this, of course, Kanavi
But
looking for a bit of a play
he's
here
fine,
in
he's
the mid
fine.
lane once again. He's on the
I think
prowl.
Kanavi
Nice
knows
gather,
that something's
though.
up on Drake.
From BDD. He's going to be able to space himself away from Knight and Kanavi. His flash halfway done, as KT will be able to secure this first round.
The one upside is that with Kanavi showing a mid-wave, Keen actually gets to fix his wave state. We'll see if 369 is able to
Dragon down.
off. As the first Drake will go over to KT. It's a win that they needed, because thus far...
Nice trading by BDD. BDD is still doing really well in this lane.
Look at Keen's health bar though. He ended up taking a really
Keen
bad
is
trade,
getting
and he's still
fucked
up
in this
there for
lane. Like, he is
369.
getting
His wave
destroyed.
Still not in the best of spots, so Keen tries to fix it, but actually comes back to bite him there in that top end.
Do you think it's pushing into him now? So with the heal, he'll be able to pick up from the fruit in the river. Should be able to at least withstand the pressure. But yeah, again, 369 piloting this matchup so well as Kanavi looking for a lane gank here.
Man's on the prowl. Knockup is going to connect there onto Lehens, who still doesn't have flash. Kanavi comes in with the safeguard. Might be enough space here for KT. JDG getting some much-needed control of this bottom side. They've been falling a little bit behind.
Something we also haven't talked about is that Lehens actually went for exhaust, right? So with these aggressive plays from Kanavi, really have to take into account
KT need to use their bot lane a bit.
No, is he going to get cancelled again?
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't know the ward was there because the Q went into the brush and
They
it
need to
looked like he
fast
was
push
just
this
fine.
wave, and I think they should just send
nice
aiming
job there
top maybe
from
or
KT
something.
to
I don't
actually
know.
stop the back. It interrupts Kanavi, who's now
Find a
gonna
way to
reset.
get this Herald.
Cuz going up towards his top side, wants to steal away
Or
the
like
red,
Snowball
but
or something.
won't quite
But
hit 6
Ruler
off this
stayed, so I guess they
count,
want
but
to
at
stay.
least they can try and play for 369 in that top lane and even out the flash on the top end.
Another engaged, come forward here.
Wow, aiming, nice
Very
trade.
aggressive blade caller. Nice
He has
little
biscuits
snare
as well.
onto
He has
Ruler
2
and missing.
biscuits.
They're going to be able to shove this wave in, go for that reset that we were looking for. Cuz's punishment is collecting the Bramble back, and we'll be able to secure that one for himself. 20 seconds on the Rift Herald.
Kanavi also won't know because he's going for his Raptor.
I actually think the game's winnable. Maybe. Maybe. The problem right now is top. It's just...
I do think though, with the fact
like
that
369 is just embarrassing.
Is this healthy plus has flash?
Oh my god, he's griefing too.
Looking for a gank opportunity without 6 feels basically impossible. And this counter matchup by 369, I think going to become a bigger and bigger problem for KT as this Jax. This matchup isn't going to get better.
The thing is though, now not having ult on 369, I think you missed out on the window to try and fight for Rift Herald. You could already see the
Cuz is not 6, but neither is Kanavi, I guess.
Kanavi doesn't have
nice,
6
they send
either.
their bot lane top. This is exactly what they need to do.
For this Rift Herald,
Because Ruler will be late. They're trying to get Crab for Cuz so he can level up.
To exit the situation. BDD keeping
He had to smite it though. He had to smite Crab. There's no smite on Cuz now. There's no smite on Cuz. Oh my god, they're flipping it. They need a kill.
And now 369 has to flash Counter-Strike. Not going to be there. Keen
need to get the eye.
To
they should be fine.
To that Gragas, he's just too nimble. KT, they do get the prize.
And missing the red there for Kanavi meant he didn't hit 6. Scuttle Crab ticked Kuz over to 6. And now he's got Rift Herald. He's got reinforcements, and 369 might be in trouble.
Yeah, a little bit of a lane swap here is okay. BDD gonna have to flash once again. They're keeping that one on cooldown. He needed to use it.
Not the flash there.
See Knight actually getting some control back in the lane.
Oi, Cuz can maybe get Knight's flash here though.
But Knight positioning so safely. Yeah,
he's trying to defend his own red buff.
Kanavi is 6. I don't even know if BDD, even with the flash, will be okay there. As
oh, he missed E.
Oh, he missed it. And he gets the red. Okay,
Kanavi
thought that he was going to have to try and smite and hope. And it wasn't quite enough. So, Keen is now a Jax with a red. And that feels pretty good, I think.
Especially since Kanavi was like, well, Kuz is coming across. I don't know if I can stick around for long enough to actually take this. So Keen just pokes his head in, says, all right, yeah, you're not going to get this. Manages to steal it away. Question mark for me, though, is, all right, what's the story with this Rift Herald? Like, Cuz, are you going to actually try and move in towards mid?
Jungle diff this series? No, I don't think jungle diff.
I think is the correct call.
I think top diff, support diff.
Gold as possible onto Amy.
Actually, I don't want to say support diff. I think draft support diff.
Such a good spot to be your carry. And he kind of has to be when you look towards,
and I mean,
like,
AD is like a given. I don't really want to. I think BDD has been outperforming Knight though. I feel bad for BDD.
I'd also be looking as to what extent KT are able to build bigger leads, because we've seen in the last 2 games.
The thing is, the thing that I think a lot of viewers see is like BDD will outperform, like a player will outperform in lane. They'll roam more, they'll show up the fights first, but the team is losing. And then the person who was getting blasted in lane makes a super play, like a big 4-man ult, and all of a sudden they're the better player. And it's like, well, contextually no, but I can see why you would think that. Like Knight's Nico got a 4-man ult. That's great, true. That was really good by him, but he was losing and making a lot of mistakes. Oh, maybe you could have queued him there.
They do manage to land the scatter, but BDD
but that super play shouldn't take away from the other mid laner. Does that make sense? Like Nico 4-man ult, great, but that shouldn't mean that BDD is getting outperformed. He just did a really good play.
So they will just back away. We'll get the terror plates in the mid lane going across, and the control over River.
I don't know, man.
369 has
the thing is, Gragas gets more CDR, so it only gets worse for Jax.
So he's not
it's like early is fine, mid is horrible, late is like fine for Jax.
Right now is 369 his ultimate.
He's gonna have Everfrost, Lucidity boots.
There's also basic, I think there's no
Don't care, nerd. Do a handstand. I bet you can't. Shut up.
There's a big spike. A lot of champions will be looking for, and I think KT are just going to give this one up.
Yeah.
And not able to find anything on the cross map either. Might get a teleport out of 369. But
no, I can't do a handstand. Okay, shut up.
I was kind of surprised to see KT the way they skirted around the outside of the Dragon Pit. Like, they got Rift Herald mid, they had the push on Knight, they could have moved into River and really established themselves.
I think KT can win this game.
Almost felt scared to approach River despite the fact that 369 didn't have ult. And now KT kind of setting up once more, 1-for-1 on Dragons. And trying to
I really think they can win this game. I actually really believe they can win this game. No joke.
Frustrating as possible with repeated glitter lances.
This is going to go to 5.
Coming out nicely though, has about a 20 CS advantage.
Hey, no flash Stingray. Wait. Can we kill this guy? No, you have QE?
Pretty Xayah favored as Cuz looks for the Vault Breaker, doesn't connect it onto Kanavi, who will now make his way out via the chickens.
Man, JDG's vision is really, really good.
This has been doing a great job of trying to match the jungle pressure, though, as maybe he needs it.
Yeah, that is his own chicken thrown back at him. I believe, did Cuz just
that was his own chicken thrown back at him.
I think he's coming down with the force of will. Interesting. Anyway, Kanavi is
I think
just
Vi got it
all over the place. Cuz looking for even more information.
No, actually, BDD got it, but Vi got the stack for it because she assisted.
On his own, Killer Instinct comes in. There is the Featherstorm, and they may have moved a little bit far forward as BDD is going to show up. Can he find the scatter? Is the question as the knockup comes
it's
in.
okay, it's okay, it's okay. There's no mid wave, so this is fine. Just get back mid, get back mid. Whoa, Knight went crown.
In exchange for your ghost for JDG. See, BDD should with the Giga Cones be able to make his way.
I don't know about that one.
Very quickly, so punish isn't going to be too bad.
I don't know about that crown. That could be detrimental. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna have. That's gonna hurt their damage. He has Gragas Rakan next to him. Lee Sin. He's fine.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like
he needs damage.
Body slam with the Everfrost as well, but immediately 369.
They have Vi Syndra, yeah, but Vi Syndra is gonna be on Lee Sin. They're gonna be on Gragas. They're gonna be ulting Kai'Sa.
He's doing a good job.
I don't know if Crown is it.
You kind of want to get to a position as Keen where you can just ignore the damage from 369 and take terrors. But since we've kind of seen that swap over to the AP Gragas build versus what used to be the tank, you just don't really get.
Okay, that double TP is gone.
369 before he's cleared out the
But
waves
JDG doesn't have TPs either, I guess, which is fine.
Does come through. He's going to avoid the lane completely. Heads towards that bottom side. Ruler was pushing that one in.
BDD doesn't have a mythic.
Teleport used bottom means that KT fighting around
There goes
here
the
could
crown.
be a little bit dangerous. There's the flash forward from Cuz though. They're looking for their target. Polymorph comes in, the exhaust lands onto 369. Aiming is looking for that kill. Takes so long to kill him. They're 1-for-1 so far, but there's the
They win that. They win that. They win that.
Unleashed power onto Kanavi.
Come on, boys.
Flash. And he looks to escape. KT looking all right in the 2-for-1.
It's a whiff from 369. He tries to flash body slam flash onto Aiming, but only connects with Lehens. And Aiming then is free firing the entire time, even missing, going two different directions.
Oi, 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 oi. Whoa, whoa, how did he know?
Breaker's gonna get him out of there.
Did someone warn him? BDD warn him?
Yeah, 100%. Cuz is able to make his way out. And I actually think it was Lehens that set up play initially because he goes in aggressively on Knight as Knight is trying to walk past towards the top and where they have more control.
Wow, Cuz just fucking sent it. Like, my man literally just says, you know what, fuck you.
So then the immediate response from
But 369 kind of grief. Look, E-flash onto Lulu, huh?
As you point out, 369, the exhaust, I think, really big. Allows Lehens to live for so long. Even gets the knock up onto Knight. And that allows KT to trade favorably in this fight.
Not being able to actually get onto Aiming, as you say, is like, it's just so difficult. He's got so much damage.
Yeah, KT, great spot. I also think JDG's draft, like I said, something about JDG's draft is just weird.
Because of that earlier play by KT,
31.
looking to take control in this mid game.
Yeah, and
their draft is very good at denying KT's draft, but
maybe we will have to find Silver Scrapes. But 369 has something to say about it. They take the Featherstorm from Aiming.
That's the problem with the draft. The Xayah ult can get forced really easily.
Without ulti for the next dragon, though, and I think that's the
doesn't matter. Drop the dragon.
Look for will be a
Drop it.
very small opportunity. You still have flash there.
Fuck
for Aiming
the
as well,
Drake.
But
maybe
if you can get missing with a flash of his own onto position as onto Aiming as the dragon spawns.
Do you guys want to fight the Drake? You look like you want to fight the Drake. Are we gonna fight the Drake?
And it's Chemtexol and 3 apiece for both of these teams on the board. I do think that these crazy powered up plants are actually going to be really interesting in this game. I think that like the Mega Scryer as well.
Lee Sin didn't finish his jungle item yet.
Don't tell Valdez, but I'm actually kind of approving.
If Lee Sin doesn't finish his jungle item before this Drake, then I mean KT is favored, yeah? And I don't think he is going to finish it.
I mean, as we were
Keen doesn't have TP though.
Like, oh, I want to
weird setup. What does Keen do? Does he just hit top tier 1?
But I was going to say,
Knight has TP though.
Where Missing ends up just blasting himself into position with an ult. So now, Missing, you can see how sneaky he's trying to be right here. He wants to be the one to make that play onto KT. They have no idea.
KT won't fight the Drake though.
BDD is so far up. He
but
still
BDD will die.
He doesn't have flash.
Available.
He's got to be dead.
Oh no, Missing is going to show himself. BDD tries to scatter to get him out of the way, and he's not going to avoid this one. He's just going to get taken down.
Oh, KT are sneaking the dragon for it.
He would have just been dead, and now
no, they can't.
It is going to be a Drake for JDG, you have to assume.
And Missing never committed the ultimate, so he's still in a position where he can threaten
mid-tier 1, maybe mid-tier 1.
KT have to back the hell away.
Not too bad, actually. Look at that mid situation. That's open.
A little bit
that's open.
Especially after KT take this mid lane tower.
They want to collapse top?
So one Chemtech Drake in trade for this.
They want to collapse top for top tier 1? Okay. Thought they would hit top mid tier 2 there. Looks kind of free, no? Maybe didn't have vision.
Does skew it in favor of
kill that fucking Morena.
You're being so disrespectful.
Well, no.
That early TP.
Knight still has crown. So
whoa!
Okay, in they come.
Keen looks for it. It's 369 that they go.
Get him! Get that crown fraud! Dead! Pop tower! No TP Gragas. What a well played by Cuz. You see that? He smites Orianna and then Qs on Gragas. And then he hits Gragas. And then he ults Orianna 1 second later. So as he's ulting, the crown's off.
Keen, I'm like, where are you going? He's gonna get tagged.
You going to connect? Their killer instinct comes in. Ruler wants it.
Well, it's really nice by Cuz. Hey, missing. What's missing up to? Hit that guy. Mid tier 1's dead, but it's fine. It's Drake Tower for double tower 2 kills. Well, they got 1 back JDG, so it's +1 kill and tower for Drake. We take that. Nice TP by BDD. Really nice TP. 2 creeps left. Why are you KT biased? I'm not. I just want 5 games. I want 5 games. I don't hate anyone. I'll always cheer for the loser if I don't have a favorite.
Another feather song put straight on cooldown. There's the kick goes through Lahans. That's nicely done there. As Keen dives in, Kanavi.
Hey, get his flash maybe.
Position. He should have a safeguard relatively soon.
BDD.
Oh!
Not going to work out.
Oh! Viol's on cooldown. You're lucky.
The mega cone to disperse.
Can we save Cuz? Can we save Cuz? Was he good?
Missing, lurking. Lahens finds him.
Cuz, we good? Cuz? We good. Yo, top tier 1, top tier 1. Jack, nice. Get us to 5. Get us to 5 games, bro. I want 5 games.
You TP to the top side, you completely mess it up. Then you try to make this play.
You cheered for Gen G yesterday? Yeah, because they were losing. I just cheer for the loser. Is there something wrong with that? I like the underdogs.
Get back into position.
Easy on the keyboards, gentlemen.
Fuck him. Yo, I don't give a fuck what you think actually. Fuck you. If you want JDG to win in 3-1, you're boring. I said it. Let's go. Give me 5. You're fun at parties. Oh, I'm gonna support the best team in the world that wins everything. I hope they win. Oh, wow. Oh, no. They're winning again. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, shut up.
But it doesn't really allow JDG to fight or to play the game unless you are ready and have a counterplay available when someone is attempting to get picked off.
Also so good at keeping people alive on KT with like aiming, being able to get out. You got like the opportunity for Keen to leap back out, exhaust, the heals, the
what do you mean Weibo? Weibo had Karsa and fucking lost everything. Shut up.
Kill someone if KT are going for these dives.
And then they lost Karsa and then they won everything.
Missing on a mission to get in behind Cuz, but
they're gonna win Worlds.
Who's flanking who?
Yeah, I don't know.
Focus up.
I think everyone's flanking everyone.
I'm losing track.
Lahens is flanking missing while Kanavi
they're getting top tier 1. Top tier 1's already dead.
Is killing award. Cuz is still here.
Yeah, fist that Rakan. Ult him.
Not the target.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Hit him. Don't let that pussy get away with it. That's fucking right. Now go Nash. Force him into a mistake. Get Orianna. Oh, he doesn't have TP. Nice. Now they can shift down to bot tier 1 here.
But eventually KT bring those pieces together, and they brought them together in front of the Baron as well. And I don't think they can immediately.
We support KT. When KT wins, we support no one. We just enjoy League of Legends in its truest form, when both teams are sweating for their lives.
Look at how much vision there is still available here for JDG. So even if KT
the thing is, they have good vision behind and they can flank, but flanking on Gragas is so risky because you need Gragas to peel against like Vi, Jax. It's really nice to have Gragas. But Gragas flanking, you can get into a scenario where KT just run forwards.
Get the opportunity to set up for big kills on towards Cuz. 2-0-4. He's going to be able to put the herd onto Ruder, focus him down. And when you look at the opportunities for JDG to try and play it back, you have to burn so many different
Why do you support Weibo, win or lose then? Because they're my favorite team.
The ultimate
I'm done
for
arguing
the
with this
Zaya
chat.
as
Shut up.
well. It's so hard to just kill Amy.
Oh, the W from missing. He knew.
Yeah.
Well done.
Nicely done.
I'm done with this chat.
And KT.
It's probably just the same guy writing the same shit over and over on 3 different accounts trying to trigger me.
Chaos that we had before. That was crazy.
Give it 30 seconds. We got next dragon up, and it's going to go insane.
All right, here we go. We might have something here, but no. Cuz not going to find the knockback with his Vault Breaker. Just going to get over that wall with his next one. Take down these control wards. These Mega Scryer's Blooms working out nicely is missing once.
Hey, ult that guy. Yeah, just keep ulting him. Get his flash. Now what? Dead.
There's a Vault Breaker, and Cuz just does it himself.
Bro, Cuz, he got his dick out this game.
Dying in what feels like the entire series to twice in a row. There is still a lot of cooldowns available for JDG though, so I don't know if KT wants to try and go for Nash.
One stun, they got them!
There it is, the Unleashed
No crown!
through as well. Knight down to 50%.
Knight has no crown, BDS has no crownie. Can we go Nash? Can we get Drake?
Okay, that wasn't even the unleashed power. My goodness, it's just so much damage.
And that's the thing. BDD is getting to a position with the Shadow Flame where he hurts like hell if you give him that opportunity.
What?
Still,
Yeah, the fact that Crown is not on BDS is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. BDS had to catch a stray there. It's deserved.
Let's try and get this play on the top side. But immediately you're seeing the response coming through from KT. Zaya starting to lean in towards this top side. Lahen's covering for Kanavi coming over the wall.
Can I? Oh! Mamma mia!
Not going to be quite enough. Didn't quite calculate it. And Knight, now he just teleported back, so he's going to have to go back home again unless he can get some of his health from these.
Kanavi wants to go on him, but he can't.
Lulu. The attempt from JDG to overload
And they can't force Nash because Oriana doesn't have TP and neither does Gragas.
And gets the guide
Oh, Gragas doesn't matter, but Oriana
might look for more, but
it was
now
1
they
HP.
have
Yeah,
to
bot
wait
tier 2.
for the next wave. We'll see if Keen is able to actually pick himself up. He gets the inner. That's so much gold.
KT is looking like game number 1 again. Controlling the map, dictating the pace of these fights, and again, aiming
the pace, right? That's right, the pace. Oh, BDD 100, 101. Yeah, he don't care, bro. He just goes in. No flash. He put a ward down for Jax. No flash again. Do we go Baron?
He really wants to join this.
Yo! Griefer!
But in goes the quickness from missing. Great knock-up, but there is so much damage on KT. He's not going to be doing that
BDD flash? Okay.
soon. And JDG, oh, they're going to get stunned. There's a flash over.
Oh, Lahen's flash knock-up on Lulu.
With his counter-strike, and 369 will
Go Baron. Go Baron. Get it.
It looks like JDG are getting taken for a ride on the roller coaster.
It's the roller coaster, baby.
There was no way that this series cannot end in 5 games. After all the doubts, after everything, KT want to push us there. And Baron is in their sights. Knight and Ruler are all that's left.
No! No! Aiming, you got that, baby. E-flash back. Oh, no, he griefed it. Oh, no, we got excited. No! No, not like this. We got excited. No! Who said it?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
I'm so sorry.
Crashing down as Knight and Ruler say no. You will not take the Baron, and JDG turn it around.
And that is a shockwave for the tier list, gentlemen. Let's have a look at it again.
Oh my god.
Ruler just playing outside of vision.
Oh my god, Ruler.
To catch BDD, set up the shockwave.
Oh my god.
And this is not the first time we've seen Knight.
Ruler knew exactly what was coming with that E-flash. He was already running away for 1 second without hitting. Oh my god. He's AI. He's AI.
As they finish off Keen.
And if Keen was there, they might have been
He's
able
AI.
to actually take him down, but it's the fact that towards topside, Keen was trying to stand guard, and Ruler just...
He had that little smirk where he knew he just fucking owned them. He was like...
in there as Kaisa gets JDG to Red Bull Baron power play.
And it's so reminiscent of the first time you got to see Knight pick up a title for himself. Summer 2020, he was on the Syndra, where he hid just outside of vision to find this big moment to strike.
Oh, it's Ruler time now, isn't it?
This time,
Fuck.
hiding just over the wall with
Fuck,
a
it's Ruler time.
description to set up a play that might have just taken this game out of the hands of KT.
And look at the win probability powered by AWS. You can see it took a real nosedive. After that, for KT, they do have, like, of course, they still have decent amount of gold here. Slight advantage, but it really feels like momentum has shifted. The Red Bull Baron power play is still continuing to tick northward. This could be up to 3,000 as this inner turret is going to be taken down.
They can get top tier too.
Gold on this map.
But JDG are going to force. They see 2-man top when you have no TP. You're going to lose inhib here.
They're going to be able to take this inner turret, but the inhib should just be taken down here by JDG. If 4-man strong, still looking
Gragas
to press
is going to
forward,
stop one
and
base.
Justice might be able to stop the backs.
Nah, they're not going to end.
Exactly right. JDG, they do just take the inhibitor, and they're not looking for too much more. But still, that is not an inhib in trade. That is just an inner turret here.
Cuz and BDD are trying to see if they can find 369 as he steps away, though. He's playing this so safe, hasn't seen them reset, so gonna just back it on up. JDG clearing out the spot side jungle as they go. Do they find Cuz and BDD?
I think they spot them on that with that control.
Wait, who finds who?
Are we flanking who and stuff?
Ruler no flash. Ruler no flash. Cuz has flash. Is he going to charge Q again and flash ult?
Speed up, but
He's too
maybe
far.
allows KT to take some control here. But it looks
He
like
was
instead
thinking.
JDG just gonna get everyone out of there extraction successful, and the gold and dragons will be dead even as we go towards this next Drake fight.
The items aren't so even though. Look at Ruler, 3 items now complete on towards this Kai'Sa because he benefited off of those kills. Knight's going to be able to finish his Void Staff. Well, actually, probably not quite. Just before the 30-second mark on this.
Trying to make a pick top instead of do Drake.
Roaming Gragas.
He was gonna say a rat.
He's looking for the back. It's
he said a rat, a roaming Gragas.
The Everfrost to try and keep him alive, but I have a feeling that even with his Zhonya's, he is still going.
He's buying time. They lose Drake.
Yeah,
JDG are on the way.
Yeah, they are. They're looking to try and help him out, but that's not going to work out. 4-3-6-9. Can they catch them out of position? Or
what the fuck? Atlas just leaked his phone passcode. 4369.
The answer is no for now.
And it will mean that they're able to make their way over towards the Dragon Pit first here. This is just for soul points. KT
Am I funny?
lack of control. We'll see if they want to try and go for this nonetheless.
Look how little was used though. It's only the ult from
Ult that Kai'Sa!
Teleport flank. I don't know about this one. It could be dangerous immediately. He is going to go into stasis, but the shockwave was put down. The Void Secret Rule finds it. Kanavi finishes it off. The Featherstorm is going to be used. Aiming is the last hope here for KT. And the cease and desist goes down.
Get the Lee Sin, get the Lee Sin. Aiming.
Keen gets one back onto the jungle.
Kuz is down.
Into the back line was Kuz, and he is going to be taken down.
It's okay, they only lose Drake. Just get bot wave. Don't let them in. They might TP with Gragas.
In the 4
get out.
versus 5 though, JDG are able to get the 2 for 2.
Fuck
They're
me,
able
Ruler,
to
man.
get the dragon.
How did Kanavi get kickoff? Can someone tell me how Lee Sin kicked? That's fucking VAR. He was a fucking squirrel. Squirrels can't kick shit.
Exactly.
Check that replay.
The big thing
Check
that
it.
I think the call from KT to try and fight, 100% correct. You might not get another opportunity where you are fighting
Check
a
it.
5
No
versus
joke.
4, but the problem was
Maybe he buffered it. Is that how it works?
BDD, even with
Look, the
stopwatch
polymorph.
available, you can't do that against JDG. They are not going to mess up the timing.
Look,
That
the polymorph, look.
shockwave from Knight, pixel perfect. So BDD doesn't get to flash it, and he's down before
The
the fight
squirrel
begins.
kicks.
And again, Ruler playing on a knife's edge here. This man does not have cleanse, but he's willing to put himself in harm's way to get the kill onto the Syndra with Kanavi, then reposition.
Nah, he must have
behind
buffered it
the
or something.
Jax that's revving up that counter-strike.
Must have been like casting it.
He's been so clutch with his positioning on this Kai'Sa. It's insane.
Well, they just briefly got notice of missing. He's by himself all the time, so they may not have expected that he had a couple of friends here in position. 4 members of JDG.
Aiming is still really strong.
KT jungle right now.
Oh, Cuz, that was personal. You want to give him a little bit of a fist.
Quickly in favor of the LPL first seed here. They are bearing down on KT now.
And it's so remarkable how oppressive JDG feel, because the goal is even, Cuz.
There's the knock-up. Do manage to get him over the wall there to relative safety.
Keen? Yo, Keen is cooking.
As Knight is
Gets Orianna flash. Go on, get him, Keen. He's gonna rock ult here, maybe.
Can he survive? Are the rest of JDG gonna get here? There's the quick
Yavi.
missing, and now it's Keen. That could be in
Look
trouble.
Gragas, look Gragas.
There's the unleashed power.
Nashing 30, Nashing 30. Nice ult. The ult from Cuz! He's going in! He's going in!
So incredibly deep.
He's dead! He's dead!
Pays the price.
He's dead!
They got mega cones! And then meanwhile, the bot lane wave is pushed in hard. And if Cuz stays alive there, KT might have gone a Baron, but instead, it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
They lost the Nexus tower.
Control over the Baron. That's the Nexus turret.
They want to do Nash.
Baron is in 8 seconds. JDG are back on the map, and 369 is TP. They need to deal with this wave while keeping pressure on the Baron area.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, KT just
Ruler's having fun.
Nexus turrets.
He's fucking fed, isn't he?
This fight, it was almost extraordinary. But the fact that Cuz
I love it how
so
it's just an absolute int fest. But Ruler is just like head and shoulders above.
You do not. Cuz was committed, and now JDG, they're going to start off the Baron. It's going down
great. This is my kind of League of Legends.
so many items. Keen has teleported in. Can they find a team fight, though?
King,
Is the
you okay?
question. The Baron is out of it.
Where's my man going?
He goes golden, but it's going to be so hard to survive this. Counter-strike or no, Shockwave is a bit of a hula hoop, but Ruler is still going to say goodnight to Keen. There's the shutdown onto him. They take a blue buff, and now JDG just looking to press ever further forward with their Baron buff now in hand, with a big gold lead starting to build. This is really feeling like the 3-1 angle for JDG.
The waves aren't really in position for JDG right now, though. None of them are pushed in, so at least for the moment, KT will be able to hold strong, get the resets in. They need to buy time for Keen to come back up, but this is going to be a tough one, especially with only a single Nexus turret remaining. JDG want to try and close it out here with this Baron buff.
We'll see, though. There is still 2 minutes remaining here for JDG. Bot lane inhibitor is now back up for KT, and that should be the first angle of attack for JDG. No turret standing there. Their Rebel Baron power plays have been impeccable, as missing just mega coning all over the place.
Is it winnable?
It's a dangerous tool in his hands. Absolutely. For everyone.
Wow, Ruler!
He just looks for the hands, aiming. Gonna get the wild growth. Missing goes forward, and he's the one that might be taken down here as aiming's moving forward.
Oh, what a stopwatch! Are you kidding? He's a fucking robot!
And now Cuz is too far in. He tries to cure.
It's not fair!
It just works out for the JDG 80 carry. They'll take the inner turret. I don't think they're done there.
How the hell are JDG still up and swinging? Now Kanavi wants to go, still has the kick. Terrible fall.
30 seconds on Cuz. KT are going to try and hold on, but I don't know if they can.
Mid lane inhib is going to go down. They do have one siege minion available. They're going to have to wait for some waves, though, as they're getting to work on this bottom lane inhibitor. Kane Counter-Strike now on cooldown just for a little bit, but we're pretty late into this game.
15 seconds on Cuz.
Yeah,
They can't. Aiming has nothing.
Goes wide, in goes Kane.
Aiming has nothing. Ruler can send it.
But he's so slippery, and now the Nexus is exposed. JDG a few auto attacks away from the semi-finals as the kick comes in. Aiming tries to stand his ground, but the Nexus is being fired. It's so low.
The Nexus! Oh, the cannon minion! The cannon minion ended it!
The cannon minion.
Oh my god, the final bullet!
That's how it's done, gentlemen. JDG will be heading to the semi-finals.
Oh my god.
And KT Rolster will have to start again next year.
Oh my god, that cannon minion.
As always for JDG.
Yeah, no worries.
Not even close.
Woo.
And to be fair, you know, that
that could have gone to 5, man. That should have gone to 5.
JDG was able to play out these team fights and regain control after KT tried
That should have gone to 5.
So much chaos is remarkable.
What a moment. That is another brick paved. The golden road
KT.
still on the table, and Hirai just completely got it after this one. Him and
I think KT put up a really good fight.
Incredibly hard with KT this year.
KT put up a really good fight.
I just don't think that they can be stopped. They are so incredibly good. Such a well-oiled machine. It's just the hope that was gained as KT, a well-deserved bow. They deserve to be here. This was much closer
T1
than
is the last hope.
People expected. JDG just too good.
I think KT showed, though, that JDG can't lead. I mean, game 1, they played absolutely impeccably. This game and game 4...
Yeah, I think KT did it really well.
1 or 2 plays that had gone the way of KT, and we would have been going to that game 5. That Baron could have been that game 5 moment for KT. And as you say, deserved bow. This has been an incredible performance from KT Roaster here today.
Shockwave.
Massive shout out to BDD, man. Holy fuck. And also Cuz.
That Ruler's just like, no, that's fine. I'll E in, because that can be also where you lose the game. KT, if they are somehow able, if they have a ward before, if they take down Ruler, that could be the end of it. But instead, it is the turning point, really, because it felt like
all this just to get cleared by Weibo. Jesus.
KT was able to look. Oh, that tells the story.
Yeah.
And that was all Ruler and Knight together in that 2v4.
Yeah. And I think it says, as you say, wonders about JDG. I mean, another brick paved in the way to that golden road. JDG have looked absolutely incredible when it comes to team fights. Even if they're set behind early, even when it looks like you don't really have an opportunity to come back in a game, JDG will find a way to take
that was really fun.
that chance with missing.
That was really fun. I just wish.
Get onto the back line. And as you say, when you've
I
got
just
two of
wish
the best in the world at their
KT won that
respective
game.
positions in Knight and Ruler, who can make that magic happen at any moment, it's so hard to find any leeway against JDG.
Yeah, they were just exceptional here today, and also like just fun, man. Like these games were so incredibly fun. I can say it now. They were exciting, guys. They were exciting. I was excited the whole time.
Ruler best AD.
I was just trying to hold it in, and it was just amazing to see Missing's positioning, always looking for these attacks onto
Ruler
KT.
is a good AD.
And they aggressively went
He is
out
very
and
good.
took this quarterfinal match. They were making all of the plays. They were taking all of the risks. That man there on your screen as well was doing his best. Cuz trying to take these aggressive angles. You can see there's a lot of emotion here.
I don't know. I think a lot of players on JDG got outperformed in those games. Just Ruler didn't.
Of the KT
Ruler just never got outperformed.
And it's also for Keen. This was supposed to be his moment, coming back internationally after a couple of really underwhelming years on Afrika/Guangdong, and not really able to showcase what he was capable of after, of course, his debut internationally was not what he wanted. As we take another look at the final
LPL
moments
are
of this game.
definitely better than the LCK, but it's hard to say now. T1 is the last hope.
Say that much about, like,
if T1 get knocked out, that's it. LPL winter.
Absolutely not. Even in a little bit, but what a KT way to lose. Like that is, like, it's just quick.
The one cannon. The one cannon.
Oh my god, BDD. Yeah, because he even got.
Yeah, he got the other one.
Yeah. That's heartbreaking.
It is.
But I mean, again, I think JDG, they've been absolutely fantastic. It's inevitable that they are the team to beat. And I'm looking forward now to seeing who's going to join them tomorrow. Because T1 or LNG are looking at that going, lads, we have our work cut out for us.
They absolutely are. However, I mean, Scout versus Faker, that is going to be a treat no matter
Scout
what
versus
the
Faker.
outcome is going to
Alright,
be.
chat, make sure you're here tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to bang.
My goodness, if we got that in a semi-final, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining. I think it's win-win. Gentlemen,
I had a
says
lot of
Max
fun.
trying to hide what he really wants.
Yeah.
But now it is time to throw it over to Law with an interview.
이번 경기 승리를 가져간 징동의 나이트 미싱 선수와 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
Congratulations to JDG for taking down their opponent and make it to the semifinals. How are you feeling right now?
That was a good one. That's the kind of League of Legends I like.
And a lot of people are supporting us.
네, 미싱 선수도 소감 부탁드리겠습니다.
And Missing, what about you?
感觉很久没打比赛了，就是挺开心的吧。
It's been
Check
quite
the
a
Reddit,
while
yeah, we'll
since
do.
we played games, so it feels very amazing right now.
모두 기분이 너무너무 좋으실 것 같습니다. 네, 그리고 나이트 선수 올해 다전제에서 단 한 번도 패배한 적이 없는데요. 오늘 승리로 다전제 매치 전승을 이어가게 됐습니다. 다전제에서 징동이 가지는 최대 강점이 뭐라고 생각하는지 궁금합니다.
And this question is over tonight.
Let's do a Reddit check.
JDG hasn't lost a single one best of 5 at World and secured and managed to continue your record. What do you think is the biggest strength of JDG at this World? I think 5 members, 5 players on our team are the strongest players.
선수분들을 향한 믿음이 또 있는 것 같습니다.
Alright, chat, that was fun. That was really fun. Make sure you're here for the World's co-stream tomorrow with T1 versus LNG to see if it's a Weibo versus LPL or if it's Weibo versus T1 finals. Everyone wants me to check the Reddit. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's on the Reddit. What is this? World's viewership will dump if it's going to be in all LPL semis. Yeah, of course it will. Only in the West, though. The Eastern viewership will skyrocket. Who would win? All Pro LCK team or one Canadian? Listen up, Caedrel is right. He is right. I think I found the script for Worlds. Last year we had 3 Korean teams and 1 Chinese team in the semifinals. This year we could have 3 Chinese teams and 1 Korean team. Last year we had DRX Genji and DRX the full seed 1, so Weibo Gaming will beat BLG. T1 won against JDG, so this year they'll lose. And the final will be Weibo versus JDG. Everyone thinks JDG will win easily, just like T1 last year, but then Weibo will be the champions. Yeah. I draw Kellen and Pedro? Ah! Yo, that's hella cute! That's so cool! Yo, I love fan art, bro. Fan art is the coolest thing ever. Fan art is like the coolest thing ever. Look at Kellen, he's flying! He's flying! Yo. Yo. Dream Dust, thank you for the fan art. I love fan art, thank you so much for that. That looks really cool. That's sick. Chat say PogChamp. Damn, the detail goes hard. Stop saying same shirt. It's not same shirt. That is sick. You're a talented rat. Good drawing. Chuck Norris can watch Lil Bro stream ad-free without... Okay. Okay. Tomorrow LCK's Chad will show KT Else play against the Chinese Giants. BDD... Bro, I'm not adding that emote. Shut up. That's disturbing. See you at the semis, boys. KT doesn't have what it takes. I mean, T1 gotta beat LNG tomorrow. And LNG is a hard team. That's a hard team. Crisp could never. Bro, don't ever give Crisp Nautilus. Korean triple cam. It's a Twitch clip, I can't see it. Give Knight Nico, feed Ruler Jinx. JDG Golden Road, T1 Silver Road. Okay. Are you rehearsing from now on? Damn. Now I'm playing Suika in bed. You got terminated by the rat. Beryl said on Doinby stream that so far he spent about 9 million Korean won on Genshin Impact, which is around 68,000 USD. Bro, Beryl is single-handedly funding that game to keep going. He spent $70,000 on anime waifus. Beryl. New LPL product for Pedro to collect. What is that? Okay, that's it. There's nothing else on Reddit. There's nothing else on Reddit. Okay, I think we're gonna play a little bit. I think we're gonna play a little bit of Mario Kart. You know, I don't want to play anything else. I don't feel like playing anything else. I feel like playing League, but I don't have my account yet. Where's my account at? We're gonna play the Nunu game tomorrow or next week. Because right now, I don't want to get stuck into the Nunu game. I don't know. We will finish the Nunu game. We will finish it. I promise. We will finish the... Yo, listen. We will finish the Nunu game. I promise we'll finish the Nunu game. I just want to farm some fucking noobs in Mario Kart real quick.